Is it working? Does it work? Desktop audio.
To do just that. And if Aurora had the 50-50, they were to get Torm, then potentially Chen could get Angel. Yeah, which is one of the bigger power spikes for a support getting a shard. Even Lion Shard isn't too bad to see either, right? You're playing against Lost Sun, just having this reliable has been quite nice fights too. Draining out Ursa can actually be very impactful. It's not going to be the case here.
有回音是吧？ 回音。如何解决回音呢 ？Desktop audio is pretty loud, but I guess this is okay， 因为它是声音哈 ，OK。得戴耳机吗？如果放在这儿呢，还会有。Let's try.这咋办 ？How do I call it advanced audio properties? 麦克风得放远点嘛 ，audio, stereo, mic。麦可以 push to talk。哦 ，OK。如果放在这儿，还会听到吗？放在这儿听到。其实完全我可以有说话的，也还好。嚯！其实完全我可以有说话的，也还好。嚯！其实完全我可以有说话的。我的手机也在有回音，我在看这个东西。我的手机也在有回音，我在看这个东西。马尔斯不出跳刀，他们 Lions 打不死，怎么可能打死 Ursa？ 现在这 X Nova 打的这个真好 ，X Nova 每次打都很棒。哇，马尔斯没有死，马尔斯其实当然可以死。 我这 detection 那么高的吗？我可能得戴个耳机了吧，感觉有点吵。我觉得你看他这个 Extreme Gaming 这把哈，你看马尔斯不出跳刀，他出的是那种 defensive item， 那种笛子，就是他不想去找他们打。然后这样的话，你看 Ursa 就是拍嘛，也不出什么散尸跳刀，一开始他出的那个 Battle Fury， 他们要 boost 自己的那个 net worth。然后呢，让别人来打他，因为我感觉这个版本就是别人来找你，就是你在一个防守位的话，这个团战更好打一些。然后你看他们很久，你看 Team Spirit 一般都到了自己的 timing 再去打，让别人去找你来。但是有个特别蛋疼的点，就是我的 Fantasy 的是 Aurora 的那个 Mira support， 因为我读的那个 Reddit 说那 Mira 最好，我没有看，我就随便，因为到期了，我就随便点了一下，就感觉还可以吧。现在就有个点，就是我的这个麦克会录一下这个回音，就有点蛋疼。他那个我是用音响听的，我耳机不知道去哪儿了，耳机在这儿，但是不太想用耳机。我的速度是1.25。Q 大哥又来搞骚操作了，但阿妹他们不是菜逼，这。其实我很好奇，阿妹拿到了盾，为啥不送呢？是阿妹拿的吧？你看他把 BKB 用了，在别人高地上死的，高地下面一点吧。哎呦，阿妹，我觉得阿妹刚才应该 XXX 跑一波，然后让阿妹死在那个 pit 里，然后选个角度 ，XS 那个跳刀，他有跳刀吧？跳刀好了，去切下后排套3个在那个 arena 里面，他刚才套了几个？你看阿妹不用开 BKB 在这儿，他直接把盾放了就好了。你看2个在里面，对吧？然后你看他直接靠这个 X Nova 走过来，放一波 reset 更好嘛？为啥呀？是我太菜逼了吗？看不懂吗？对吧？他用了 BKB。Mars Arena 这感觉 Mars Arena 就切了一波后排，浪费掉了。你到现在就为了杀这个 Amber Spirit， 然后把 XM 给卖了，有一点，其实也不一定，米尔被顶回去的。有可能他觉得开了 BKB 以后把他们都打了，然后他们这一波技能没有了，然后他们就强行把 Amber 杀了，是这样子的吗？我感觉刚才把阿妹卖那个在里面卖掉会比较好，因为没有硬控对面，就一个那个，对啊 ，Lion 嘛 ，Lion 敢出去的话，马尔斯跳，就你 Lion、Amber Spirit 他们进去肯定会需要强杀他，看不懂，这为啥不直接开？为啥要直接开 BKB 打呀他？对吧？他把大也用了，然后没有输出点，这边就这个大就是切了一个这个什么，然后 Ursa 从后面跳过去把他杀了，我感觉可以来个更干净点 clean fight。I don't know man， 我可能 I'm a noob bro， 我分很低，我觉得 I'm a noob，I don't get it。 I really don't get it.
It's worth keeping in mind that the
我看如果我把我这麦克风关了，会不会好点？
but again, I think you can maybe add some percentages to that. Knowing the teams,
instantly bashed and just destroyed. Ame, no chance to get away for Kiyotaka.
I believe that's the abyssal reveal, right? I don't think he had it last fight, so Kiyotaka might not have anticipated this.
And looks like tournament time again.
Knowing the two teams, I don't know if 60-40 is where I'm at personally right now. I do like Extreme's chances a lot. This is the stage of the game that for many Aurora games, things start bleeding out a kill here. They're making a few mistakes.
Yeah.
You can't afford it here. Like we're looking at almost perfection here on out if you want to stabilize this game once more.
XXS has a full AC, by the way.
Yep.
Split Earth. Gonna find Toronto, Tokyo trying to
Oh,
get
the
out, but the bash and
bash.
Ame just eats him for dinner or breakfast since it is morning here.
Yep.
And
they get the
Nightfall trying
tower.
to find the distance. XXS, of course, not with the Blink Dagger, but he is so ridiculously tanky now.
I love the AC choice. Like I was saying, I don't think Blink was a necessity. He was queuing up BKB for the longest time, and then just took that good fight.
这个马尔是没有跳到，他是刚才走过去把 line 给毛过去的吗？ Wow, okay.
This AC, 3000 HP. You're also looking at the damage breakdown of the Dire. It's heavily physical. Prophet's almost exclusively physical. Dawn is physical.
他为啥？他们是纯保守流，打了看到没？
Kiyotaka's build.
他们这个 XG Gaming 他们纯保守流，学一学哦。看到这个版本就是保守，让别人来打你，你不去 initiate。这个 XXS 他不 initiate 啊，怪不得刚才阿妹直接开 BKB 打呢，因为 XXS 没有跳到，他不能 reset 做一个特别好的跳到大。现在他要跳到啊，刚才是这样，怪不得他们打，因为那个 SS 他们 reset 不了，他 reset 不了，弄完以后别人会占高地更好打，可能就打不起来了。他们要用这个盾换几条命 ，very good decision 啊。Okay, I get it now. I get it.
Tower survives. Just chicken away at it though.
On XM as well.
But Extreme with a 10k lead now in a pretty comfortable position. So from Aurora's side, what are they missing here? It feels like these fights are pretty long-winded, I want to say.
They're missing damage. I think that's the simple answer to that question. You just don't do enough.
All right, well, obviously Nightfall is going to be getting more damage, but you're saying a second hero needs to arrive, right?
I think so.
So in terms of itemization, what are you looking for either the Dawn or Ember?
So Ember could go something.
每年感觉 TIC 呢好 exciting 啊，感觉还是特别喜欢看。Oh my god, this is amazing! I love it. Shit. 可惜现在奖金低了，没有以前更 hype。感觉大家就是为了一个名誉吧，就是钱多了可能更 clutch 一点。Kiyotaka 他和这个哦，他们有两个英雄可以传过来，直接开团的话，陈咋办？陈就给个回复吗？其实 to be honest，fuck， 我刚才我看到我不知道我 prediction XG lose elimination， 然后 Aurora win， 是因为我要摊那个 Mira 的 fantasy。其实昨天贼傻逼，我其实有一个特别好的5号位的 fantasy， 但是呢，然后我摇是那个某 Posh 卡，就是嘛 Team Spirit 那个5嘛，然后，我多余我点错了，我想那个把中路的那个蓝颜色的换了，然后但是我那个人没有从辅助调到中路，哎，shit bro， 所以说我只能用 Mira 了。其实这样的话，我就不会把 Aurora 放在那个什么，我会把它放在那个 lose。哎，算 whatever，fuck it，fuck it。
Actually, you just gave me an interesting idea. What if you could change your facet at some point? Would you think
Like for a gold amount, you mean?
either for gold or like there's a time that it becomes available? Like let's say you can change your facet at 45 minutes, one time.
I think then it makes.
I mean, obviously some heroes would be ridiculous.
It makes facets too one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Because you can always change it. Like
Well,
the
45 minutes is quite long.
The decision should be at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
I think.
for sure. I don't know. It's just I've never really thought about the possibility.
In other
of what
words,
if you could-
really stupid idea.
I didn't say it was a good idea. It just had me thinking.
That's true. Don't do that again.
Yeah.
Oh, Nightfall. Might be spotted. Ame. Oh, gets the Abyssal Blade onto Ember. Kiyotaka in a lot of trouble. Tries to run away, but Remnant's on himself and dies to the bear. Ame trying to turn his sights onto
这
Nightfall.
Kiyotaka 不留个魂的吗？他是纯 aggressive，
Definitely in favor of Extreme again.
但还好 Nightfall 活了。
He's gonna get hacked, but XXS is there. BKB pop for Nightfall. Solo Guardian follow as well. Starbreaker on top of XM taking a ton of damage.
哎呦，阿美伤害爆炸了。
Along with Nightfall. So
那两人刚才开是 BKB 吧？阿美打出来的伤害吧？哎呦呦呦呦！看阿美打出来的，哎呦 shit！ 哦，那个 SM 的那个 edict 应该是 pure damage 吧？我记得是physical。shit 都忘记了。急了，急了，急了，急了，急了，急了！我说打不赢。
Generally not long for this world.
I mean, bears bite, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, not Ursa though.
Maybe a new cosmetic. Yeah, where's the Ursa Arcana?
Yeah, Valve.
You have the cowboy hat. You gotta get something on top of that, right?
Oh, isn't that funny that was such a controversial item back in the days? And now it's just like if that cowboy hat cosmetic came out, everyone was like, "That's par for the course."
I think nobody would even care. Like, we would be playing like this is not crazy enough anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's a cowboy hat. Who cares?
Very storied item. I believe still one of the more valuable items in the game, right? It's pretty rare.
I haven't kept up with the marketplace recently.
Okay. I know you're a big hat aficionado, of course.
Yeah, sure am.
You love rating sets, but you don't really like
I think
playing
in
many
the
heroes.
course of like the Dota Cinema days, I don't know how many chests I opened. I probably have the worst luck of anybody. I think in terms of like the ultra rares, I've gotten one in my entire life.
Yeah, I
Isn't
think
that kind of crazy?
Yeah, it's funny how everybody you talk to thinks they're the least lucky person ever.
It's not confirmation bias with me though.
No.
At some point, it's true.
Oh, that's true. That's what everybody says as well. It's also not confirmation bias with me, by the way. I'm the least lucky person.
That's right.
Yeah.
You finally met the person that it's true for. Okay?
Okay. Been looking for you all this time. We finally found the world's unluckiest man. He's right here on this broadcast.
That's right.
Well,
Look
you've
at that
had luck
Marsh
with other things in life. Highlight of your life.
Indeed.
Yeah. Wife can take second place. Uh-oh.
Success showing off the hex. Finding the Dawnbreaker. I don't think the Hand of God is going to be enough as Ame takes another one to the grave. Glimpse just in time. And a second casualty for Aurora.
Yeah, they're in trouble. They're in big
Now
trouble.
they're in trouble.
这 X Nova 5号位玩的是真好。
They're in troubler than
Swift
before.
link for Ame.
真的 X Nova 5号位，我一直觉得他 LGD 时候打也贼好。他之前那个我觉得特别亮的一点就是他们开战前，他神域嘛，给自己放那个驱散，然后 sensor 一放大，他不就自动把自己驱散了嘛？然后他救的那个蓝猫是 maybe 那蓝猫，然后还有一些什么 rotation 啊，什么切人啊都超棒。我不懂 X Nova 为什么找队找那么难，为什么只找他？我觉得他在国外，他是不是不会英文？中国人都不怎么打这游戏了，我发觉。这 Kiyotaka 留魂了吗？没有，还是 aggressive 魂这个菜逼，我去 ，Oh my god！ 你 behind 的时候，你如果你的 team is losing 的话，你得留魂到后面，而不是去切别人。What a noob, bro! Even I know this shit.
Yeah, I'm not really sold. I think that's just to get the hell out of their situation, but not that time. But yeah, just to what I was mainly impressed by in Jin Q this game is it's one thing to time the disruptions as well as he has, but I think his positioning has been stellar. Right? It's really, really important in this game for Shadow Demon to just play at Ember gets to ice the primary target the entire game. We're 40 minutes in. I've seen 2 disruptions every team fight. Great glimmer usage. All the tools he's had at his disposal have just been used to.
I think the only knock on him this game probably for Jin Q is that he didn't buy phase boots. Other than that, he's just had a masterful performance.
Obviously, phase boots great for positioning.
什么？如果你 Glimmer 这个 creep 时候，他不会去打塔，他会直接越塔去打后面。What the fuck? Really? Shit! Did you guys know this? What the fuck?
You need to be careful. There's quite a lot of people listening here, and you might give
Damn!
beginners the wrong idea here. Oh, I've never tried Shadow Demon with phase boots.
哦天呐，感觉现在都在有很多 mechanics 都不知道了。
Phase boots on every hero because I have 5 boots.
Stay a little bit longer. Oh, disruption dodges the finger of death. Disgusting display again from Jin Q as Ame in the front eats another target. This time it's Mira. 50 seconds.
可以改自己的 prediction 了，我错了，我想改自己 prediction。
Try to protect this a bit, but Nightfall ends up taking it out.
要上高地其实还是有点难
The
的。
next creep wave. Blink dagger now online for Jin Q. So no longer needing those phase boots that we talked about.
他们如果把 Nightfall 杀了是可以打的，别人没伤害。Kiyotaka 是 weak as fuck。哎，他上去，他想杀 Nightfall， 看到没？
We'll use the Mark
哦
Arena anyway. Spear is
Miss.
to Nightfall's BKB as Ame just focusing on the objectives. Towers
那 Ember Spirit 不敢上。
from extreme. Still 2 minutes on the Aegis though. Playing it very safe.
Considering how XXS has been playing this game, I wonder if Nightfall should have bought a Silver Edge instead of the Satanic. It's not characteristic at all for Prophet to go that build, but the way that Extreme have structured all of their fights is XXS goes in front, Bulwark up, and Prophet just cannot kill him. So having some sort of way to get through XXS could have perhaps broken the fight wide open. It just makes Extreme's job of keeping formation so easy when they can just send in this centerpiece that seemingly cannot die. As a matter of fact, XXS is 1-0 and 18. He never died this game.
Pretty impressive.
Pretty much a. I mean, I love watching this guy as Mars for a reason. I think you can tell just how experienced he is in knowing the limits of the hero, and also the itemization is something that I think most players just wouldn't have gone this game. The pipe rush into Ewells was really clever, in my opinion.
Especially the phase boots, that was also quite clever.
Yeah, love that.
Like, all 6 items just work so well together. Incredible.
Ame, unfortunately.
Kiyotaka gets
no.
split earth, and another kill for Ame.
Yep. Will they find a glimpse too? No.
So buyback is available for Kiyotaka. Otherwise, has to wait 80 seconds. Glimpse. Well, they're going to be able to dodge that. Knife on that with BKB. XXS gets the Mars Arena onto 2 heroes. The rest of his team going to try to focus on the melee barracks. Only 30 seconds on the Aegis.
He forced Nightfall's BKB with that arena. I think that's a worthwhile trade, honestly.
Yeah, this will be 1 lane at the very least, and they will likely go mid to try to capitalize on this. What can Aurora do here? Another fortification. That's going to be potentially the
Aurora can't do shit. They lost. GG, bro. You can't play this shit. Earth 飞了一批，我觉得。2个冲脸英雄，我去，我跟 XXS 哥们儿，我觉得他如果就随便玩了，真的，他出个红杖都输不了。他只需要冲击送就行了，然后这 SM 和阿美直接冲击，随便谁来都得死。这经济差太大了，他没有用，看到没？2秒，他站了2秒，兄弟们，他站了2秒他就没了，站不住的。然后这个，哎 ，GG 了，米尔生气了，米尔表示以前我哥他妈是 Team Spirit， 对吧？Not anymore。啊，新 Q 贼开心。X Nova 牛逼，我去 ，X Nova 是真心牛逼。我觉得阿妹她喜欢刷，我去，我觉得她得再改一改。下一把吧 ，BO2 吧，这个不是 BO2， 他们就是打2把排分。感觉阿美胖了，看他们阵容。新的版本大家贼恶心，他有那个他天赋有那种那个闪避。啪 ，fuck disgusting， 又是 downbreaker 吗？又打 global。ET， 哦，新 Q 的 ET。ET 打团恶心，哎呦，嚯！对面也选这种硬的 tanky heroes。马尔斯被当，我觉得刚才 problem 不是马尔斯，是你们的阵容不行。给阿妹选个什么呢？选个这种远程的，我觉得 Draw Ranger 不错 ，Swain， 哦，谁先选的？他选 ban 的 TA， 然后选的虚空，直接 Swain。小黑被 ban 了吗？小黑没被 ban。这把为什么小黑难打？是 Kiyotaka 可以冲过来吗？前期太脆。阿妹可能 Swain 刷得快。天呐 ，Fear 越来越胖。Fly.
Okay, are you then kind of leaning towards you're really lacking extreme gaming? This is going to be a game in their favor, and then therefore the series.
I mean, Aurora are playing a bit more comfort this time, so I'm kind of hoping to see what they look like at Prime.
Have to keep Spirit as
the year by a long shot, or is it just me?
It's one. I mean,
is that confirmation bias?
He's also been banned a lot, right? So.
True.
Usually the most played support of the year is not one of the best. It's just the one that always makes it through because it's not quite good enough to be banned a lot. I will say though.
虚空现在跳不是特别远呢。 他没 BKB 会被
Sven
Park
is one of
切
the best core
蓝
matchups into
蓝
Void in
羊
this patch, actually. Historically
谁
speaking,
去
Void
切
does
啊
well against Sven,
？Kiyotaka
because
去
you're
切
one of the
吗
few heroes that has hard lockdown as a carry in that matchup. But nowadays, a lot of the time, Void's games are about weaving in and out of fights a little bit more and resetting, regoing. Sven is
新 Q 拿
arguably the
蓝
single
呀
best carry？
哦，
at
他要
Void.
出跳刀去
You just
initiate 吗？
jump,
还怎么
burst
着？
him 100 to 0, and you have the
我以
setup
为
for
新
it.
Q
You've got
打
the instant
ET
hexing line,
ET
you've got
offlane
coil,
打他们不很
silence.
爽吗
ET even can be a part of an Earth Splitter combo.
？What？
So I'm a little bit worried about
让
for
X
Aurora, just
Nova
the clarity that this
打
is
ET
fine
吗
if it goes late. I don't think it's that straightforward.
How long does
And
it
also
take
we saw
for
last game.
下路保
Void
斯文
to get
farm，
online these days?
因为进城有进城 Toronto Tokyo 吗？
Quite a bit.
Well, with the Helm of the Dominator
Okay.
popping,
I don't know,
popping
my
up
guy.
now, it's definitely
我已经看不
accelerating
懂
a bit. You can think of it as like just a better Midas. You're getting extra farm because the creep can help you farm. Either you can put the creep in the lane while you jungle, vice versa, or you can just play them together for faster speed at whatever you're doing. It gives you good stats. Helm of Iron Will is really good in lane, so definitely come online faster. But the Dom doesn't. It can also hit in your chrono, so it's some more damage. But it's not like Void is just gonna crush the game at 15 minutes, right? It's not like he's still the same hero, but you've limited the weakness that used to be exploited the most, which is that early mid game for him. So he'll come online, but I think the truly scary Void that you're used to seeing from highlight clips, that's like chronoing and killing 2 or 3 heroes, that's the same as always.
Yeah.
It's late.
Very hard to deal with a late game Void. That has never changed. Especially with that 25 talent, if they choose to go for that, which is the AoE increase. Very scary indeed.
Backtrack
200
chance has to be the choice against
Yeah,
Sven, though, right?
I know.
You just have to take it.
But
I think.
the AoE, if you have like amazing setup, can just be game winning.
Yeah.
200 AoE when the radius is that wide to begin with is absurdly large. As Kiyotaka playing the Void Spirit this game versus XM's Puck. 14-5 so far for Kiyotaka, so slight advantage with a 10-0.
It's a good lane matchup for Void. It's unsurprising that Kiyotaka is doing well here. His laning last game was also fine on his Ember versus Lesh, so I don't really feel like you can fault Kiyotaka too much for the laning stage. Last game, though, a couple of moments past the laning stage, dropped the ball a little bit. And that's part of my concern for this game as well, is we can talk all we want about the theory of the lineups, but at the end of the day, it's about what level of play are you bringing to the server, right? I think in game number 1, Kiyotaka was not on his A game, so he needs to level up for this game. I think if everybody plays to the same level as last game, Extreme just played better, right? Like, through and through. All their players did a great job in the fights. They had good target selection, good itemization.
Well, really, we talked about Aurora did get off to a good start. It was really that first Roche fight that I feel like really turned the tables.
这个紫猫没有 A 仗就是个废物，他肯定就得出 Mage Slayer， 然后肉起来。但是他没有 A 仗，他真的反正就是个废物，他没有用
Trades were always support for core.
，useless。
Exactly.
Bro's fucking useless.
Toronto Tokyo has anything to say about this situation, though, playing the Dawn second game in a row. You talked about this being kind of the off lane of the patch right now. As this creep, this is interesting. Ame will eventually get it, pops the Warcry as well. Apply a little bit of pressure to Mira as the Astral Spirit just shadowing him. Talk to me about the Pugna.
Yeah, there's a lot of value to Netherwork here against Puck and the Lion, and it's also a bad lane matchup for. Oh,
That's first blood. So
blood
Mira
from
did eventually go down.
Okay, and so
Panto.
talk to me about Pugna. Well, he's dead.
You know, that's not a good way to look at it. Knifel trying to take out the Tombstone. Will be able to time walk away.
这主不行啊，他 miss 2个 Q。
Nether Ward against high mana cost spells is nice. You've got Decrepify against ET, which in turn X-Nova just avoided that lane. He has to pick his poison between Shadow Shaman and Pugna, and I think he'd rather play against the Shaman anyway. And you can't really talk about Decrepify against Sven, because Sven was picked last, right? So that's not a part of the equation here. It's overall a solid support. I think Pugna is pretty good this patch. I think we'll be seeing it a good amount this tournament. I believe some people even thought Pugna was going to be the support, which I'm not sure I agree with, but I definitely do place it in like the.
It's been a long time since
higher
Pugna has been the support hero.
Yeah.
There was a time where, you know, life.
这个 Park 以后会很恶心，谁能抓住他？
And it was used pretty consistently as like this support that did nothing but give mana to Storm.
The Butler for Storm, yeah.
And it's been a long road back for Pugna, so good to see him getting back into the meta.
Why? I feel like I've never seen anyone run Lion as a battery for Storm.
I have.
You have?
But it's a very poor man's version of the Pugna.
It's still level 4 mana drain. It's still
okay.
600 mana in 5 seconds. It's
Okay,
not
the Remnant
bad.
does connect. XM as the orb to try to get away. Actually gets a little fancy with it and
Ooh, never mind. Never mind, they got him.
So has the curveball facet, trying to get a little bit of extra farm. Could have just gotten away, I feel like.
Not rotation.
a big kill.
Ward 哈。
Coolest facet in the game, though, I will say.
Curveball is very nice.
Very, very cool addition.
But this is it's big for Aurora to get Kiyotaka on the board. You want.
Oh, 他们还想再杀 Park 一
Hero
次
is。very polarizing in my opinion. He has games that he takes over and games that he falls very flat. So a great fit for Kiyotaka. If he's having a bad game, he just blame the hero.
哎，这划算了，他 rotate mid 把 Void 给放了 ，Void 是他们的突破点。
But yeah, if you could pick a singular hero in this game to have a good start, I would pick Void Spirit if I'm Aurora, because this hero can really accelerate your game if he has the start that you're looking for, which is definitely the case here. Obviously, that time around it comes at the expense of losing their Void, but maybe those two are Faceless Void. Let's be clear, there's two Voids. A worthwhile trade, if you could even say those two plays are connected. Might just have been a mess up on Nightfall's side.
Kiyotaka with the first power rune of the game, which is the Arcane. He's going to find a little Jin Q action. Panto there. Another Astral Step with some good body blocks as well. XXS actually places down his Tombstone to try to contest this, and Jin Q, is he actually going to live through this? Looks like that might be the case as Kiyotaka has to try to run away. Trying to go for the Tombstone, gets impaled in the meantime though. Does take out the Tombstone, getting some extra gold. As XXS now with a double decay, and going to force Kiyotaka out with not too much to show for it. In fact, it's going to be the death of the support instead for Panto as XM finally makes his way over.
Yeah, that was a very deep dive. They missed the Astral Remnant. I think at that point, or excuse me, the Remnant, at that point, you're just probably not getting the kill. It was close, but diving that deep between the two towers at minute 7 is absolutely going to.
这 Kiyotaka 是不是有点太上头了？
Big damage onto Sven down butt, but the TP rotation.
Stormhammer and a God Strength coming out as well. Only the level 5 Dawnbreaker not able to use anything to get out of dodge. It does have Hammer up in a second, but just too much damage in this early game from Ame.
Ame says Stormhammer is the better one. And he's right that time. Power Rune taken away by X-Nova. Nothing here for Kiyotaka. Big rune snag. He's running out of mana. So this is a really awkward spot now for Kiyotaka. He's got 160 mana, no rune to claim. I guess he could get his own bounty rune, perhaps, if that's still there. But
Kiyotaka 人生吃不行，看女王被 ban 了吗？女王打不过 Park 是吧
？Vessel build. Void Spirit, one of the few mid heroes that more or less consistently does this, of course, being Universal, likes to buy it, and it's not really the best game for it, right? Like, what are you really countering with Vessel? Soul Rip?
I guess that's the only.
Spend some lifesteal.
哥们儿应该出个 Make Slayer 肉起来，对面有2个、3个吧，我不知道那个 Undying 可能防不了，但是 Park 和 Line 肯定可以防一波，他肯定要冲进去嘛，然后直接憋 A 仗，兄弟，你出个骨灰盒干嘛呀？谁有回复呀 ？Undying 嘛，就防 Undying 一手嘛。哎，this guy is a fucking noob. This Kiyotaka guy, man. This Kiyotaka guy is a fucking noob, bro. Like what the fuck is he doing, dude? I know better. 而且我猜逼，我觉得他不应该出，他应该直接没 Slayer 肉起来，对吧？然后夹腿，他非得出个这个 Grace， 他救谁啊？他是为了杀 Undying 嘛？他的 job 不是说杀 Undying， 你看杀死他吗？看他多少？打3秒他还没有死，还得放一个5个全来，4个全来，5个吗？5个全来的兄弟。杀一个 Undying bro， 哦这 Undying 发到，慢慢。为啥他要直接果断回去？他 stupid， 你5个人全来了，兄弟，为什么还要去呢？为啥呀 ？Sven 不来 ，Park 没有 TP，Elder Titan 在附近放魂，他肯定不能上。Elder Titan 又没有大，我觉得，对吧？他又没有空，他不能去。Lion 死了，对吧？你就不应该去了呀。他什么情况？他现在 ET TP 了，对不对？他就给一个 Aura support 死了。Park 没有反应 ，Sven Park 没有反应 ，Sven 没有反应，这个 XXS 直接又 TP 波送 ，Oh my god, dude.
Far from ideal here.
Okay, maybe like 这个 Void Spirit 的这个骨灰盒确实。他也许知道这个 Undying 是个 noob。为啥呀 ？Why are you doing this, bro? Like why？ 对吧？你看 Park 在推下 ，Sven 在推下刷这个区域。The fuck is he lagging? No， 他死了一波，瞬间 TP 到最远的地方。而且他看到了4个人，对吧？他可以说没有看到第5个人 Mirror 在切，他看到了4个人，他还要往前最远 TP 去干 ，What the fuck？ 对，我跟你说，我绝对 report 他 griefing feeding。唉 ，so stupid。他一点都不 discipline。
anytime a Sven is being played, he's always going to be in the top.
也许这把
It's such a hard
XG
hero
赢不
to
了
test.。
我看的是 live， 但是这是 replay。你看有 Park 人来了才能杀得了，好吧？他这个 knife out 出那个支配是学那个亚托罗。
Yeah, bodies decay really fast in this world.
Apparently.
Actually.
I mean, it's biodegradable.
Well,
It is a pine
that's
cone.
fair.
你看到没？你看到没？这个版本如果是你一直去找人杀，对吧？你会浪费很多时间，你得找，你得碰，对吧？就是你有可能碰到，有可能碰不到，就很浪费时间。你看，就是 Team Spirit。如果你们看过赛博分析他们就是 guarantee position one 拿到那种很关键的装备，然后这个 Dota Plus 不一定无所谓，因为 Park 和 Sven 几乎都在 farm， 对吧？看 Top 3 Network 对吧？应该是吧？刚才这个 Undying 3号位送了2次，加上 Line 这个中路这个紫毛之前都。shit， 但是那个 Undying 3号位直接送2次 ，OK， 把他给带起来了。Anyway， 他 Sven 和 Park 在 farm 对吧？然后呢，他们出的就是那种怎么说呢？不是那种 initiating 那个 items。Park 可能得出个跳刀 ，Sven 以后得出跳刀，但是 Sven 第一件肯定是刷。你看 Park 没有出跳刀，看到没 ？Park 不会的 ，Park 他们现在就是你得打，站得住脚，让别人来打你就很好。然后你看 Team Spirit 处理这边就处理得很好，我就不懂他们为什么不？刚才你很明显 XSS 这个犯了一个很大的错误，对吧？就是你如果在这种，尤其是这种 Voice Spirit 这种就可以切你来，就你出 X 两个沉默的这种英雄的话，你这样送是很傻逼的，就 like it's game losing, very game losing。
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
他得出一个 blame 表。
The past 5 minutes GPM here or gold gained. So
I might be a noob, but like I'm not that noob.
Hunter. Think no.
刚才是
I like the
团队沟通 ，Park 和 Sven 肯定说我们不去了呀，他们连不 TP 了呀。
awesome arcade.
Yeah. Flesh golem active from XXS. The TP instantly cancels because Jin Q was there with his million disables and a finger to delete Toronto Tokyo.
Didn't get it off.
我感觉我得去 in game 看，这样可以看他们装备什么。我这只能看主播装备。
Not to be mistaken for faced by it. Of course, face wash important to him. But now that finger was unused, which I think is a good thing. You don't have to use finger for guaranteed kills just to get stacks. I think personally that's pretty overrated. I think having the cooldown is
可以让 X 死，可以让 X 死。
Getting blocked by Kiyotaka. The simile is there, but the Chronosphere is being
Nice.
used to just kill the one, but on top of the Undying now. XXS is going to be
为
fine.
什么总 TP 在最前面呢？
Toronto 2 heroes trying to go for the roster, but of course the foul play comes into play. No pun intended. Does kill him off in the end. Toronto Tokyo looks to be next for Ame in the midst of this Wisdom Shrine. It matters not as 2 dead, and now the coil snapping. Kiyotaka with another dissimilate onto low ground with the Astral Step is going to be fine, although XM uses the Illusory Orb, but no more catch to follow up with.
难道他刚才 TP 就是为了把那个 Void 的那个 out 逼出来吗 ？Bro, like this guy.
The curveball facet on Puck against Void Spirit is potentially crucial. Just having that longer chase time on the orb and the better speed, you can, when he jumps away with Aether Rhythm, you can easily catch up, or rather with Astral Step. So, yeah, nice angle find there from Ame, and another. This is the second game in a row now. Toronto, Tokyo with these Solar Guardians. I feel like Aurora are not getting enough bang for their buck here with this first pick hero, right? This is the second game in a row they run it.
Yeah.
In game 1, we didn't really have those, all right, Solar Guardian owned here.
Solar Guardian. It's like a New Jersey accent all of a sudden.
Solar Guardian.
多伦多东
I
京
talked to Trent a little bit in the green room. It's rubbing off on me.
Yeah, understood.
Guardian.
No, I would agree. It's been a bit underwhelming, but I don't know if it's entirely on him.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm saying that considering you're first picking this hero and this is like top meta, they're not completely setting it up for success. And also, to Extreme's credit, not giving too many good opportunities to find those connections. When you are running a Dawnbreaker with stuns, you want to use that ability offensively. And they tried there onto Undying, didn't really get the kill though, in the chrono. Just ran away. Aether and accuracy now down to 15% here. Oh, I'm just calling that number out.
But the follow-up hex from Mira. Get the life drain on top of him. X-Nova is going to try to channel. Does get off the Echo Stomp. The Earth Splitter.
Oh, nice.
He's going to hit
Nice.
one. It's
Very
going to be
nice.
the deletion of Panto.
看到没？你去找别人的，就算有人数有，也不
You see
行
the。pattern with the item build on XXS? Because it's literally
一会儿可以
the
看
exact
看
same
他
inventory
们
as last
更
time.
打得更好的这个 strategy Team Spirit。
Bracer, Wand, Soul Ring, Phase Boots, Pipe, and lest we forget, of course, Phase Boots.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He's not going to go Yules, though, I don't think, this game.
No.
Into
probably not.
AC.
He's buying.
AC maybe at some point.
I mean, the Lotus is just great, right? You're gonna, if the enemy is buying a vessel, you might as well dispel it. Get dispel, offensive decrepify. You want the armor. Undying has a lot of HP but bad armor, so EHP-wise, any armor item goes a long way for him. So I think it's a pretty solid choice here. Now, Aurora will finally take down this pesky top tower. Took them a while, but they get there. And the Faceless Void of Nightfall now completing Maelstrom, so more farming speed. Again, this hero needs time.
Not ready to fight yet. Only seen the
Someone
one
need to
so far
explain to me 为什么那哥们儿总是想
Will connect onto the
想
one.
TP 踢到最前面点儿，他队友还没到位呢。
The coil expended does extreme. Even want to continue here. Looks like they'll just be
Man
taking out
big
the
fucking
Phoenix
noob，
instead.
可能这种上万分的跟我几千
Almost
分的
certainly
人
gonna be given up from Aurora.
真的是不
It's
一
good
样
play。from both teams there, though. Shaman, first of all, being in position to break that engagement, but also the discipline for Extreme to not chase through there when you've spent the coil. Just recognizing
阿
that
美
this
还是打
situation is
挺
too
稳的。
risky. Gonna get counterplayed with a Chrono, with a Dawn ulti. You'll compromise your positioning too much by diving for the Void, so you just call it quits, you take the tower, and you're happy with it.
XM, Aether Remnant can be avoided thanks to the blink. XXS showing up now. TI14 will just astral step to safety. So no fight to come as a haste rune taken by XM.
刚才
Might put it to use almost immediately.
他们没有想
Eyes on
commit
Nightfall again.
哈
No coil though,
Yeah,
but
it'll be tough.
Lion
虚
of
空不
course
在，
packs quite a bit of disable. No, not gonna reach.
虚空在的话，刚才可能就
Just
打
being a
了。
bit of a nuisance.
斯文和虚空都在上路。
Now for Toronto, Tokyo. So no BKB shenanigans. Spotted last game for the Glimpse at large. Not necessary this time, of course. So can go for the standard Ags rush. Very powerful item when you get it this early. I think part of the problem last game when you go BKB first and then Ags, the value of Ags has already gone down significantly by missing that 5, 6, 7 whatever minute window that you farmed it in. This time around, sub 20. Just the overall impact of this ability, very, very strong. So look for Aurora to try to make moves. Void Spirit also closing in on his. The double silence against Puck and the supports of Lion and ET. Amazing item for the game.
我也出了 A 仗以后是一个 Power Spike。
Nightfall in the meantime, working on upgrading his Maelstrom into the Mjolnir.
Yep. And Ame has now pulled ahead by 3k on it.
Yeah. I mean, we were expecting this to a degree, right? I mean, there's
Yeah.
no way, even with the helm, no way you can really match up to a
确
Sven in
实
terms of farm
啊
efficiency.
斯文肯定比小黑 farm 的
From
快。
extreme.
Ame being ahead by 80 CS though,
Yeah,
is,
it's a little extreme. No pun intended.
it's more than you would have liked to see for the side of Aurora for sure.
Yep, this is a setup for the Tormentor. Maybe looking for a pickoff beforehand, but no. Gonna go straight for Tormy.
I wonder in a game where Void has quote-unquote free farm, how many CS you can expect at minute 20. Because a hero like Sven, if he has free farm and you stack for him, he can close in on like 250, 300. Void right now has 140 minute 20. Obviously didn't have free farm either, so it's not fair to say, but I think with a Dominator into Maelstrom build, a benchmark for a really good game here is probably being close to 200 to be honest. So if you take that into account, Nightfall is quite a bit behind the mark of a great game. It's still good. Like it's not like his game is bad by any means, but definitely not having a great time. Those 2 deaths to his name slowed him down, but there comes the Mjolnir, and now BKB has to be the choice, and that's instantly queued up. Queued up Lincoln's too, though.
我记得有一
so
年
which one will
第一
it be? I
年
don't
踢
think it's
瑞士赢的
Nightfall.
时候，那个团队头绪好像只会玩2个英雄，一个紫
Very
猫
much
和
favor the
一
BKB.
个
I think it's just too risky.
火猫还是什么的，好像就会玩2个英
Little
雄，
risk from time to
就
time.
每次就选这2个，
Yeah.
就像一个疯狗一样，每次打船冲上去，然后冲来打一波技能，然后跳回来，
Do I talk
然后
about
后面
yourself?
就
No, so you're upset.
4个人就死保那个亚托肉。
He takes the Wisdom Shrine himself, level 14, and
Is the 15 talent good on Void? Not particularly. Their time lock damage is okay.
he just wants to get as fast to 25 as
Yeah,
possible.
the 20 talent is sick.
Yeah, that's true.
Really, really, both of them are amazing, but obviously you're taking the right one if you're playing carry. I really do hope we get to see this hero in other roles than carry this tournament. There are games where time dilation is just the spell. We've seen it played in mid in the past sometimes, notably mainly by Thompson. We've seen offlane Void sometimes. XXS is a player who would pull it out if it makes sense. And even support Void can work in the right circumstance, but yeah. Maybe it's just a pipe dream for me to see this hero in other roles. I love watching Void not carry. I think
That doesn't bode well for Nightfall this game.
in other roles than carry, not carrying the game from position 1.
But you don't like time
斯文有 BKB 的吗？他们开
No,
悟
I genuinely still think you can play it with Chrono.
没有哦，他
You're
们
just
4个
not,
开
you
悟
need to draft it in such a way that the other heroes are killing in Chrono.
打一波
But your main skill when you're playing it non-carry is not your ult. Your main skill is time dilation.
Smoke versus smoke. Kiyotaka works into both XXS and Jin Q. Gets up to similarly before the Hex comes through. Getting slowed by the right clicks of
两个
XXS.
全用了吗？
And they're gonna get the waning rift though. XM gets the nice silence. They have the coil to follow. Kiyotaka in a lot of trouble. He's gonna cut the
Okay,
resin post. Try to stay alive.
Kiyotaka
Barrier
队友
down to the sideline. As meanwhile, Ame just deletes me
Nice.
the face of the map.
Beautiful
So
play.
one death already
Beautiful.
for Aurora as they try to hightail away. Attempt to TP, and it is successful. It's only one.
Kiyotaka 是我看 Kiyotaka 队友在哪儿啊？
XM comes through, getting slowed. Taka runs into both XXS and Jin Q. Gets up similarly before they head.
Kiyotaka 是他们的替补吗？这 Shadow 他们都还不 in position 呢。
Comes through, getting slowed by the right
我也
clicks
倒
of
是在，
XXS.
我也直接走了。
They're gonna get the waning rift though. XM gets the nice silence. They have the coil to follow. Kiyotaka in a lot of
Shadow
trouble.
Shaman 直接没有
Tries to stay alive.
出来了，
Getting healed now from the sideline.
直接被秒了。
Meanwhile, Ame just deletes Mirror off the face of the map. So one
这
death
个
already for
团战
Aurora
真
as
是
they
垃圾
try to
，fuck，
hightail
对
away.
的，我为什么要打
Attempt to
选
TP,
Mira 当
and
fantasy？
it is
哦
successful.，
因为我错，我把那个
One
什
death
么，
in the midst of
我
all
把
that.
XM didn't jaunt to the previous orb. I
我
think
把
it
那
was
个
just a
fantasy
misplay.
弄
I think
错
it
了
was meant to
，shit。
connect there and then get an additional puck kill or puck
要
kill.
Poshka 的话会好
Okay,
很
they
多。
get out relatively unscathed there on Aurora. I don't think that was too bad. You lose your shaman.
Not too
You
bad,
obviously
bro.
had the
Like
Void Spirit jump in first.
Kiyotaka did Kiyotaka die?
It's only for Aurora as they try to hightail
No，因为他有那个 Arcane
Puck
Room。
kill. This is, to be honest.
Oh,
This
true,
time
true.
instead of Mars is the Undying, but the logic and the overall like idea, the strategy.
就你切的时候，他这个 Kiyotaka 每次冲进去的时候，
could potentially just respawn right away.
那个辅助 is not really in position.
Any other point of the game than what we saw earlier. Yeah. So Roche attempt from Aurora. We saw this last game, and X
四没有
is
大
something you do have to worry about. Connects onto one hero, but also delays a bit. XXS getting in the exact same.
而且
position
可以
we saw
冲，
from
可以
last
冲，
game
可以冲，
again. Is
这
this a
波你可以
replay
冲
from。game number one? No,
You have to
Roche is
do it,
alone.
bro.
Tombstone is placed. Nightfall able to snag the Aegis this time though. So Aurora get away with it.
Nightfall 想摊这个
Good.
墓碑吗？
Again, they needed to take some sort of initiative. I like
还
this
是
angle. This is
想回
even
去放个
better,
大。
unless the smoke could have also led to a Roche. So good heads up play to take advantage of the cooldown of God Strength. And it did come up as Roche was about to die, and I think Extreme just did not have time to set up a play for that. So we'll be conceding the Roshan to Aurora. And as a result, you can just farm up this BKB on Faceless Void with this Aegis and then maybe put it to good use.
A very early BKB for XM, by the way.
Interesting.
Not a item you see that often on Puck.
Yeah, it's very good against Void Spirit, right? You know there's the two silences, so if you buy Yules, it's not protection. You just come out of the Yules and get silenced again. It allows
你看到
you
没？
to
看到没？
largely
他们全
ignore
defensive
the
item
factor. Oh,
活下来，给阿美创造输出空
I
间
guess。you thought GQ could
Boom,
connect
boom.
in time. It's hard enough on that guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But Void Spirit does get out, I guess. Yeah,
先
GQ was
strat.
in range in time. Obviously does not have the dagger online, opting to go.
Okay. Thank God they
Glimmer
figured this
first.
shit out.
Again, carbon copy of last game. Jingqiu
这个版本
ranged
你
support,
去抓人很
protecting
难，
with
其实
Glimmer and playing backline.
就是 the risk and
We'll go
reward
dagger now as
I
next
mean, you have
choice.
two
不
cores.
行，
with
就是
daggers,
Yeah,
so-
you don't.
你得差不多
Line is
就
just
在
the best,
I feel
right?
like
Because you
no.
have
得
decent hex.
I feel like
挺
a
到
lot of
后
times
期
we
了
see
开悟
teams
开始
having
打团一直
competition
抓
where heroes could buy blink, they
，the
all
value
blink
会
and
很
it's
高。
kind of too
你
much.
你
Yeah,
现在
Or could have been
你抓不
distributed
到
better
你
onto
前
one of
期
our other items.
就像阿妹
Yeah,
dodge 了
I
很
think
多
in
他们的
this
那个
game, you
gank，
just- you don't play puck or
然后他
something
就
about
一
it.
直放
So if
，network
anyone skips
超
this
强，你
line,
看到吗？
which is
17900
quite rare.
，Holy
Usually,
shit！
if Lion is in the
就是
game,
没
you
人
will
能
know
站得
that
住
somebody。
我觉
else
得
like
你
Core
就
can
算
scale
你
more or
你
whatever,
那个
but
虚空把他罩住了，
the identity
打
of
满都
Sven
打
and
不
Puck
死
just
他。
rely too heavily on having play.
能把这个 SSS 如果没有开大的话，应该可以打死的。
XXS. What a riveting fight that was with the decay.
He did win.
3 minutes on the Aegis for Nightfall. Has the BKB. Still queuing up the Lincolns, by the way. See if he opts for it in the end.
真的别 Q Lincolns 啊，
Against
别 Q Lincolns。
Lion Hex,
Two
but
spells from Lion, right?
你打输出啊，
the
你
problem is if
你的
Lion is
你的
clutch,
大
you
就
will
那么
just
几秒
counter，in first, right? So you have to.
你 Lincoln 的
I
话
think
没
he
有
is
强
buying
控
it
吧？
mainly against Ame, because as we talked about,
他怕被
draft,
initiate，
Sven, one of the few carries that
他
can
被他
actually
被
just obliterate
他被
Void.
切
The way
好
you
像有
protect
个
yourself
line 对
from
面
that
有个
is
有个
if you
pop
have。the Lincoln, Sven can't do it alone. So then they have to get a two-hero play, which a lot of the time in fights, the way they break down, if Lion, let's say Lion is part of the initial
哦，他们
round
都
spells
保
in the
守
fight,
流。
Sven can't just jump in and kill Void anymore. Lion's spells have already been expended. Yeah, I don't necessarily mind it. A little bit on the side of, do we have damage concerns again, like we did for Aurora Game 1? Like this Void Spirit. Dawn this time, obviously AC immediately after Axe, so definitely gonna hit.
Oh, we got the Hex. Open up with the Shackle to follow. Jin-Q, though. Impale. Gonna buy a little bit of time. Toronto Tokyo Soul.
哎呦我操！哎呦，没有用看，没有用，没有用，打不死人，开 BKB 打不死。
Toronto Tokyo fingered to death.
看到没？
Didn't mean it that way, of course.
3000血，他妈的那几秒根本就不够。
And the Aegis is just
他
gonna
打
expire
1/3的血可能差，可能都有点够呛了。
seemingly come out of nowhere repeatedly in this game.
输了呀
He keeps finding the right
，Aurora。
targets.
Fuck，我的
This is
fantasy。
a beautiful showcase of what Sven is
对吧
really
？Anyway，
good
我
at.
希望 XG 啊
Isolating and killing
Final
targets
Team
first is
Spirit
generally
versus
the go-to. We've talked about the Void
Extreme
counter,
Gaming.
but
阿美可惜 maybe 和 FI 不在了。
Immediately, like when he casts his stun, this fight is over.
shit。maybe 和 FI 当年
They also have to be careful. They got caught by sleep too. Like just beautiful echo stomp setup
fucking
Very
pro
nice
shit
there.
bro。
from Xnova.
Nightfall
And Nightfall chronoed, hit Ame twice.
确实
and
夜晚
realized,
降临
okay,
在了
this
Aurora
is。not a fight any longer.
No.
I am tickling him.
I think we're going to be seeing quite a bit more Sven this tournament, by the way. I have a feeling that
Holy
this
shit.
hero will go up in
Satanic
stocks and is one of the
阿美真的是都是
best carries
fuck
right now,
around dude，直接 satanic
For this
4件
meta,
多血。
I don't think teams are able to punish Sven's
要我
or prevent him
哦
from
不对，
farming
他们是有
all the time. I
team
think
的是，要我可能斯文会
especially
出个
this
强
pick
袭
later
或
in
者
the draft. Like in
butterfly
this，game it was the 10th pick, so obviously it's a bit of a trump card, but a lot of the time in this hero
但是
typically
他
in
可
the
能要
draft,
要
do
就
you
是
have
肉
the
起来
tools，to really solve him?
站在那儿给你撸，
To
很
me,
保守
Sven
很保守，
needs-
看到没？
it-
很
the
保守，
farm
四
Sven
人
needs
四个人打都
specific
很保守
counters to
，very
not
nice
find impacts,
very nice。
right?
这个版本就适合那么打。
And with the carries being
就是
picked
you gotta
by the
like
drafts, Sven is
stay safe，
definitely
对吧？
some
然后
degree, this is a byproduct of
就是
mapping
你得
so hard, right?
secure
It's
你
gonna-
的 carry do DPS。
Apparently going to cater
反
to
正你
heroes
你
that
队
farm
肯
really
定有
well,
一个人要做
which Sven
DPS，
is always
除非你们
one of
特别
those
顺，
very
全队都是
Oh,
DPS，
look at that hero damage.
对吧？但是这种 pro games，other people are stupid。
Waning Rift to start, XM.
Can we get a fantasy point breakdown for Nightfall for this game?
Do you have him on your fantasy team?
I heard a player that a lot of people have on their fantasy team, Yatoro, though.
Yes.
Got
Oh,
around
yo.
in his previous game.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
good for me. Ame.
这个 Mira 他妈的去放大 farm，
Toro on my team. I mean, he has the most rampages in TI history. I'm fairly certain, right?
I think that's right.
I just made that up, and I'm pretty sure
I
it's
think
still
you're
right.
right. I think you're right.
And Tormentor number 2. This time Ame getting the shard.
Oh.
So the Warcry getting just a little bit better for his team. Undispellable.
Passive 6 armor is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
This takes me back to Kataomi playing support Sven for Entity. They had their Sven Pudge strat with Pure, and then Kataomi would play the 4 Sven, rush Shard, and just always Warcry his Pudge, and you would have insane HP. All right.
Oh, Nightfall, Chronosphere. Nova goes out with the...
Oh, the
he gets
tombstone save.
Grab allied. Oh my goodness. As the Nightfall
他
maneuver
他
was
他
successful
他
this time, but it's
他
being
打不死他的呀，
My goodness.
就说5秒。
Nope.
Hard,
打
just
多少
always
血？
Warcry his Pudge, and you would have insane HP.
哦，他有双倍，怪不得。
Nightfall, Chronosphere.
哦，
Nova
他有双倍
goes，out with
运气
the
好点是打得死。
Tombstone save.
Grab allied. Oh my goodness.
怪不得
As the
怪不得
Nightfall
上，我说
maneuver
我说这
was
Nightfall 他妈
successful this
疯了
time,
吗？
but
我
it's
这
being the cost of the support as Ame and company just
holy shit，
running.
阿美真的给我 fuck，阿美直接上了我。
Successful this time, but it's going to be at the cost of the support as Ame and company just running through Aurora. The grab ally
看到没？
no
这
weapon.
种
He got
菜
that
逼
from，
你看
any
就
of the
就是 Nightfall
tormentors,
这
so
种
he
菜逼，
purchased
他
that
就
for
他
exactly
assume
that
啊，
purpose.
I think the
他能
the
打死
background
他
for Nightfall was, I'm
觉
gonna
得对
ult
就是没有
Soul
队友
Guardian
，this
at
is
the end of
fucking
it, so he
TI
chain
dude。
stun, and then he gets put in
Right,
the
like
zone.
你有滴滴，你有滴滴，他们而且他们这个队 what the fuck is going on？他有滴
To
滴
be，honest, I don't
他们
even
不
know
开
if
雾
they
去
killed
打吗？
I
没
was
有
gonna
雾
say,
了
how
吗
did？they kill him anyway?
He has 4,000 HP.
阿美
on
阿美
Sven.
有没有
I don't-
Aegis？
I don't know, man. Like,
All right, high ground attempt. Aurora's going to have
I
the
don't
full
get
five
it.
in just a moment.
yeah, we were talking about late game here. Did we
There's
get
a
ahead of
God strike.
ourselves? Are we even getting
fuck，
there?
我为什么选 Aurora 的 fantasy？Bro，I'm mad。我不开心，为什么选 Aurora 的 fantasy 呢？
Right, so Ame just gets a lane.
Yeah, looks
I
like
don't-
it.
I don't think Aurora interested in this. Just have to let it go.
That is going to be a
这
lane
Nightfall 这
there in
carry 这
favor
个
of
狗屎，
Extreme
我
after
去，
a
他可能
not
打
so
比
great
我好，但
Chronosphere
是
in
but
the
like
end. But like you said, I mean, how
what
often
the
do we see a
fuck？
grab
你
ally reveal? Quite
没有
often.
一个
Right, Sven just
真的
cracked，level
他觉得他可以
25
杀，
after
对
this
吧？
camp,
没有
but
一个
don't
队友
check.
在附
What do
近
you think，is
刚刚有队友在附近吗？
At,
Sven for
right?
没有
I just
一
made
个
that，up.
唯一可以来的就是那个
And
就是那个
Tormentor number
Dawnbreaker。
2. This time Ame getting
Oh
the
my
shard, so the
god，that's
Warcry
a fucking noob bro。输了，
a decent amount, but not
哦，输了，结束了
Like-
，OK。
And look at this angle, beautiful. If you kill the supports, it's
okay.
quite a bit.
最后一波
to
团了应该，
punish. To me, Sven
That,
down for
他这是杀了 Nightfall，
哎
不 Nightfall 想杀他没成功，
Tombstone,
ally out of no
1,000 HP
一波兵
in the
线
end.
to this camp. The level chart, not
一
in the
路
sense. And this bodes
阿美
well
在
for
farm
the 0.95% of
没有雾了吗？他
fans
们
that
直接
choose
开
Extreme
打呀！
Gaming to get 4-0. If they
Yeah,
could
so
start
far
off with a
so good.
2-0 start, that would obviously be good news.
Earlier than, I mean, I basically be getting it to dispel Decrepify, which in all
四
honesty
个人
hasn't really been
四
that
个
big of
人
a
分
factor
散
this
站
game.
后面让死
Yeah,
人
it's
推
hard
啊
to！use Decrepify when you're the one getting jumped by Sven every fight.
That's right.
Just fall flat immediately.
不是让
And
Park
Kobe and
推啊！
MKB instead.
Definitely not
不是
been a
为
fun
什
game
么
for
这
the Aurora.
强势的
1
一路没了？
13 combined in KB.
Get
嗯
one，
他们不
shot
想
right.
打
Yeah, the
Fail.
reason
5个大都在，
out their BKBs, you can see now that Aurora are
Oh.
哎
testing
呦
out their BKBs.
Oh my goodness gracious.
哎呦
All right. Of course,
Okay.
I don't think they had
他赌
vision
博
there,
了
so
吧
they don't
兄弟
have
他赌博了吧
looking like that's gonna be.
Everybody else said
He
that.
didn't. Yeah.
这
I
这
do
个
not
DOTA
feel
2
strongly
现在不准了
one way or another. Let's just curious to be this
你
one
得
side
看
for
team
either.
execution 其实可能 lineup 当然 network 可能差不多但是又打起来
XXS in that flesh golem form as well, and the tombstone's placed in the pit. There's the hex to start things out. XM getting the brunt of the damage onto the roster. The coil comes out as well as Ame just cleans up Roche himself. Oh,
哎
two shots,
呦
Nightfall,
我去这个
goodbye.
这个
As
boy
Kyoto
is a
BKB
fucking noob dude
There's the hex to start things out. XM getting the
他直接
brunt of the damage
走
onto the
进去
roster.
我
The
操
coil comes out as
Oh
well.
my
Ame just
god
cleans up Roche himself. Oh, two shots, Nightfall, goodbye. As Kyotoka's BKB finally comes back online, he gets the support for his trouble.
哎呀 dude if I'm his teammate I'll be so mad I'll be so mad
And now the pursuit of the supports and
这
Kiyotaka.
哥们他妈走
See
进去
Dawnbreaker able to beat.
有
Finally comes
BKB
back
吗他
online. Roche himself. Oh. Start things out. XM getting the brunt of the damage onto the roster. The coil
其实我知道他就
Ame
有
just cleans up
BKB 也
Roche
打不
himself.
过但是
Oh,
这哥
two
们
shots, Nightfall,
Wow.
goodbye. As Kiyotaka's BKB finally
从
comes back
下面
online,
过
he gets the
还不是
support
从上
for
面
his
过
troubles.
他从
See
这边
Dawnbreaker able to
fucking
BKB
this
out.
not this way
Now the
oh
pursuit of the
dude
supports
Jesus
and Kiyotaka. Stormhammer connects, and that's a duel that gets ethereal.
Kiyotaka 和这他们我觉得我说啊我真的是预判错了 fuck dude these guys are fucking
So a
losers
2 for 1. And
这
likely to get
Kiyotaka
third.
和这个 knife 啊真的是唉
So Extreme get basically everything that they want. They get Roche all the goodies.
my
They
fantasy
defeat
my
the
predictions
Faceless Void
oh
in
no
2 hits.
ah
Realistically speaking, the only way you win this Roche fight is by finding the backline. When Aurora go into the pit and they throw an Aether Remnant,
I
it's really
find the
connect on
back
Swan,
line
they
我
can't go
操
on
这个
first.
逼他
And
妈
even if they somehow
从
kill him, he's immediately back in the
从
fight.
高地下面走过去不是从上面走过去走过去兄弟他是跳过去走的吗
Not to sound like a broken record, but again, damage issues, right? Can you actually
就
kill?
哎
the
我得
core
一会儿
that
去
goes through?
cry
The
里
answer
面
is
里
no.
面看这
You're never
这
going
这
to.
Nightfall
You have
this
to-
Nightfall
smoke,
is
it has to
ass
wrap around fully. It has to find Lion.
this Nightfall
You
is
can
so
somehow pick
bad
them off first,
so
maybe even
fucking
build a
bad
fight around that.
一
But
个
again, this
切
is just
入
yet
英
another
雄你
team
从
fight with unexpended ults. We never got a Chrono. We never got a Solar
哦我
Guardian.
天呐我看着都难受我去我不知道队友在说什么
And Nightfall ready to go now potentially.
哎呦
There's the
杂
Ame
技
literally just standing still.
人
hitting
家
buildings,
阿妹都
will
不
get
理
the
你
second
了兄
lane.
弟你看
And Hector
Objective
Mira,
Gaming
Kiyotaka on the sidelines as XM coming in with the coil onto 2. Nice heals from Panto. But the Storm
Ay,
coming in.
yo,
Ame wants to get in
shit.
deep. He gets the one
打
kill.
打打有你跟阿妹打你跟阿妹打兄弟
You
是吧
see the reset was there, but Ame now with that God strength available. Earthsplitter does a decent amount, but Nightfall able to time walk
没有
away.
用没有用看到没一点用都没有
Toronto
你
Toki
打
getting on top of the Sen. Remember,
所有
this
人
is
都
still an
所有人
ancient
看到没
Sen who
一个
just crushed
撒
the
拉
damage with
全
that
他妈都
Sen
得
and
死
gets
我
back
操
to full HP, brings him back
打
to
打打
full
打打打
health.
兄弟你有本事你打死他我
There
操
with the life break on top of him. This is gonna be enough to take out life.
没有
number
没有
one of
你
Ame.
看他其实吸死像 Aegis 对吧他连刚才阿妹用 BKB 用阿妹 BKB 都没有用 Look at that shit.
Tokyo, and it looks like Nightfall is next on the list, although Time Walks gets most of his HP back as a result. Kiyotaka, in the midst of all this, doing decent amount of damage, takes out another support. So Lion dead again. Toronto Tokyo. It's gonna get harpooned back into the arms of Ame.
没有用了兄弟那阿妹刚刚都没有走位他就站那跟你们撸
As it looks like this game too will
你个
likely
帕格
just
纳
come to an
西
end right
你
now.
被帕格纳西哥们儿连 阿妹都杀不
GG's
死
come out, so Extreme 2-0. Pretty convincing.
fucking this Nightfall needs to be reported
Pyrovision
Pyrovision 跟谁打 Heroic
or something that is not easily repeatable. And
Vision are not good against them. I could definitely P Vision a lot right now.
Just a number, because
我预测是
Something like that.
Pyrovision
Like
更
Solar
牛逼
Crest, you know, something to ramp up a bit.
Pyrovision Nova
And then into
oh
eventually.
nice
Are you expecting that, or are you just expecting him to be played more or less like a normal hero?
it's a really good Solar game, right?
Yep.
It just is.
Ducalis.
You're against Monkey, Sardar, and Bristle. I think Solar is exceptionally good. I think Solar or Axe is probably.
I mean, if
probably
you
my go-to.
pull an Ags really early to Beastmaster, for example, that is pretty disgusting.
What if you pull it to Tinker and he also buys his own Axe, so you're giving Tinker 4,200 gold and then
Wow.
he just pops off?
Incredible.
That wasn't even a joke. I actually think it might be really strong. I think it's part of the strategy here, to be honest, is that's on the cards here. You're getting Tinker to this critical mass point so much earlier. And Tinker is the type of hero that can single-handedly carry fights. So you give him that 4,200 gold to get there, say 5 or 6, 7 minutes earlier. Well, it's
哎等一下医血他们有什么时候拿的医血
he's played. Wonder if the Tinker's gonna do anything.
哦抢
Like some
服
of
是
their
拿
players,
的
they're not
是吧
afraid to
我看
talk smack. They're not afraid to, you know,
谁死了
give it some
哪个
edge,
菜
which
比死
some fans love, some
请
people
客吃
don't.
饭了
It's if nothing else, it gets eyes on you, right? Like this is a pretty
exactly.
polarizing team,
Exactly.
but that's entertaining, right? It's the same that you know you see in a lot of other sports or
Concoction,
whatnot.
9
King
flash,
Jungle
onto
哦
KJ,
King Jungle
that's
带
the first blood,
oh
Satanic on the
shit
carry.
他站了有1.5秒真的
Himself.
He's carrying. Wonder if the Tinker's gonna do
He
anything.
just
So
died.
we'll give him first blood.
Yep. Very nice. Yeah,
Satanic.
back to 9 class. The most entertaining player, I think.
I think a lot of people would agree with you, specifically because he not only plays his own heroes, we've seen him play like support Terrorblade when nobody else was really running it. We've seen Slark 4, which he really brought into a top tier ban at that tournament, or those 2 tournaments rather that he played it. He's played Techies, now he's playing 4 Alk. But it's not only his picks, it's also that he plays it his own way. Like, he's very much a feels player. It doesn't seem textbook the way he moves around the map, the way he does things. He's
Tinker carry
in his approach to the game, and it also makes for some funny. As much as we talked about that last game, like Kiyotaka on the position 2.
Tinker carry 的话，那 BP 什么情况 ？Silencer 被 ban 了吗？
Idea of it, and also the item progression for it to have impact. I'm just saying that's normally Fear's reaction where he goes.
He has a base at all.
最后选的 Tinker 吗？女王被 ban 了 ，OK，Enigma 被 ban 了，
Over here.
那被 ban 了，没人选拉比克吗？是不需要选拉比克。 哦 ，Pocket Tinker，Pocket Tinker， 他们不知道，所以说 ban 不了Silencer。
Does hit him on the sideline.
A lot of other sports or whatnot.
9 class onto KJ.
He's the way he moves also has games where you're like, what is 9 class doing, right? Talked about that last game with like Kiyotaka on the position 2. We're giving 9 class a lot of praise. He also has games where you're like, what is 9 class doing, right? Which is it's fun. It's
Kira 是东南亚，不是东南亚，南美。
See if you can pull it off here. This is not a characteristic Alk 4 lane, by the way. If you're playing Alk
4，
4,
他来拉这个
quite good with
没有用吧？
acid spray, but a lot of the time Alk 4 is
在
playing with either something like Darkseer or maybe a ranged offlaner. But in this meta and patch, not really something we see too much aside from the BS.
We've seen different types of Alk supports as well over the years. I feel like at some point they usually do start going at least for 1 or maybe 2 Aghanim Scepters down the road. Typically it won't be like the Slack style where you just brown boots or anything like that. It'd be like a Solar Crest, something to ramp up a bit, and then into an eventual. Are you expecting that, or are you just expecting him to be played more or less like a normal hero?
It's a really good Solar game, right?
Yep.
It just is. You're against Monkey, Slardar, and Bristle. I think Solar is exceptionally good. I think Solar or Axe is probably.
I mean, if you pull an Axe really early to Beastmaster, for example, that is pretty disgusting.
What if you pull it to Tinker, and he also buys his own Axe, so you're giving Tinker 4,200 gold, and then he just pops off?
Incredible.
It wasn't even a joke. I actually think it might be really strong. I think it's part of the strategy here, to be honest, is that's on the cards here. You're getting Tinker to this critical mass point so much earlier. And Tinker is the type of hero that can single-handedly carry fights, so you give him that 4,200 gold to get there.
Nova 这补刀全被那个 Slardar 给爆了。
It adds up.
Yeah. Well, we've talked a hell of a lot about P-Vision as heroic, though. You can see the tombstone placed by KJ. Ducalis instantly destroys it, but it'll be the cost of his life. Yuma taking care of that.
可以，
They have a lot of minus armor on this squad. They have the Bristle and the Slardar with physical damage in addition from the Monkey King. How do you like their line of this game?
I just wanted to say as well, it's interesting to see Yuma in the offlane and Whisper in the safe lane, right? To do that swap around to get better matchups. I think in a vacuum, this Radiant lineup, there's a lot of synergies. Corrosive Haze with Monkey and Bristle, massive physical output lineup as we already covered with the Solar. It makes a lot of sense. Your lane supports and Undying and Batrider are some of the best in the patch, so I think our lineup's pretty strong. The main issue I have going down the stretch is team fight and the way you orchestrate like your hero positions. I think our lineup is very reliant on snowballing.
I'm back, baby.
If this goes late, I have
Yeah,
P Vision
sure.
all day because I think Tinker is not solved in this game, and I think you also have ultimately you're gonna have puck problems too, right? What is your catch? Slaughter stun? Maybe lasso, but you can itemize your way out of that puck in particular. It's not gonna be an easy task.
KJ gonna help analog on charges anyway, so what a survivor regardless. As 9 class makes his way over to the top lane.
这 9 class 要干嘛？放个酸雾，然后就晕吗？
Beastmaster, it's a hero that sometimes can be left alone in matchups, so you can free up your position 4 to be on the move. Beastmaster also enjoys the solo experience. This hero really starts accelerating at level 6 with Helm of the Dominator. Just we've already seen in multiple other series today, might just become the item of the tournament. People are already worried that Tundra might just do it again, but this time with Helm of the Dominator instead of Wraith Pact.
Yeah.
We had a game with them earlier today with about 3 Dominators, and they won that game in game number 1. Of course, now they're in game number 3. So,
他的剧透我。
They remove the item temporarily.
Imagine mid-tournament patch, they remove Helm of the Dominator and put in Wraith Pact.
Oh yeah, everybody's been missing that one. Blood grenade onto Yuma. Concoction from the south.
Oh, miss.
A little bit of miss there from Ducalis as a tombstone play, so Yuma will survive. Even with the scatterblast hitting, don't think they end up netting themselves a kill here.
Right, interesting. He's going 1-0-2 build on the snap here. Not really a standard approach, especially laning with Tinker. You don't get additional shots on the Shredder by leveling it. So level 1 and level 4 are equally good against the Tombstone. So you could have maybe seen something like a 1-1-1 or even 2-1. Double Shredder was surprising, but very good with Alk, of course.
They're going to team up to take out KJ instead. Being able to get to the high ground though. And 9 class completely out of mana, so this will be a long chase. Ducalis makes his way there too. Another decay for his troubles. Trying to deny himself on the creeps, but the concoction is enough. So 9 class eventually does claim the kill. No one being hounded by Yuma. Gets off the boundless strike, but the coil place is only a level 4 Monkey King, and Yuma in quite a bit of trouble.
这 hero 也在干嘛呀？
As analog gonna miss the crush, no one styling, but Yuma does survive with the important thing for
Nice.
He lived on 3 HP against that range creep shot. Close call. Yeah, they do keep him alive, but still, I have my concerns about Monkey King. If you're starting to run to base minute 6,
true,
you've got to keep that snowball going on this hero. You're playing in the off lane, so even now he's going to be soon to be running into a level 6 Tinker. Will not be that much fun. Could just spam him out of lane with constant marches and lasers, just refill. Of course, lest we forget, after that buff to Keen Conveyance, getting that cooldown down from 80 to 50. Sure, we're going to see that come into play a lot today in this game. Okay, not even a chuckle at that.
Against Mr. 9 class. That's the corrosive haze applied to him, and Whisper takes him out easily, but no one making his way here with that teleportation. Analog in the little water area. He is kind of hard to kill. The Scatterblast does hit him on the sideline, though, but eventually the Slaughter does fall. It's going to be the trade of 2 supports for the P-Vision side.
Yeah, not too bad here for Heroic, for sure. That's okay, all things considered.
我觉得 hero 可别再赢了。
On the way. We haven't talked too much about Whisper. This guy,
我感觉我
I've
的
been
预测
praising him for quite a while. I think he is.
很容易
I think some people
被
would
翻
argue he
哎
is the single best player to come out of South America. To actually
他今天哎有些那个
to a good start here on that Bristol
装备他以前买不了，只能靠这个 points。哎
laser, removing silence. Speaking of silence,
Never mind， 他开始送。
Trio of P-Vision.
我想要那个白牛的那个冲紫色的很酷，
It does make sense that you want to be
超帅。
I personally have
其实 No One 打的挺好，他之前是那叫什么队来着？
Okay, that's not true. It's not like I've yet to see a game where it looks good. That's untrue. But I think the majority of the times that I've seen it, I felt like other heroes would have done a better job of what it was meant to accomplish anyway.
但是很容易上头，他们。
Big steals from P-Vision. Yuma showing up though. A lot of minus more applied with the Scatterblast. Balance Strike does come from it. The concoction to follow, but 9 class is eventually going to burn away despite the defense matrix coming out from Satanic. Forcing a lot of rotation from the Heroic side. They do claim a good amount of those creeps though. Schofield, in a bit of trouble. No one actually going to the high ground. He's going to be met by
No One上头了。
Can he get out of this? Bashes there into the crush. Not worth it for No One.
That was wild. He knew they were there too, surely, right? They just saw the stacks. The fight had just ended. He keeps chasing. It's an easy freebie there for Analog.
跟你说嘛，
needed it too.
马斯他们喜欢上头。
And now with that 1 kill on Puck, levels the field between the 2 of them. Have you ever seen Satanic play Tinker? I don't think I've seen him play Tinker.
这个 Tinker carry 是个什么
Tinker? He's a very young player, and young players love their
high APM hero.
High APM, hard carry, 1v9 pub heroes.
Yeah.
If Satanic were playing mid, this would definitely be one of the heroes. He did start on mid, right, when he got his first entry into the scene, I think. So maybe he was playing it back then, and he's just bringing it back.
好玩核心一般都是。
There's going to be a fight after the fact.
杜卡的又凉。
brought down by
杜卡
He's been very active
这
on
名
this
字
Monkey
挺
King.
帅。
Absolutely. He's 2-0-2 for his troubles, and his net worth is keeping up quite
日
well.
本好
So I
像
was
有
a
个
bit
女的
concerned
叫
for him
Yuma，
after
她好
going
像
back
出
to
轨
base,
了
but。since he's converted to a couple of kills since then, he's caught up nicely on experience. And as we talked about with the Bristleback having this free of a start, the question is, does Monkey King need to be huge, or does he need to buy utility and set up fights? Considering he has so much amplification from the Slardar and the Bristleback minus armor, maybe the Monkey kind of can play like an offlaner, even though it's Yuma playing it, and it might just work just fine. You can see he's not going for anything like a Battle Fury route. He's going the Echo Saber.
Analog spotted. They were trying to take out DM from the sideline.
Echo Saber 打团呀
The Pine
放个
Cone
大。
instead, as DM will be able to walk away, but the Tier 1 tower won't be so
他们
safe.
杀了谁呀？帕克用了什么？杀上路是吧？哎，去看上路杀 B 我操！
Just securing the area. It's alright.
帕克哦，
Is
帕克没有
Ducalis
用大
continuing
，never
to
mind，
level
听错了，
Shredder? No, it's 2-1-2 so
我以为
far.
上路打起来。
I don't think he's putting another point in it until late game. Actually, I think he's just going.
我得
for
研究研究，
to
可不可以
point.
在 DOTA 里
So
面
much
看
value in it. There's no strongly
啊？其实可以
synergies.
Analog about 800 away from Blink Dagger, and that is what their lineup is missing right now, is kind of the jump potential. We have a lot of heroes, once they get the Blink, can definitely take care of things. Schofield, 1200 into his as well.
Yeah, off to a good start. Schofield has. I feel like we've talked a lot about polarizing players today, but Schofield, a lot of people hold him in very high regard because he's extremely aggressive around the map and very annoying player to play against, but it also leads to some games where he goes like 0-15.
Yeah, like 你可以在 DOTA 里面看嘛。Watch tournament view. Oh shit! Team Spirit 跟 Extreme Gaming 打过。Best of 3 BO3。Match detail， 谁赢了 ？Power Vision 赢了。Oh shit， 他们咋赢的？其实这是 pretty interesting。我们去看 live games 嘛 ，Team Liquid 打 Taiwan。我们去看 live， 我可不可以把这个改一下 Windows Capture？ remove OK， 然后我加一个 window capture， 然后显示，哎，选不了了吗？等一下，我 DOTA 是不是 window？ 我如果不 window capture， game capture。capture 了吧？不管用了 ，never mind。Display capture 看不了了呀，我得把我的 DOTA 换成那个什么的嘛。
door that opens for Heroic to win a game and win the series.
Back to you, Ray.
All right, so here's something that's really interesting. You actually want to ask a question?
Back to you, Rayon.
I got her good with that. Anyway, I think when you look at these teams in particular, and what Tall was saying about systems was pretty interesting because it has to be very well thought out one. It can't just be very.
我们去看 live， 不看这个东西。capture 不了，我去，为啥 capture 不了 ？Media sources cancel。
That's flexible and keep leading to this point.
这 Pyrovision 呢
mana in this crucial
？Live 有谁？
And when you go shove a map, it's
with what you were saying, where you feel like X Nova pairs really
Oh,
well with Omni
fuck.
and what. That's
they were soft blocking something like can play fast, they can adapt, and they're a very smart team. Like even if they lose game one, they're gonna change it up. They're gonna adapt. They're not a team that's just gonna force their style against you over and over and hope it works. So they have very good minds on this team between Blink and Y. These two guys, TI champs. Y's been in a bunch of finals. I mean, these guys are.
There we go.
They know the business. And already, I think this draft is like very even across the board, right? You look at all 8 of these heroes; they're all very fast skirmishers that can connect easily, take team fights. Not a lot of long cooldowns, not a lot of spells you have to wait for. But you got this.
最后想应该 carry 吧？哦，不对不对 ，TA 可以当 carry。
Final pick.
Shiro 打。
the mid Earth Shaker and offlane.
Most likely, but you can play mid.
谁 carry？
You can play carry do mid TA off.
中路 ES carry。
There is some flex potential in this tie-bound line.
Blades.
Ooh.
They go for the Terror Blade.
Mike. Mike Terror Blade 一般。
For example, willing to they can change up.
Okay, cool.
But otherwise, and just deploy their strengths to a maximum. That's why they're a really tough team to beat in series like that.
Dota and it worked for OG.
Let's go.
It pays if you're good.
Saber light, to
if
be
you're an
honest,
innovator,
我觉
you're
得
bad, then you're kind of just you're just doing the research legwork for the better team. You know?
You also need to be an innovator and show up.
Second.
G and
If Liquid 输的话，我的 prediction is 100,000% fuck.
Yeah, and
like the hardest one to catch. So
Tidebound aren't going to be able to get to this matchup between the two, which I feel like with Silencer it always kind of is.
That is a curse spray.
Yes.
Too initially evil.
TS doesn't this.
He did pretty.
He's feeling it.
It's getting rough out here.
Yeah, he's feeling the pain, but he did get to the bottle. Ooh. Careful there, son.
Gives him that extra hit.
Oh, I know he wants his range creep.
He'll get that range creep.
He ran him
He's
out.
out of mana, so won't be able to continue that punish. This matchup, high magic damage lane for Planet and Bach if they can get to level 3.
Yeah, they got bodied on this level 1.
But these first levels are going to be rough.
Faithbeyond really feeling the pain of the early Thunderstrike glimpse into the meta. 1 CS, rough start for the Doom. Really rough start. You gotta get those at least. You missed the both. Oh no, it's crumbling.
不用套 Doom 发育很快的，只要有等级就行。
Lotus is coming up in 20 seconds. We'll see if Y can put enough pressure to get that Lotus away from, especially with Wind Ranger playing the left side here. Looks like he was trying to snipe couriers, maybe?
Oh, that's clarity. Not too shabby.
Shiro's going to try for it. Spear, they're going to turn back around onto Shiro.
That's a tough fight.
Y, he can't really take that man fight against the Mars, and now it's very awkward.
On the right.
He's just going to be run down. The best they can do is turn around and do a bunch of damage on the Boxy, and okay, the Spear misses. Saber like whiffs that one, and the little extra resources might cost Boxy his life.
Actually no， 他们没有混到那个经验。
Nothing out of that.
First Blood still goes the way of Liquid, but yeah, should have been just a free First Blood. And then maybe they trade out, but a lot more damage goes on to the Templar Assassin. Back over to mid lane, 19 and 5 for the Earthshaker. Still keeping that CS score, still keeping himself in the lane, even if it costs him the extra resources to do so.
It's going to get dicey from here on out, but very good start for him. Exactly what you want. You need to maximize the first few levels, get yourself something before the lane becomes unplayable. Of course, some of the CS is just going to go straight into regen in terms of consumables and everything. You have to bounce that out a bit. More concerned about this top lane. Mickey is getting a lot up here. And Faith Beyond just no aggressive potential. Got the mana burn creep, is level 3. This is normally where you would have kill threat with the Doom. So you can get in here and start taking a fight to the carry. They just haven't been able to line it up though. The lane control's been pretty solid from Insania. This pull could reset a lot though. You can pull the Terrorblade down.
And they don't have level 3 on the Snapfire, but level 2 Fire is pretty spooky.
Tough hero to try and all in when he's full resources. You can't ship him down a little bit.
What'd you make of the Wind Ranger pickup, by the way?
I mean, I love playing this hero.
Already used the Wind Run. He has to just teleport away. The burst damage is not quite good enough thanks to Saberlight interfering with a good spear.
没让我玩大
kill shot though. And Boxy,
I mean 有一个好处就是
playing around with the tangled for a little bit.
Mars solo.
I'll support Wind Ranger.
I think we saw it before. You and I glimpse back will save Mickey's life.
There's a very underrated passive. I think most people assume that the kill shot is just automatic fake, and I don't think that's the case.
If I recall, that they lost that game though.
Yes.
That he took that.
but I don't think that's in, you're still playing Wind Ranger, so you gotta have some context here.
Okay. Still has a Lotus on Mickey, so he's got the extra resource. And meanwhile, the Queen of Pain had to salve up due to the Silencer interference. So trying to set up for the 6-man rune, but with the Sal being used, off vision, for nothing to say, he did not expect the quad to be able to come back into play. Nisha, will he survive against the Blood Grenade? And the curse he is going to take out.
Oh,
nice turn.
Nice.
I mean, you go even in this trade against the Sonic Wave, you'll take that. Again, this is your losing lane as Tidebound. You're down some net worth, but not barely any, to be honest. Very good outcome for Tidebound on this mid. Very well played by NTS. Nisha gets the kill, but a lot of XP goes back the other way. Another meta put into Faith Beyond, but Snapfire is up here, and you're getting shipped down really low.
Insania only has the mana for one of these spells. He opts for the Vision instead of the Glimpse, and it will get them the kill. Now Planet took a lot there because he had nothing to say coming in. He thought maybe with the Blood Grenade they might be able to kill, get the turnaround, but
我希望Tidebound赢，但是我的 prediction 还是 Liquid。哦，不对，Tidebound 也在上。I don't care，两个都可以。
Nothing to say his game. He's trying to get level 6 right now. He wants to be able to kill one creep and get level 6. He can't quite do it. A power shot comes through. It's not going to be him getting 6, but it will be Mickey dying for that kill. Maybe Insania too. Planet. He's got the cookie to hit the stun.
Should get both here.
Maybe not. They have the glimpse back, and they also have the Mars.
Yeah, weird.
Not necessary.
Mars 到6了。
Even if you get some arena on the Doom, are you killing?
He's still going to get the arena on him.
Okay, I guess it works out.
Spear, that is enough with power shot to get the killing blow.
这 Boxy 抢人头哎，我觉得。
Wind Ranger kill shot with the Mars. It's so much magic damage burst.
但打铁也是不能留技能，能秒就秒，赶紧走。
All this magic damage in the lineup with Queen of Pain coming through. It's gonna be overwhelming amounts of burst damage. That was a really awkward sequence for Tidebound, I must say. That whole thing just felt it could have gone a lot better. They're just getting out-skirmished. The ranged advantage here for Liquid, they're really putting it to use between this Disruptor Queen, Meta TV, Wind Ranger joining all these fights, and then you're just having to play with Doom Shaker in the early game.
Yep.
Kind of miserable to try and gap close these situations.
4号位不是 run 其实挺恶心的。
And it's very dangerous to, like, you have to commit onto the Quap, like the cookie Echo Slam sort of idea, but Quap is a dangerous hero to do that to when you've got, the bondage facet where you're turning spell damage back around, and then you're life stealing off of that. The hero can and some of this magic damage back. Give the kill to Nisha.
You got to feel for the man. You just get ganked non-stop up here. Space for the Shaker, I guess. Didn't even get the CSF.
Space, he is 2 levels behind. His Quap is accelerated. Net worth is okay, but experience-wise, she is very, very far ahead.
Strong early game for Liquid. Still stacks here. They might try and leech the XP, trying to zone him off. Oh! Careful of the range there.
Can they get anything off of this one? Looks like the kill on a Y, though. Bach, oh no, he's still not level 6. They get the kill on Nisha anyways, though. Locked out, combined with the silences. Another kill on Nisha. They are finding the openings on this Queen of Pain.
That was a great sequence for Tidebound. They got everything off the stack.
Yeah.
That's Blink for NTS. They might even get another pickup here. Yeah, they'll get him. That's huge. 2 kills NTS is involved in. All the stack gold going to him. Blink done. He's the highest net worth. Out of that lane.
That's crazy. Wasn't he just 800 behind?
I mean, that's what I'm telling you. You just can't get ahead of this guy in these bad matchups.
Trying to protect.
And an Arcane Rune.
An Arcane Rune for a Queen of Pain. Instead, it goes into nothing to say's bottle.
What a sequence for him. And now you have Doom available too. You didn't even need the Doom for that Queen kill because Nisha overextended with the Blink. He does have to be careful this game going in deep. Like, he'll reflect damage with Bondage, Blade Mail, whatever, but you're still kind of just dead to Silencer landing spells on you. It's 2 holes.
Back into it we go. I feel like with a Blade Mail on Queen of Pain, things will be a little bit different, but Cookie into Doom.
That's a big kill. Saw the frustration from Mickey. He knows he just gave up a freebie out of that pause.
Yeah.
And a freebie to the one guy who was really far behind in this game on that Doom. Like, that's so much recovery gold.
Yeah, compared to the other offlaner of Saberlight, who also had very high experience, but he just ran over a trap. And Ishiro, he didn't fully respect it, though.
Nice global timing.
Still got caught inside the arena. And holding out for the spear, they finally hit that one. The Sonic Wave also being used alongside the power shot. The power shot nabs the kill. Now Tidebound, get here for a punish. But a Static Storm over the top of things to make things difficult for Tidebound as they try to...
你看这 Liquid 和 Tidebound 啊，一直打。
There's no apparent TP.
Rotation
onto the tier 1. Nothing to say, jumps back in. Bach is almost dead though, and he's going to be poisoned out. Should fall.
Nice poke down. Kisses.
Landing. If they can get both Boxy and Saberlight, it would be massive. He gets one. Gets Saberlight. Boxy's able to run away, but it's the Queen of Pain dead again. Nothing to say. Finding all of the openings.
What an Arcane Rune.
And look who's back into play. This whole entire sequence started with them going on the Templar Assassin.
Templar Assassin 都活了。
Back for revenge.
前期打就是如果塔没有掉的话，确实活得快。
You're not winning. You have to use the advantage of your lineup, which is being able to space the fight.
Tidebound 和
Liquid 打，看着爽。
但是我是1.5倍速，所以。
Like he got 5 fissures off, extra cooldowns to bring down the Queen of Pain at the end. Everything about that was just huge for him. Continuing to make this first pick Earthshaker work.
We talked about the team fight that Tidebound was drafting to deal with Liquid's aggression. Another thing I really like about it is they also have this long-range poke, right? They have all of Silencer's kit. They have the long-range scatter shot from the Snapfire. They have Fisher, obviously. So there's a lot of ways for them to be able to poke at heroes, and if they get low enough, then make the commit.
The only downside is that damage is going to fall off. whereas Liquid's poke is going to be more consistent over the game.
Sure, yeah.
But in theory, the TA can relieve some of that too, because you're going to get Roshan's on the Shiro here, and then, you know, your poke becomes Fissure into those spells into TA blinking on you. And that's pretty scary for a lot of heroes in this game. You can threaten this TV, especially with Echo Slam on top. That's a tanky target.
Yeah, it's a hard kill. They throw everything they have, the cookie doesn't land, and the kill will miss as a result.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's 1700 HP. That Brawny enchantment.
I mean, if you landed the cookie, I think they actually die.
I don't even know. You need Silencer there, I think.
Sure.
Like, Shaker does not do that much damage this early in the game on an isolated target.
Does that
with
poke
1 point
damage
totem
give them the Wisdom Shrine? It looks like that's what's going to be happening. Liquid are making a move on the other side, and does Bach get greedy to try and take both? He can get both. Insane is not going to get here in time, but he might die for it. Static Storm doesn't go out fast enough. He already got doomed on the Queen of Pain. Can Tidebound do anything about that, though? The kisses come through. Global Silence, it gets popped as well. Double ultimates from the supports. It will net them 1 kill, and that is on Boxy's Wind Ranger.
Not the worst trade, I guess. Like, that Wisdom Shrine is pretty valuable. Nice glimpse from Insania. Canceling these kisses, sending the Snapfire back to the part of the map he doesn't want to be in. You know, get a rune for Nisha, finally gets a big power rune here. That'll go a long way for him. He kind of has to go into the middle of these fights, and that is the scariest thing to do in this game.
Sure.
With the 1 point and blink, you're just locked in there.
An early mech for Planet.
I kind of like it. Like, this is a game where early mech can do some work because Liquid are reliant on their spells getting the job done early here. Particularly single target bursting someone down. You mitigate 1 or 2 nukes on a couple heroes. That goes a long way here to preventing Liquid converting that early damage into a teamfight victory. Smoke from Liquid. They want to use the old Sonic Wave Arena available. Blink flying out for the Mars. But they like Shiro again. Yes, they would enjoy finding Shiro one more time here. But that's a very deep area to go. They rather pressure this tier 1 mid with Mickey coming in to join them. This is classic Liquid connection. Tidebound have ready.
你看这 Liquid 的进攻啊，就比刚才看的那个好很多。
The mech helps him survive, and if they trade out offlaners, that's still okay too. Glimpse back will ensure the kill, but that also puts the Disruptor in a bad position where Shiro easily.
但是你看，就是你去引位别人还是很难。但我觉得Tidebound和 Liquid 打有来有回的。
He definitely wanted to run in and be the first one to contact with the mech behind him at the blade mail. It's a nasty amount of HP to go through.
I mean, maybe they didn't expect the.
刚才那个 XG 打Aurora感觉就是在瞎打过去，那个 Nightfall 真是让人看着让人生气。
2 heroes that, if they get a free fight, can do a lot with a free fight. That's a scary hero to just throw everything on. Here's a poke.
There it is. Fisher cookie into kisses. Goodbye.
There's an easy non-committal.
That's level 12 Snapfire.
Yeah, he's beasting it up.
Level 11 Queen of Pain.
Damn, that's nice.
Planet has had a tremendous game. The lane stage was a little rough, I think, but he got the stacks up. He got some XP off all those stacks. That's what counts here.
Liquid 是不是太着急了？
He's an offlaner that.
但我觉得这个Tidebound hold 得很好，很团结，然后站得住。
This is not a bad start here for Tidebound, 3K Goldie. And if they can start to run it, Liquid, this Disruptor pick could feel like a liability. Again, not the best hero getting run at here. Saberlight looking for the Shaker.
Nice arena.
Ooh, nice.
Got 2. With nothing to say, lockdown, and the spear can't even get off any spells, despite the global silence trying to stall things. And this is where things get nasty. Liquid run you over. They're the ones with the Disruptor. They can get the bonus kill. It's 3. 2 kills going to the carry Mika.
Too fast. Multiple angles of attack there for Liquid. They bring the Terrorblade in, exactly the kind of team fight they look for, and exactly the kind of team fight.
他们很团结，切入很到位 ，very nice。就感觉刚才那个他们打的那个 level 跟这不是一个 level。
but hasn't gotten to put her strength to use yet.
Yeah, that is the upside of that. It's 18 minutes. You're probably not doing Roshan this early. You're not doing Tormentor. So at least Liquid aren't able to transition this into any objective.
But it's a team fight that Terrorblade joined and didn't get punished for it. And your lineup is designed to punish this Terrorblade if he ever tries to join the fight. That just feels bad if you're Tidebound. He'll scale like a beast this game. He's gonna force Roche to all minus armor?
Yeah, I mean, you used meta. That's not a bad idea.
我觉得下次可能得
very hard for Liquid to contest if you don't have arena.
得那个什么，得那个让 Doom
Okay, Power Shot does read what's happening.
先去吧，然后Tide回手一个晕。
Not gonna pull the trigger. Set illusions in. It's kind of awkward now.
I mean, with constant power shots and the vision from illusions, but they got the Doom opening.
That's a good
nice.
Now that is a good Doom. That will hold down Roshan for you.
You'll do this Queen of Pain every
Doom
day.
是不是都没有出跳刀？
Another death for Nisha, 4 deaths in this game. It's been a tough one for him. Very tough Queen game. I mean, again, the Queen was also first pick, so Tidebound had a lot of time to respond, and they made his life difficult with all the lockdown here.
The last thing Mickey can afford, though, is getting picked off while this is happening. Nisha dies in mid. You have both Saberlight and Mickey getting farmed in the side lanes. It's all right. Tidebound up 2K and now at Aegis. The real question is, what are they going to be able to get done in this 5-minute period of time? They may have a slight lead, but it could grow into a massive lead, depending on what happens with this next team fight and this extra life.
Find some core pickoffs, and it goes a long way right now. Have the damage to do it. Really Kai on the Shaker as well. I like this. Want the magic damage Shaker build as opposed to more points in the totem with shreds or something. I think it's paid off in this game.
Maybe it's smoke up from Team Liquid. They're the ones looking for something here.
Which is interesting because it doesn't feel like they're going to win the fight if they run head on into him. It's super dependent on the jump. If you catch the Shaker, that fight's winnable, but there's a global.
This back line, it could be pretty sweet. They know where they're at, but also Typebound are setting up in this area with some TH traps. They make their initiation, not quite getting an arena initiation. They go for it, 2 minutes to get the spear onto 1, but nothing to say. It's already hit an Echo Slam on 2. And Nisha has to throw everything he has and nothing to say. And the kisses are still going to rain in on the 2 of them. A TP away from nothing to say.
他们签到30岁的话，很容易 turn 的。
In the middle of that team fight, he makes his impact and gets out safely.
Super well played by him. And also Planet, he broke that smoke on the tree line, instantly just shot in there, dusted, tanked the first point of contact. That's super good for Typebound. Like, it's just not the hero they want to expend big ults on. And it bought time for the Shaker to get spells off. Fissure went out before the arena. That was everything there. Even if you kill the Shaker, that fight's still won. Because you're able to get global up, you're able to get kisses off, you're able to put the Doom in there, do some damage, and then
那个打他们挺难的，他们得先把30秒的，或者就是有一个人 out of position 直接没，对吧？但很难，因为台标又不是菜逼。台标又不是像那个 Nightfall 去从那个 low ground 走过去放个大，连大都没放来直接被秒了，连 BKB 都没有开，我去弱智。你能想象你的 carry 你的输出点，从高地下面走过去，连 BKB 没有开，被羊直接被秒了吗？我去气坏了。
I mean, it's a high gamble smoke. The payoff's super big if you win the fight at that point, but if you lose it, you're going to feel really bad during this period. You gave up a lot more against this Aegis.
Nothing to say.
Still have the Aegis and a 6,000 net worth lead.
看来这把Typebound是不是赢了呀？
You're costing relative strength. That's the risk in that play is. Your Terrorblade is losing power against this Tricore. And ultimately, this
还是想赢的
is going to have to win you this
有
game.
那种想赢的心，但是
just goes
不知道打得过 Team Spirit。
But not from the position they're in right now. Like, it's got to come from mid. And we saw in that fight, he's a little tentative to enter.
Team Spirit 里前期你得 break 他们那个盾，他们那个盾就那4个人，除了亚托罗，他们要 guarantee 亚托罗 farm。但是亚托罗他们好像会有 adjust， 他们会打前期 carry， 就是那个 SF。
While he has this extra life, he is untouchable, I think.
Oh yeah, it's not fun. Scotty Terrorblade, you deal with the TA. But again, you have to be in the position in the fight where you can sit there and lay into it. And you don't have BKB to aggressively do that. So it still feels like there's some components missing for Liquid. But they have a few that are coming online, like the BKB for the Mars, Scotty for the Terrorblade, more tools to guarantee a stable initiation.
Saberlane in the right position to break this smoke and TP out.
Not the worst outcome right there. Don't have to the first BKB charge like that, but at least you break the smoke, get out, buy time for the Terrorblade.
哎呦，是不是差点来就没了？
anymore, it'll be gone in 30 seconds.
给一个1.5秒的秀，应该能把他打
There will
死。
be a kind of window because he got the Aegis, he went for Daedalus, he doesn't have BKB.
哎，中国队 Day One 感觉很勇哎。
Team Liquid, another smoke play. Got the Doom, global silence to run him down, doomed.
That was super nice.
Glimmer attempted TP, they had the vision.
Yeah, that would have worked though.
It would have. Random sentry up top.
这温热没想那温热感觉想让他玩个 cheeky play， 他想把那个话给抵赖了，但是感觉不够距离。
And then your Wind Ranger Disruptor, they fall off a very big cliff.
他们来扎他来。
So yeah, I think you are pressured to make that move. Here do you make it into though? There's no roast to really fight for. The tier 1s are down. You don't have super deep wards. In this bottom jungle. You could push in a wave with Terrorblade Illusions and kind of just smoke to that and hope someone responds. That's kind of it.
也没什么用。
And NTS has just been ghost pushing these waves. Like that's the issue.
但是大一方
dealing with the Terrorblade map pressure, it's difficult to get information as a response out of Typebound right now. If you look at how they're showing and who they're showing,
直接开人家往上冲，你怎么活不起来的
？TB Illusions. It has to be more map pressure.
Yeah, I didn't really think about Earthshaker doing the ghost shoving with his shard.
It's a lot of damage.
哇，他这个老奶奶这个好好看啊！
He even got the
我不知道有没有。
So, Roach doing some work here.
哦，要打了，要打，
TS get it off. Not the easiest target to jump anymore.
They aren't going to that Templar Assassin. They were anyway, but now they swerve back in. Why?
可以，把他打下去，可以打赢我操！
They'll just get that kill.
好，但是他们只能打到他。
I mean, no global available. He's just dead weight anyway.
Yeah.
Happy to break that smoke and. Again, this is the no
这只是安抚自己心情，我去杀了30连大都没有。
The objective to go for it. The smoke doesn't work. What are you going to claim?
The BKB will complete for that next Roche, unless he dies right now.
哎呦，哎，这 big
it's not going to happen fast enough. Saberlight cannot get the spear out before Shiro can blink away.
It feels like Liquid have had
哎，没有办法，人有盾，你
你
抓不到他，除非你给他定了。
smokes and plays were 3 seconds faster.
没有视野。
This game could look so different right now.
Good, but instead, Typebound up 6K and seem to be in a very good position to get the next Roshan. Second Roshan, Templar Assassin, you're in danger of losing the game in that 5-minute window.
All eyes on Mickey. Carry that fight. Like he's gonna have to do some lifting here with this BKB timing. He's very strong, not easy hero for Tybound to deal with, especially if you want to throw the Doom into the Queen of Pain.
直接嘎的一下跟他们肉起来跟他们打
Just
是吧
keep？ Nisha down. Don't let him get some crazy team fight. You can kite the terribly a little.
打得过吗？
So how do you kill the TP? You don't get the initiation. You don't use the Doom off.
I think you don't really kill him. Like you just kill
everything else.
you just kill 2 or 3 other heroes, and then he's just there, and he can't 2v5.
Yeah, he can't kill you.
Like I don't think you have to worry about him. That said, you can just echo.
哎呦 ，Saber Light，
That's a fine route.
Yeah, but if you can get that initiation, he can still
Saber
get
Light
down.
跳在树林里破的那个屋。
Can spawn puts a lot of pressure on Liquid right now.
Yeah,
Given the
pro
map state
players,
of what they're
bro.
controlling versus what Tybound are controlling, especially vision-wise around that mid lane. It's scary to show on that mid lane. Again, who can shove this mid lane out on the side of Liquid? TB illusions are not strong enough to do it
你看这把
against just Fissure.
开量处理
Yeah,
超
compared
好
to，what Snapfire can do, Boxy's Wind Ranger cannot perform the same function. He can power shot, but it doesn't
我觉
finish.
得这把开量应该赢。
Here's your Roche. Mid lane control going Tybound's way.
Getting it spotted, got the glimpse off.
No hesitation, see?
was that?
Amazing. No hesi.
What do you mean?
He got tendrils off while he was glimpsed.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of takes a little time for the tentacles to go out.
That looked very scuffed on me. It looked like that got casted after he'd already been glimpsed. Ooh, that's a feels bad man BKB right there.
Yeah, it does. You did not get anything for that. You
但也没办法
lost.
，Saber Light 可能只能
Insane
去
at the
抑
top
他这
lane.
种
Doom got used. You have to defensively
danger
BKB
farm.
all while Shiro takes another Aegis.
You know, it's funny. We talked about the reason
Risky
Terrorblade might
farm.
have been some of the lane pressure and controlling the map, and it feels like this game has just been.
这个 Shield 有
it's
个
been
这个
Tybound
是 free
controlling
game，
lanes, especially this mid lane,
Nice.
controlling the
你
ghost
知道吗？
shove.
你必须
It's
得
Liquid not
guarantee 你
getting
的
enough
carry
bait plays. All their plays have been
farm
slow,
和
because
和你的
animations
那
there
个
as
输出
well.
空间。
Liquid historically
Like
has struggled
if you
with
don't
this
do
issue,
it,
but
you
yes,
lose
Live
the
Fire
game.
Vision was a thorn in their side early on to the season as they make the initiate. Oh, good
可以，
luck.
没事没事没
They
事
still
没
had
事
a
没
kill
事。
planet thanks to his mech glimmer so Sonic way. They still can't get him. They throw everything they had to finish him off.
Shield 有盾吧
Just at least in the Templar
Nice.
assassin, but everything else was terrible for Liquid.
That was not convincing at all.
No. Can't even kill a simple 4-position snap.
I mean, honestly, it's not the worst trade. You get Mickey out. That's the important part here, but
Sure.
Yeah, not convincing.
那边
I mean, Terrorblade was still shredding
detection
Templar
嘛
assassins in that vacuum.
这个 Silencer
Didn't have any
pick is
detection,
amazing.
so Glimmer Cape, I guess, just ruined them there.
Silencer
It was
很
Glimmer
强。
plus
Silencer 如果你打的话，一般都是出那种 A 仗肉起来活起来，
He had a
后
lot
期
of
需要的话
tank
转
hero to begin
转
with.
和，但是
That
一
was
般
just sad, man.
都
Got
结
initiation
束
on
了。
Boxy, he'll be run down to the mid lane as the trials and tribulations of this mid lane shove continues. Anybody who gets close.
There's just nobody for Liquid who can shove this mid wave. No chance Nisha shows ever on this lane.
Why is it important for the mid lane to get shoved in?
I mean, Roche control is usually dictated by your vision control, your power runes. Mid lane's the easiest lane to connect to a random area on the map. Get these. So if you control mid, you are getting your information first because this lane pushes into the enemy faster than the other lane.
It's being pushed into you. While side lanes, you can
Look
push
a
in
bit
and then
run
come back
over.
immediately.
Decent amount. And particularly when Roche was in the corner,
Yes, side lanes are way more important back then.
that meta changed the lane priority a lot. But Roche going back towards the center evened out a little bit more. Not as bad as
打不赢了，这 Shield 输出
Still
太
looking
高
down
了。
14K. Definitely in the hole, but not out of it yet. They can continue to scale, but the scale has to
BKB
come from
没
the
有
Mars
用
and the Queen now, I think.
BKB 就
Like,
防
those
守
are the two that have
ES
to find
大
something
可
out
能
of these team fights and pick up some big late game items.
The Mars is trying to get Scythe of Ice to make the
然后
initiation
你
easy
三
for
色
them.
大了以后
Obviously,
用
the
BKB
initiation
好像
on
三色
Templar
结束
Assassin is
的
gonna be
，Silent
pretty
结束
crucial,
更
and Scythe
快
of
一
Ice
些。
is really the only way to ensure it.
And you have the BKB on the Queen, so Nisha can actually play Dota. That's pretty nice, you know, until you get doomed at least. But at least then you can maybe walk off
There's
Doom.
going to be a glorious 4 seconds where he gets to play Dota, and then he's going to get to.
That's the life of playing against Doombreaker, man. It's a tough one. Is that refresher done? I think it is.
Yeah. That,
With Whisper of the Dread, double Whisper of the Dread. Okay.
This for me is one big meta item people are getting it. It's like 4th item just for double BKB, double ults.
If you already won the fight. And another aggressive smoke from Liquid.
又
Again,
去
no
找
Roche
别
to claim
人
if you win the fight, you're just looking for
别
the
人
kills.
高地更好打
High
呀。
ground available for Taiwan.
Okay, He's just
哎
gone.
呦
And
我
as
去！
much as
Keep for the kills. High ground available for Taiwan.
Okay, Nisha's just gone, and as much as Saberlight wanted to get a good
一
arena
秒
out of
就
the
没了
situation, it doesn't matter when your mid's already gone. They're still going to try
那
and
个
fight this
这
out,
盾
I
可以
guess,
死
but
的，他
they get the glimpse back. Oh,
哎呦
that
哎呦
Flavish
太爽了
destruction.
！Oh
That will
fuck
wipe out the
everybody's
rest of the
dead.
squad. 5 dead on the side
Fuck
of Liquid.
yeah.
And Tidebound, quick to clean up. They will push down mid lane.
That was super well played. They got gifted a lot, though. Queen just blinking into them. Nisha had the wrong read on where
报
they
告
were.
长官，家里还有
Clean. The
等一下
lock
那
though, Queen just blinking
可以
into
出
them.
发。哦 shit！
Nisha
我
had
那
the
个
wrong
voice
read
chat，
on where they were,
我
but
买
double
voice
X
chat。
cleans that fight up. Landon's
这个是 permanent 吗？我希望是永久，永久太棒了。
And they're able to kite out the Terrorblade. I mean, that's the thing. Like, the Terrorblade, he stands strong. No one's going to fight him in this BKB. But without the Queen damage, you just can't win the long fight. It's just not doable. And of course,
他打他没有
like,
用
you。killed the Queen without having to doom the Queen. That's kind of worst case scenario for Liquid. Because if Mickey can sunder here,
你看到没？你现在就你开不去找别人，别人只要在高地非常非常非常难打。
big team fight win for Tidebound as they'll clean up a racks. They'll take a 23k net worth.
都不是什么菜逼还不菜逼的问题，就是别人就是你去找别人干，这真的是很难很难很难。
I do not see a way for
这歪送歪
He's
送
just。aggressively stealing their shrine.
哎呦
Saberlight
哎呦
pump fake the spear. He put
Okay,
it in
that
the
was
wrong
unlucky.
direction initially and had to re-up it.
Juked himself.
准备好了来抓你哦！天，他好多好玩 voice
He's trying to get
voice
it
chat。
outside the vice, but if you can't get pickoffs like that, he's just never gonna have the gold for it.
I like that ward. Very unlikely to get de-warded. And it gives you very good information on the rat action here, which is basically what Liquid have been forced into.
Sure.
That's already given you a lot. Information on this Queen. It doesn't take much for Tidebound to get kills, especially with Doom off the map. 1 or 2 heroes, that's all it takes if the Doom is involved. Or the Shaker on a wave.
Particularly when you've already taken mid barracks, right? Mid lane's always gonna be shoved in, so they can
我觉得
just focus on catching
Liquid
somebody
come
on
back
the
有点难哎。你对吧？你想那个 Doom 很有可能出个那个 Shivas 对吧？兵甲。 他直接开个兵哦，他已经出完了。他开兵甲，这3件直接插进去开个 BKB，冲你脸，随便 Doom 一个。然后3色放大，你必须得开 BKB， 你开 BKB 对吧？然后呢，他们那个 Buck 肯定要用一个大，对吧？这个 Y， 那个 Faith 边肯定要用一个大在你一个那个 Core 身上，对吧？肯定用得到，他100%能 guarantee 对吧？你他没有50 BKB 的云，除非 Saberlight 能给他定了，定不住，对吧？或者以后 Axe 粉色，但是他肯定是开 BKB 兵甲往上冲，开视野冲。 然后你对吧？你看只能这样，动2个，但没有用，看到没有用，兄弟，这边落后太多了。他随便动一个，他直接死，对吧 ？Reset 啊 ，Reset，Echo Slam， 看到没？瞬间，这太难打，输了 Liquid comeback 不了了。他们有2个英雄在前面直接骑你脸上 ，Planet 可以在后面 provide support， 然后 Y 不管他在哪他能放个大，他现在还有 refresher 大好像。Holy shit， 对，然后 shield 3 DPS。输了，Liquid 输了，这把肯定输了。我这个键盘被我这都坏了，我如果用力量太大，就直接掉。输了，不用看了。 他们，我去，中国队今天有戏啊！前3，能不能来个前3？我操，把 Team Spirit 打进去1，我操 ，Holy shit， 冲也冲不满了，今天是没有那种机制了。TI bro，
extremely tanky. I think that's one of the things Shaker suffers against, like these mega strength lineups in the late game where everybody has 4k HP. You just throw out all of your spells and they
还打，你看人在高地，对，你
absolutely squishy enough to die，
对吧？你有视野，你没视野的，现在你打不了，根本打不了，太难了。你杀谁嘛？对，你杀谁会杀谁？哎呦，这100%ES 错，这100%ES 错。 但没有用，兄弟，你看他妈的这个 TA， 我操！ Doom doesn't give a fuck, bro. Doom doesn't give. He just keep going.
They got everything out of it. Liquid hit everything you could want in an
这个
initiation
shield
once again,
他
but they are just too
开个
far
BKB
behind.
跳过去随便杀，追你他可以追3个人打。OK, maybe not a TB. OK, TB 可能有点危险，把所有人，哎呦，我去，是那个兵感觉。
Well, he is so tanky, it is taking a while. Global Sounds put you, the cookie given to him, Glimmer Cape, so many heals, he's out. A power shot, a shackle shot, Foxy, it's not going to be enough. He gives up his life to try and get a trade. It does.
哎，你看到没？他们不追，他们不追，他们。I mean， 我说台上这边他不往回打，看到没 ？Holy fuck, that's nice. Discipline. very
Hero on the
disciplined
backside
play.
chasing him. There,
尼莎
and
这
the
把
early,
被
but
关
it
了
just felt like map domination. And
Doom 下把肯定会被 ban 吧？
he played maybe
还
NTS
玩吗
get home,
？Nothing
use
to
the
say，
stat
想
matchup,
到
but
别人
Liquid play fast and rotate to him and
全里面
just
砸
win.
他们
He played that lane super well. They got the trade off
Shit.
that first Sonic
Do
wave
it.
with bringing the silencer in.
Dude,
and
do it.
Then they had the stacks one. And then all of a sudden, your Shaker was highest net worth.
Yeah, that stack fight was particularly bad for Liquid.
That was another instance where they were like 5 seconds too late.
那 Liquid 不是太别，哎
Straight up
呦
Echo. Now you've got the all-in potential for the Terrorblade too.
，That was like what 最多
Two ways they
1.5
can
秒
go about it.
You have a Doom box.
Holy
And
fuck.
they killed
Nice.
both Liquid both ways.
Yes.
Another Doom. He
Oh, yeah,
got
okay.
the refresher in the shop to get the second Doom.
Oh, that
我
was
的
cheeky.
天，中国队
That's
好久没有
a
那
nice
种
play.
感觉，那种
Saw what they went. They
那种
kind of
很 dominate 的
in
来
case
打
here.
Tier
Like,
One
you get in
team.
this situation.
There's really no pressure for me. We're just
No
going in and
pressure,
we
you
just
got fucked, bro. You got
slump,
wrecked.
and we're here they would. We've been
但 Mika
switching
已经赢
around.
过 TI 了，so like 这种人他有点比较 chill。Mika
What do you do
carry，
about it? Look at Mickey. He's already stressed out. It's like, please, you should
Oh no.
ban Shaker, brother. And now the second he's in the capital, he's like,
又
this
上了
is really
Shaker
hard when no one says
Doom 没有 ban 吗？
That
不
was
ban
you
Doom。
for years.
Yeah, that's kind of the funny part about it. Yeah.
That's good insider info.
Oh, Jesus. That's-
Okay, yeah, you get the combo, but viable 5s with actual stuns. And he's kind of tanky. You have to spend extra mana to bring him down.
Sure, he's one of the few 5 positions.
他们不
that
ban
the
Doom
point
哎，
clicks-
Ogre is
他们是想选 Doom 还是怎么着？为什么不 ban Doom？
Then I think 5 for
刚才
top
Doom 明显是他们
on the storm.
很 problematic。哦
But then
，ban
you
there we
would
go，
be
yeah，
taking
good,
NTS
good. respect。
into an
你
advantage.
看 Liquid 果然会 respect
Which。is I think honestly something like Underlord seems pretty tempting here for Tidebound, but I don't know if it's a strong enough fix for the team fight. Like everything about it's good this game. And it's very good against
Yeah.
Liquid's lineup. Really good. It's a
不
pipe
对啊，
fire.
你
The pit is
你
amazing.
飞
It's
边也可以玩 ES
the
的，你
auras
中
are
路
like a
选一
soft
个
save
别
for
的呀，
your
选
Shaker
个什么
getting jumped.
Yeah.
选个什么
But
女
I don't know
王
if
什么的。
it being really good at a lot of stuff is good enough to
还有
pick
什么
here
英
versus
雄在
something
中
that
比较
just
强
solves your biggest issue if they can find it.
Nice Stalker 不行，Nice Stalker
Though
后
like
期
you
就被
said,
秒
when
了
off lane it might be tricky.
Nice Stalker 那个 Silence 被消的，
Off
没有
lane
Blind。
Let's go.
Oh,
The Dawnbreaker too.
they're good. Still a good Morphling answer.
Oh.
That's the majority of the reasoning here. Good against the Shaker too. Very hard hero to Echo Slam down in the late game when you get Ags, BKB up. It's impossible, right? Just a miserable carry to play against for Shaker and the Morphling. And it's pretty good against dealing with Tombstone if you want to put the overpower attacks into that.
Not a
Cool.
deal.
You're not
Often
gets to
那
his
个
item. You can
Boxy
absolutely
和
win team fights beat.
雪球和 Dawnbreaker 那个 lane 很
Two
强哎。
already has that similar flavor.
Set this on dying back a lot. You take a dying off the lane for the first wave, you get him really low. That's a huge blow to the hero.
And he
现在
did
我
use a lot
们
of
今
that.
天慢慢进 live，看完这个可以去看 Team Super 打
That's
那
a
个
big win
Extreme
for the safe
Gaming
lane.
阿
That's
妹
gonna be a losing
versus
safe lane.
亚
Now might
Toro
be a。draw. The Ursa has a better time here. So they did get something out of that exchange. Non-negligible.
妮莎
I
我
do
觉得
expect
肯
this
定能
Morphling to
打赢
free
Earth
for us,
Shaker
though.
啊。
I
这
don't think you're
Storm
ever killing on
Spirit
this lane unless he messes up.
肯定强。
And this Morphling has pretty good matchups in this game outside of the Storm and Ursa. Those are the two cores he's going to have to really worry about. But if he gets a good start and he can play fast and join some fights,
Yeah.
there's some decent stuff to steal this game. He's going to have Bloodlust to play with as well.
死了。
He's got some options.
Always good to have options, and no options for Y in getting out of this situation.
Body blocks?
He will be run down despite the attempt at body block from Shiro. First blood goes to Saberlight, and he will continue to stay level 1 with
他
no
这个
abilities.
这个 Dawnbreaker 和
Genuinely wonder
和
how good
小
this
雪
passive actually
人
is,
儿
and if you're supposed to take the other one,
俩
just
人
so
双
you
线
don't
非
get
常
into
强
these。situations where you don't have a spell contribute.
Yeah, I'm aware. You're party
我
queue
刚才
games,
说的
yeah,
很
I
强，我就
agree,
死
go together fast.
I'm slowly being convinced the other facet's better simply because not having spells level 1 is a big deal. Like, I don't even care if your level 2 power spike is better. Not being able to affect things in the first trade is a big deal, especially when pros can take advantage of it because they know you're useless. So I don't know, man. I'm not convinced of that passively. You can hit some crazy power spikes. I think versus the right lane where you know how the lane's going to go exactly, it can do some work. A little overrated in my opinion. Deserves to be on a top facet team, but
Something about it needs to have more games before it could be.
yeah, I don't know what the rest of that meme.
Yeah, he needs to play more tournaments before he's held in the same standards as Quada.
Who even made that? Was it just some random
It was
dude?
Seb. No, it was Seb.
Oh, it's
It was Seb because I did that thing with him where I showed his worst tweets at
Yeah, that's a good
relevant
one.
moments.
That's a classic right there.
I think the funniest part is that like all the names that he called out are now all like they all eventually went
Oh,
away
man.
kind of being defunct mid laners.
他这个线你对不过他们。
Even
他
he
他
even
要手雷，
When
那
he
哥们儿应该
listed
死
Quada,
了
for
吧？
example,
没手雷。
not a mid laner after a few years. S4 moved to off lane. I don't remember who else.
All right, great story, Austin. Really,
Why do you do this to me?
really big at the beginning.
Yeah, every single time I do something like this, Avery just stares at me. And I'm just like, oh, here it comes.
What do you want me to say, man? That was terrible.
Why do you can lean into it a little bit?
I don't know the meme. I'm not a meme lord. I'm a Dota. I'm an analyst. I'm here.
You're certainly not an analyst.
I'm a professional analyst.
Yeah,
I'm here for.
Mr. You know what? Nothing to say he needs. He needs to be in a disadvantaged matchup in order to have the advantage.
Oh, okay. Then why did Xiao Wei pick him Ember and Oscar 8 times in 1 year?
Because we already discussed that. Xiao Wei was trying to kill his career.
Okay. Well,
小范在
those things
杀
can be true
自
at the
己的
same time.
career。
That's my professional analysis.
是不是可以看
My
live？
professional analysis of this laning phase, Austin.
Thank you very much, Avery. Great analysis.
NTS not doing as hot as he was the first time around.
Do you think this matchup is too advantageous for him?
No, I don't think that's the issue, sadly.
Going on to Y, once again, tag
这
team
个能
makes
打
even
过，
the
我们知道
tankiest
这
of
这两
heroes
线很
fall
强的
in the。laning phase.
This is that Bulba combo, that Dawnbreaker Tusk. It's nasty, man. You just all in the support over and over. There's very little you can do unless your carry has some sort of interrupt. So there could be some more kills coming Liquid's way in that top lane. The mid lane is domination from Nisha. He's just straight doubling him up.
Yeah, and the Undying may be doing well in the lane, but the Ursa's doing perfectly fine.
Yep.
So.
But the thing is, Nisha, he did mess up here. Because he dominated him too hard, thus creating a very disadvantaged lane for NTS, and now he will come back.
I see.
You gotta walk the fine line.
Then, if the more he loses, the more he wins. How do you beat it?
That's a good question.
Okay.
You have to lose early.
The nothing to say catch 22.
Like, if you lose the lane early, then he'll try and overcompensate and throw. And then you'll win it in the long term.
I see. You just have to decisively win when he is, thrown the game back to your direction.
Let's see what NTS can do from this position. Does lose his courier. That's a big one. That had range drop. And that's your survivability against the Storm 6 that's incoming right now with that 6-minute power rune. Not even going to be able to contest it. Had the ward on it as well.
There's the 6.
And Liquid are swarming. The Tusk coming mid. The Disruptors coming mid. This is classic Western European Dota right here. The mid tri lane.
I mean, what happened last time, though? Oops, still got hit by the 8.
没躲到。
Oh my.
Oh shit.
Brother.
Storm
Get
DD。
out of there. Ping, ping. Liquid's like, go, go, go. Let's kill this guy. But last time they overextended to get the kill on Nothing to Say. Nisha doesn't get punished. Not quite yet. And Ignite goes out. A little bit more damage on Nothing to Say with the glimpse. Might have been able to kill him. Nisha, you went in. Nisha gets hit by the chain totem. Gets the kill.
What did I tell you, brother? What did I tell you? You do not create an advantage position against this man. Picking up that DD. That was your death sentence.
我操 ！Oh my god, this is fucking pro players, dude. Jesus.
You would have wiped them.
Liquid 有点上头了
Dude, I had the feeling that was going to happen, man. I was just like, they're going to try too hard once again. Nothing to say.
But it's the strength of its like triple stun skirmish power, right? Yeah. We talked in the draft, the early skirmish power.
Echo Slam on the other side. You thought Midgate was going to try and take the Wisdom Shrine? Nope. Nothing to Say will take your life. Nice play from Boxing.
我感觉台边可能20他们了。
NTS is back. Mid triple assist into the mid-A kill, into the Wisdom Shrine, just like that. And that was an amp damage for Nisha. Didn't get to use.
Oh, Nisha's pissed, man. Now just like kill anything in the mid lane.
I like the bloodlust on the tower. That was.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna add up here, like genuinely. But man, what a blow for Liquid. That could have just been the game off that mid lane.
Boxy still sticking around in his bottom lane. Makes short work of the Undying. He'll come back in though.
I think the shards like messed his targeting on that blast too. Awkward stuff.
Got a lot of damage on the mid tower, but the Bloodlust makes the difference. The tower stays alive.
Taiwan were quick to respond to that mid. Like, they're ready to skirmish in this game. Do not want to let Storm snowball here, especially if he's getting the power runes, which is likely.
Level 2 glimpse, not enough range.
He got another power rune, by the way, shield. Keep that in mind. Nisha wants to rotate. The first one didn't work out too well, but...
Yeah, Nisha didn't learn his lesson. I guess the ultimate matchup is going to be Nothing to Say versus... who's getting every power rune last series? I've already forgotten. Laurel. Nothing to Say versus Laurel.
Laurel also likes to play from a disadvantaged lane.
That's also true.
It's like unstoppable force versus immovable object. Unwinnable laner versus unbeatable laner.
Nice shard. Good separation.
He does have the shield.
Nisha with his shield rune, once again, tries to kill Nothing to Say. They get a glimpse back on him. Still not good enough, though. Hero is just too tanky for
我觉
Liquid.
得妮莎应该不打，妮莎应该去 farm 一波。
Oh man.
Planet! There's a River Ward. They know about it now, but the damage is done.
I like Boxy's reaction. It's like, touche, brother. That's what I was trying to do with the Rune Ranger, but didn't work out so well.
It did not.
You gotta be careful fighting around these stacks.
So hard
怎么还
to
要
get
去打
into the
兄
stack
弟？
situation once again. If they're not careful, they're gonna get Echo Slam for it. Dawnbreaker is gonna come in though.
got
And
the
this is
stack.
the problem for the Earthshaker. You can make that jump once. If the Dawnbreaker drops the ultimate, you
Oh,
won't be able to kill that hero. The heals come in, the stuns goes out. A snowball pickup goes to the back line, hits the over. They're trying to get as many kills out of this as possible. The Shard kind of blocks him in though. Kind of awkward. Cookie given over to Bach. Mickey still chases after though.
可以 ，Shiro 来了 ，nice。
Wrap it up.
你可以死了，你可以死了。
The
levels coming in for Tidebound were so big there.
Nice.
They got 6 on the Undying. He's able to hit him with the mids. They got 6 on the Snapfire if it was necessary at the end.
这 Dawnbreaker 很关键。
Like you said, that Shaker into the Dawnbreaker roll, not a fun time for NTS. And Saberlight got all the big creeps off that stack. He got all 3, so that was an extra 150 gold swing.
Okay.
Ultimately, I mean, that's Liquid Dota, right? They connect everybody there. Super early fight with all 5 heroes involved. Kind of what they're looking for. A bit better than last game, but not as clean an outcome as they maybe wanted there. Particularly for the Storm. Like, you didn't get more of this action for Nisha to snowball him, and Shiro, he's the real victor of all that. He gets to come in, clean up at the end, get some good XP. This Morphling's fat.
Yeah, he's 3 levels above the Ursa now.
And you have to keep in mind, this is a Vlad Morphling who's going to have Bloodlust behind him. It's a lot of damage. Like, he's going to be a menace in the fight.
You think he's turning into the Ursa most of the time for fights?
We saw him use the Dawn spells pretty well there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're probably looking at Ursa. Overpower. Pretty juicy. There's nothing really else you'd want. I mean, you can do some like cheeky glimpse action. And, like tag team can sometimes be annoying, but
yeah, every once in a while.
You're looking at the Ursa as this game scales. Very fast-paced game. I expect the fighting to continue. I mean, everybody in this game just wants to take fights outside of maybe the 2 carries a little bit, but we see Mickey be pretty involved here. The catapult.
Foxy trying to pull the wave off. Nice dodge there on the Ignites. And that means level 6s should come in for the supports on Liquid without punish.
As Blink is not as fast as the first game. No mega stack for NTS to take, and then he got dragged that bad fight. Oh, get the rune either.
Grabs it away from nothing to say. Nisha, of course he's gonna go for it. He wants this kill so
好讨厌
badly.
这个
but nothing to
Earthshaker。
say.
Oh, nice glimpse.
Throws him away so they can kill the Tombstone, and with Shiro here, making sure the Undying wasn't a part of this engagement is massive. Shiro's still gonna try and chase after Saberlight, hammer for hammer. This time, Shiro in his rotation doesn't work out because they didn't have that overwhelming power that the Undying was given.
Glimpse wins that fight for Liquid. That's a very scary engagement going into the Undying counterplay around a tower like that, but you can glimpse them out. Yeah, Tombstone's annoying, but you're able to disengage. And of course, so much of this game is the Storm jumps the Shaker, throw down the Solar Guardian. That is what they proposed in the draft. Tidebound didn't get a direct answer to it with this Undying. It's a problem. Like, we've seen it be a massive problem, and there's nothing NTS can really do about it because there's nobody else who can start the fight. You just have to power through it. Liquid taking advantage of it. I mean, they're going to look for that every single time. Storm jump the Shaker, Solar Guardian on top. Just over this game.
They may have Snapfire Earthshaker, but I feel like the
Nisha好讨
catch
厌
is better this time for
Earthshaker。
Liquid again, and I feel like the lane shove isn't.
The question that they're going to have to answer.
Certainly.
Presumably, someone squish you contributes
Oh,
nothing. They will find Planet. Armed, and you have Bloodlust on top of this guy. That's the 1 amp in Tidebound's lineup, and it's
哦，
going
我们
into
live 了
the
啊，
strongest hero.
追上 live。
It just makes it even more valuable. I mean, why skilling that? He's not messing around.
Oh, Echo Slam kisses! Insania, really great response there. Double responses from Team Liquid. The punish is on nothing to say. Instant Static Storm and near instant ultimate from Dawnbreaker as well. Helm's back on a planet, but they're not actually convinced they can take this fight. If they can deal with the Tombstone, it'd be a lot easier. Mickey's going to deal with that for them, but here comes Shiro, and that is dead punish onto Mickey.
That was a
Mickey.
crazy overextension. You can knock it out.
You might be able to catch Saberlight as well. No. First shot, level 1, very long cooldown.
I'm surprised Mickey.
这个其实还挺值的，我觉得。
You don't have BKB or anything.
2-3-4的。
Just a little greedy. You have to expect Tidebound to bring in the numbers. They have genuinely done a very good job matching Liquid's connections in this series as a whole. They were prepared for how they play, and they're just matching toe for toe, bringing the same numbers, bringing the carries to the fights, making sure Shiro's involved, making sure they're not outnumbered in these early game skirmishes. Support's going to mid early when it looked like they were going to get out tri-laned with the amp damager. All these little things add up when you play against a team like this. And you find yourself up 2K instead of maybe down 5 or 6. Not a bad position to be in, considering how rough the Shaker team fighting has been. Feels like Liquid are taking advantage of that every time, but the Morphling's making up for it on the back end. I mean, this guy is giga farm, dude.
He is.
Like, just going butterfly.
I'm
Just do so much
surprised
damage.
they're only up 3K considering how far ahead he is.
Yeah, but the Shaker's been behind.
Yeah，是因为他们刚才打了很几波漂亮的
They find some
团
decent，farm on that Sapphire
你
though.
打团拿钱经验很
Always a hero that
多
can
的。
push these waves out pretty well.
哦
Hag's done
又
for
开始杀
Saberlight.
了啊！4个人 rotation。Ursa 我觉得不应该再刷了，我觉得 Ursa
Would love to find that
应该
Shaker
来打
again.
团来了。但没办法，就是他们如果抓不到人的话，你 Ursa 就浪费时间了。
Spot Planet, another smoke used to kill this 4 position.
He might not even die there.
Glimmers away, does it TP out?
I mean, if you find him at this point, it's
The rest
not
of the team
worth
is coming in from the side. He's going to stick around and try and kisses.
Not a bad setup.
Bach, not a great spot for Tombstone just yet. He drops it now. Now they get the initiation onto the Tusk. Looks a lot better for him. Dawnbreaker Ultimate tries to come in with the Aghanim Scepter. It looks a little dicey with a stun out on 2. It's going to be Earthshaker dead without a spell cast from him.
That's a lot of damage.
The Tombstone is gone as well. Shiro hasn't been able to really find much outside of the kill on Box. He tries to chase after Mickey, doesn't get him. Nisha, he's got too much. An Arcane Rune to boot on top of the Soul Ring. Way too much mana
我
there.
这 Liquid 这团
But it'll be
接的
time
很
bound to take a tower off of it.
真的好棒。
Or at least get the cliff.
You do get that much.
Man, that Solar Guardian did a lot of work.
是，我以为太阳可以
They're on
碾压他们，我这 Liquid
Big
看
damage
来
from Saberlight.
Tier 1有关
Just an
有
awkward way
原
to
因的。
start the fight for Tybound, like running the Undying in first. Not really the best initiator in the realm of Dota 2.
I mean, if Typound can continue to hold this tower, it feels like its Tormentor is theirs for free.
I think that's why they're putting an emphasis on it, because they know the Morphling's going to clear through it instantly. You take that away from the Ursa as well. Both these teams want to do objectives very quickly with the help of their carries, so this will go Tybound's way. You could trade Roche for it right now.
I was going to suggest, like,
if you were on point.
Real quickly do Roche. Tag team Ursa, you do it really fast.
I think you do.
And that would do wonders for recovering Nisha's game.
Oh yeah, put an Aegis on this guy. They got the Ogre Shard. Honestly, not a bad one in this game.
Yeah, makes heroes a bit tankier.
They're going to force it.
Can Tidebound do anything about that?
They can contest, yes. If they're very fast, they can contest, and they're being fast about it. They're smoking.
No kisses for Planet. That's one of those scouting mechanisms.
没有 Doom 有点难打，不能 lock down Nisha。
Don't have
Still a
every year.
scary fight. They have Shaker. You can just blind jump.
As soon as Bach lays down this Tombstone, it's going to be dangerous. They actually had it out, but he already had his ultimate going out. Mickey, he's going to bounce outside of the pit. It's up to Saberlight to try and grab it, or Nisha. The Age is going to be on the ground. It's grabbed by Saberlight. He takes it away. Nisha has mana to work with, but the Tombstone goes on, and it's not a fight that Liquid can push through.
Dude, Shiro was just zoning 3 heroes.
我去，太棒，好牛逼！他
Mickey, Bach lays down this Tombstone. It's going to be dangerous. They actually had it out, but
Ursa
he
直接
already had his
跑
ultimate
了
going out. Mickey,
，Ursa 直
he's
接
going to bounce
跑
outside
了，
of the
我
pit.
操！
It's up to Saberlight to try and grab it, or Nisha. The Age is going to be
哦
on the
，Ursa 没有
ground.
大
It's grabbed by
，OK，
Saberlight. He takes it away.
别跑
Nisha has mana to work with, but the Tombstone goes on, and it's not a fight that Liquid can push through.
Dude, Shiro was just zoning 3 heroes. He's just having his own fight. All right, he's back. Clean him up.
我操，石油这把全石油
like 3 liquid heroes.
石油
There's 2 heroes left in the pit. You have to take Aegis on Saberlight, but he's not getting out with it, and it's not the guy you wanted it on. That's a win for Tybound.
Fantastic win. I mean, they got their Roche
Storm
on
得
last
出
hit. Even if they didn't get the
兵甲
Aegis,
加 A
they
仗
take
打，
away.
And that was with an Echo on ulted Ursa.
他得就是自杀式冲进
that，ult off first.
给 Ursa 创造时间。但 Ursa
can't get a foothold in this series. It's like everything they
不
do.
行啊，Ursa 没伤害感觉。
It looks correct, but it's either it's a few seconds too slow.
Liquid
Tybound are just there, or the fight
也不一
doesn't
定。
go
我觉得刚才 Liquid
well
有几把
enough
切
to
入很
compound
棒
the。advantage. This has got to feel like a really awkward series for them.
Now the pipe, it's going to make that
我
counter
觉得
punching
除了
style all
除
that
了
more
Shiro，
difficult.
另外几个都得出肉，就是满肉装，就是自杀式的自杀性的，把所有的什么那个旧的装备给 Shiro，然后就扛伤害，让 Shiro 把伤害打满了就行了，这把就轻松赢了。那个 Ursa 没有 A 仗的话，得在他出 A 仗之前给干掉。
4 heroes, whatever, sure. But in a team fight, this guy just seems untouchable. And you have to just run away from him. Because he does serious damage.
啊，就他那个大没有威胁。你看而且米卡直接出一张，不行了，没一张打不了。
Liquid doesn't really do running away too often. They run at you.
I mean, again, their draft is kind of designed to take the Shaker out of the equation, which it's done. I don't think the Shaker's had a huge amount of impact yet. But that's also the scary part. The Shaker hasn't done a lot, and you're still losing. Like,
yes.
Okay, we need to do a bit more here. And now Butterfly done at a crazy time, 23 minutes. Manta Butterfly.
是有啊，
Liquid boxing. He's going to be the one to echo sled. Instinct static storm with the ultimate from Saberlight. Hits on 3 heroes. The tombstone's out. You just can't really push through this.
And they are all piped.
冲，室友冲，兄弟。
Nice glimpse back. There's that cheeky play you're talking about. If Shiro sees an opportunity.
Very nice. This is the part of the game where you want it, because you don't need the extra overpower stacks. You do enough damage.
Do it, come on. And Liquid.
Cheeky kill with the glimpse. Super well played.
And straight to the high ground. Killer instinct from Tidebound.
They are playing really well today. They are playing fast. I mean, they're making it look easy. And this is not an easy team to 2-0. Very decisive too. They're just pulling the trigger.
Liquid 这个 carry，
like even if it doesn't work out right, it just goes in.
米 K 一直不是特别强劲的 carry。上次他们赢是不是有33 33是吧？去年 TI 他们是有33赢了。
23-minute Morphling Butterfly as the Ags for the Ursa arrives, but
没有用。
It feels a little late. It's a very early Ags over Basher.
没有用。 4个人只需要给室友创造输出空间，就他们的命不重要啊，就不要救自己，就 make sure 室友能打输出就可以了，就扛上海，硬扛。
I think Vicky had to just go the Basher or like the Diffusal build or something that's, you know, early MKB, something to kill this Morphling.
I think Liquid, they must have spotted something on the other side of the map. They are so aggressively smoke running at them.
Oh, nice!
Storm onto with Dawnbreaker ultimate. It's gonna pound.
但室友打不死。
A cookie gets Shiro out of some.
不要跑 Ogre， 不要跑 Ogre， 救室友。
Nisha, he's already burned through most of his mana.
为革命献身，兄弟！不要跑
，nice.
And another glimpse.
Shown up in force. Another glimpse counter from Shiro as Liquid try and retreat. There's just one more kill. They get out of it.
Again, I don't think you can all in this Morphling in this game without some serious damage items on the Ursa. They made that play because they saw the Shaker mid. A fight without NTS.
Things here, right?
Oh,
you have a tier 2 top. But yeah,
yes,
太棒赢了。Valuable, which to me also
on Jackie. And he can
这
start
是打谁
grabbing some of these neutral camps and try and inflate his own gold.
我感觉我的 prediction is gonna be shit.
Big GG there, eh? If you
CIS team.
Ooh.
The CIS region has had a pretty good season. I was.
Aurora 被他关了，这个 OK。I kind of expected these to be shit. Yakuto Brothers， Yakuto Brothers 看，Paravision Liquid。Nigma，BB lost to Nigma。太棒，2-1打太棒。哦，这个应该很好看。我得看 Team
Pretty big on that region as a whole.
There we go.
They're not the team that takes that.
Old enemies 啊！我操，这太脏了，这个英雄太脏了。这个 Bane， 这个东西太脏了。
Can I give you my theory? All right. I think there are not very many hard carries that are good in the meta right now. And so if there is a limited hard carry pool, then you are incentivized to take
为什么是别的？对，为什么是 Nemesis？
and give more openings for your offlane and mid lane.
It's a fair theory. I think it's wrong.
Oh,
that's a fair theory.
I mean, have you seriously?
Nice. 我以为是 Team Spirit
Do you feel like you have seen a lot of strong carries in this patch? I don't feel like it. Like every single time I see SF, I'm like, oh, the SF or the Marcy. Maybe the Sven, maybe not, but I feel like the carry pool is kind of limited right now. If you're talking about hard carry, you're one of the teams that's willing to draft, you know, the more
extreme. I think
the pool is more open.
I think there's a lot of viable carries, but they're all kind of on the same power tier. but I think you can play a lot of stuff you want to hold the pick. How much value you get out of it later on, picking like a Drow or a Deuce or the Faceless Void that we've seen. It doesn't feel like it just ends the game, but they can be very strong. It can still give you that win condition. I think Sven's totally fine here, and they picked the Lesh into the Sven. Very tough matchup for the Lesh in some ways, but at least they got this Spirit Breaker to split the fight up. I like that coming out from XG. Spirit Breaker, oh, Sven, this matchup is terrible. You have double BKB piercing abilities. You slow down his initiation a lot if he can't burst that target before a charge or ult comes through.
And he's very dependent on that BKB because he's matched up against Kinetic Field and Mars Arena ult. So he needs that BKB to be able to maneuver in the fight, and you get 2, 3, 4 seconds controlled of that BKB. Your BKB runs out. Now the arena walls are blocking you off. The Kinetic Fields are blocking you off. You're getting glimpsed away from heroes you want to hit.
I
There's a lot of kiting potential for Extreme.
I mean, I like the idea of the Spirit coming out here from Zhao 8, who's a big fan of that hero for sure. He used to play at mid in his stand-in days when he was winning tournaments and dunking on kids. But the downside is you pick this where there's a lot of disable. And Team Spirit had the mid counter pick, which is generally the hero that Breaker's going to interact the most with in the first 25-30 minutes to determine if he has a game. Ember is just a misery to fight into for this hero. You can never land the charges. The chains can always debilitate you in the fight. You're a mobile split push hero that you can't really charge and catch because he just always gets out. It's just a sad matchup. This Ember is also pretty good against the Lesh here. It's another hero that can hold him at bay. Hard for the Lesh to gap close, and you feel that super early blink and snowball the game. And you got to remember, you're still playing the Silencer Bane here. These are two heroes that are going to make whatever XG threw on that mid lane pretty sad to play here, unless they went the XM Viper or Sniper route, which was a possibility, but you had to pick it blind. That feels a little worse. They went the Lesh. I think the hero synergy for XG is quite good. I just think Team Spirit are getting their usual like counter picking you, getting some good hero value while at the same time constructing something that's going to scale pretty well. Yeah. And that's just hard to play. This team is just really tough to play against when they are controlling the draft and you're not either out tempoing them or out greeting them, which is very difficult to do.
Yeah, I think it's literally become a verb within the Dota 2 pro scene to get spirited.
Oh,
right? To get spirited just means that you are winning a game, you go a little late, you get a little sloppy. Every other team that you would match up against, they would just
看阵容的话，感觉 Team Spirit 更强。
Spirit never does. They're always looking for that open. You have to maintain a high amount of I've heard multiple
因为他们不会冲你，
refer to it as being spirited.
他们会让你来打我，然后安德洛封路，被拉人。
Last pick Alchemist into this Underlord.
Alchemist.
Okay. Generally not the funnest time on the lane. I'm not super sold on this Alch pick. I mean, you have the armor from the Sven, you have auras from the Underlord. I don't think this Alch is going to do a lot of damage as this game scales. And you're fighting into Bane Grip, so you can't just go super early BKB, jump in aggressive, and be guaranteed of a free fight. Could bring tempo, though. That's the one thing here.
对呀，他没有剃光头的今天。
All three of their cores, you get like one
没剃光头的赢不了。
people with disruptor glimpse. So maybe Zhao felt like, okay, we're not going to outscale him here.
他 final 他肯定有 final。
What is a carry that you
那
can play
个
on A?
进入 final 的时候开始剃光头了，给别人隐形压力，别人表示我来了。
Get tempoed out here a little bit because he doesn't have the best follow-up with the support. So that's the only part I don't like about Spirit's lineup is this Silencer Bane behind the Ember just feels... What are we doing? Like, are you bringing supports to Ember? And I think whenever you can't do that, the hero generally loses a lot of his luster. Like, the impact of this hero is not him going around slight chaining people. It's going around slight chaining them into something. Yeah, that's where
classically it was like Mirana Arrow, right? Slight chains into Arrow was one of my favorite combinations that just felt so obnoxious to play against. But early smoke is going to be ruined here by Team Spirit. They try and invade the jungle, but blocked out by good defensive ward and defensive positioning. Xnova, you said he is one of your favorite players to watch on Extreme. Why is that?
I mean, I've just been a fan of this guy since some of his early runs at TI. I think he's a beast of a player, very good teammate. I've never heard anything negative about this guy from like a team atmosphere, communication standpoint, right? Yeah. I just think he's super valuable. I think every team he goes to improves. Like his track record is very good. People speak very highly of him, and I think he's a fabulous player. I think he's been under the radar for some time, and this is another good opportunity to show up at TI.
Good start for the newcomer to Team Spirit, Rue. They already got a series win, but nice little cute play there with Stealth Nightmare to dodge the unstable concoction.
I'll be honest, I don't even know if that's worth the mana. I think I'd rather take it.
他准备好了的，他知道。
I was a little bit surprised he didn't Nightmare the Alchemist.
That was another possibility. So fun for
oh,
but again,
shit, Bane 拿一个
You already think about what is Zhao going to tell me after this game about outlining that concoction? It's already in his head.
When the true mental damage is he unstable concoctions himself?
That would also be some mental
Isn't that the most embarrassing outcome?
Maybe we'll see that at some point.
All right, how are the lanes going to go here? You already seem pretty skeptical of the Alchemist pick, in particular because of the lane matchup.
I think Alec Disruptor is a very strong lane. This lane you can get really aggressive on early, so they have to win it in the first like 2 to 3 levels.
Okay.
You do not want to let Collapse sit here with full resources going into levels 3 to 5, especially if Rue doesn't have to sap a lot of XP if he gets stacks. That's an absolute nightmare. So keep putting the aggression on, use your mana early well, and this lane is favor for XG, at least in that portion. Top lane is going to be the tough one. This is a very strong lane for Spirit.
You see First Blood going to Utoro.
Add some extra brain drain as
well. Okay, he pops the Fairy Fire. I thought he was just going to kill himself on the creep wave that was following him this entire wave.
He wants to make sure all these creeps go to Poppy Utoro over here. Can't lose a single one. You get kicked from the team. Very strong lane for Spirit. Double melee into that. This was a lane for XG that was picked for the mid game, not this laning phase. You're just trying to survive through it, get the Mars whatever you can, and let the Spirit Breaker roam. Look for the breaker into mid or bottom in this game, right? He's the guy who's going to move around. He can create the kill threat, particularly if Laurel gets chipped down.
说 Spirit Breaker 出那个 A 仗让那个绿色的大塔吗？
But if the roam from the breaker comes through off of no chains early, off of some rune battle, that can sway this game a lot. Same on that bottom lane. If there's a couple of kills that happen bottom lane for this Alchemist to accelerate him, I would want Jin Q moving in the first 10 minutes here. I don't think doing much top is going to change this game, but I do think accelerating the Alch or the Lesh does a lot for XG's game plan. Far more important than whatever you're getting for the Mars.
I think that's why that first death hurts so much for the Spirit Breaker, because an ideal situation for this lane is he just like pulls lanes constantly, right? And he soaks a level 2 at some point in time and makes the early charge over.
It used to be the playbook. Like pull wave, reset equilibrium, sap for level 2, insta charge somewhere else.
And you're matched up against a Silencer who doesn't really have a way to stop you unless the damage is overwhelming, which clearly it got to that point. Trying to fight for Lotus's body block from Rune, not gonna work out. X-Nova sneaks into Lotus pool and contests it. Now it's gonna be the battle, 2v2, one on each side. The Disruptor pushes Rue all the way across the pool.
Well, that
and X-Nova gets the benefit of it.
That's what I'm telling you, watch this guy, man. He's a beast.
Yeah, intentional? Is that what you're saying?
They did get the Mars kill top. Again, this lane, you're just trying to get out of it. If you're XG, the more gold you feed up here, the faster the Sven gets off to, it's going to be trouble for your Alchemist. You do not want to let Yatoro create a gap here against Dame, particularly in this matchup.
I would also say that the early kills, the experience for Maposhka, Silencers, it can be a really tough laner. You get the extra early level in Clave or Curse. Laurel gets very low, but still, as your prediction, XM is winning the lane, but has not been able to dumpster Laurel just yet.
This guy's just a really tough player to dumpster too. Super consistent, pretty hard to build an advantage on. Is used to having his hero picked early, so almost always plays disadvantaged matchups. I mean, Spirit don't really care what happens mid lane in most of their games. They care a lot more about these two side laners. There's that kill Rue was looking for. It's that level 2 sap to go to work. And this aggressive bottom lane never snagged a kill for XG. Little worry there for the Disruptor start. You want that extra kill or two to get the experience going so you can snowball this game a little bit more. Get Ame into the jungle with a bit more points into the acid spray. Could be a slow start here for a shooting game.
Yatoro is very low on CS though. They may have gotten the kills out of the lane, but
does lead denies.
He does lead denies.
That says something.
Says something about the fixation here, I guess. What
Wow,
they're trying to accomplish, which is killing Jin Q over and over again.
Oh,
and
man,
denying as much experience as possible. Another stack though accomplished. Nothing Jin Q can do to stop that one.
That said, the Sven is leading that network trade. So he's doing just fine. Sacrifice some CS, but you pick up an extra kill or two. That'll even it right out.
It's surprising that despite the much lower CS, he's still beating out the Alchemist.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This early start for Spirit in terms of the carry differential matters a lot here.
Diabolic Edict forced out by Maposhka, rotating into the mid lane. Good timing for it too, because Jin Q was already charging into mid, so the counterbalance remains. Maposhka keeping Jin Q from getting much accomplished in the laning phase.
This is also setting up that 6-minute power, which
Yeah,
Spirit
for
really
Rodola.
want here. They are bringing both supports towards mid. They're dewarding and warding on both sides here. Triple sentry dropped across the river to secure the division advantage for Laurel.
Yeah, the Extremer just giving it up, most likely.
I mean, what are you supposed to do to contest here? Your supports just don't have the levels. And your Lesh had to go heal. Nice power rune win for Spirit, denying out from the Lesh. Don't get the best one, but he'll take the little advantage here.
We'll see if he, at any point, is able to get a good disjoint.
Back to leaving this Ember alone, prioritize the side lanes. And again, the pressure is on XG here to make some moves with their supports and open up this game. To get the D-Ward around it, that's nice.
Do you think there's any pressure for Laurel to move to side lanes?
No, unless you are responding.
Okay. So he's just going to match the Lesh rack?
Yeah, basically. You want to keep tabs on this Lesh and the Spirit Breaker in particular. Would not be surprised to see a pretty defensive game from Spirit here. They have very good defensive heroes, very good heroes at reacting. Like Silencer, Ember, Bane, all great at using dives, taking advantage of XG overextending. Just keep the stacking up so you don't fall behind on economy. Play your spend on your game, keep getting some levels on the Ember. You're pretty happy. Again, another reason there's some pressure on XG.
不高的时候，他肯定不会去的。他装备不到位，肯定不会
That's the guy I'm worried about here on the Spear Breaker. It's a very static game. There's not a lot of fighting. Not the best hero for stacking jungle. Not the best hero to just take over an empty lane. You feel a little bad about it. You'd rather just have a bunch of people dying. If all is said and done, we'll charge bottom here. And there's no vision on this.
Yeah, but the charge isn't really going to hit at a good timing here. Also, was he charging the creep wave? No.
No.
Oh, he's charging Maposhka, who went back through the gate. I see.
Awkward charge for him. That would have been seen, so again, no action for this breaker.
And another power rune that's going to be contested, though. This time, they may have a more even fight on their hands. 2v2. They're going to commit to the top side here. Ember Spirit also commits, and Invis going to be grabbed. Laurel stunned up for a second. The gate comes through. And collapse with a punish. Just a single hit is all it takes to ensure XM's demise. And Jin Q will have to charge away in fear.
There's the defensive capability in this lineup. The Underlord gate bringing numbers to all these little dives. I have said a lot about this breaker charging things around the map to get stuff done, but as we saw there, I also don't know how easy it is for Jin Q to
对
force
，Team
the
Spirit
issue. It feels like no matter where he
4个
goes,
人就
Spirit
前
would
期
have
就4个人
numbers
打
that they'd be willing to take that
亚头
defensive
放，
fight. They're just locking the map down right now.
他们得 create as much space as possible.
And Mapochka likely to die here as Extreme brought a lot of heroes to stop this invasion.
Okay.
Good call from Spirit though to pull the plug on that one. We saw Rue back out and just leave Mapochka to die, limiting the
他
losses.
肯定得走了呀！我去，他
Some
安
experience
德洛都没有
very
飞
much
不过
needed
来
to
了，
support
肯定要
duo
死
on
了
the side of XG. You want to get these ults up. Disruptor, Spirit Breaker need level 6s in this game to get that extra kill threat going, particularly on the Ember mid, who's going to be the bulwark of Spirit's early game. If you can get Static Storm, Nether
你
Storm
看
up,
这个
Laurel
这个
cannot play as
Ember
aggressively.
Spirit，他
Might
后
not
面
get
总
bailed
留
out
后，
by
你看刚才看那个切出雅卡，我去，
And Rue being an obnoxious little menace here, but I don't think he realized just how many heroes were
为
still
什
in
么他
the
们开始
area.
送了呢？
He might still reach out for that X-Nova kill. No. He
没有
plays the
必
tape.
要呀。
Pulls the creep wave, stunning from behind. Why does he got bashed? Wait a minute, the spear is still there, and all 5 of Extreme show up to get a kill on Laurel. He thought there was no way he could be possibly killed by the lineup of Extreme, but a fortuitous bash from the Spirit Breaker sets things off.
17%. That's all you need sometimes, especially at the right time. The fact Ame rotated, that was a really nice rotation for him. Does so much for them in the early game. Getting those extra levels up, punishing the over-aggression.
那两个辅助这个送我不 get 到，他是想用低波的来，他们可能想插眼 aggressive 一点，控制这个 area。
Got in from behind and Ame. Well, there's the glimpse to send him back, so Ame will survive here. And the charge, maybe they can still get a punish. Though Mapochka really wanted that kill on Ame, Jin Q with just a little bit of interference is enough to dissuade the chase. But on the way out, he gets caught by Root. Nightmare back and the rest of the team quickly surrounded and killed. Collapse. He gets the kill. Mapochka gets the intelligence.
Nice move from Spirit, catching XG
你看到没？他斯文第一波强势的那个 Mass Madness 给打了，瞬间就来了。Nice. Yes. 没了吧？你 rotation。你看到没？现在版本就是说，你如果去干别人，你没有 accomplish 你的 goal 的话，就是你哎呀。 就是你如果没有失败，没有成功，你就是点卡，right？来一个没有，亚托就没沉住心，他想干阿美了，他就非常想干阿美了。
Yeah, right after you tip Yotaro, that would have been really embarrassing. You know, like when you trip in front of your crush at school, just like that. Glimpse back, Rue. Well, it's kind of stuck, but yes, the damage just isn't there from Extreme. GQ still not having his level 6.
他们不应该来打的。
Damage is there from Yotaro.
他们第一个强势期的亚托那 Mass Madness 可以打一波，然后没有成功，然后就走了。他们觉得可以，他们觉得可能就是看到有人他们来这边，我觉得亚托特别想杀阿美，不知道为
This
什
is a good tempo for Spirit. If they don't get run over in the early game, I think they're very comfortable with how their draft scales here.
Still like the best defense is a good offense. Just keep attacking Extreme and not let them get the setup for whatever team fight they want to play, whatever smoke move they want to make.
XG 玩的比 Team Spirit 好，对吧？他们更稳一些，心态更好一些。
Like we saw it on the kill on the Ember, we saw it on the bottom tower. It's a carry that has good spells to contribute, and it's going to be involved at least a little bit.
但 Team Spirit 后期
functions. If you end up playing this game 4 on 5, some really bad stuff can happen. If you bring
所以
this
说还
up
得
once or
就
twice,
是不能掉以
does a
轻
lot for
心。
the team
Team
to have that extra
Spirit
damage.
comeback 后期打的贼好，
Didn't work out the best, but
但偏向于世界上
still, you look at
后
the
期打
network
最
and
好
how
的
teams developing.
对了吧？
Another power rune, double damage here for the Ember. That's a really nice pickup. And you're going to have this aura soon for Collapse. That's going to be a big point in this game. Can XG fight through some of the aura timings from this Underlord? They're going to be nasty, particularly the pipe in this game. Like, you have an 8-post Lesh. You're going to have a Yule's Mars. These are early fighting items. It's some good early lockdown. You need a lot of damage follow-up. That is where the Alchemist is going to have to deliver. Like, Ame is the majority of the damage follow-up to play off these two cores going in. Lesh has a lot of damage and spells, of course, but he can get bursted down.
Mapochka trying to push in that mid lane will be caught out by the fresh Rod of Atos. Blade Mail going to work, but XM, they just have enough HP to survive through it. Laurel gets so aggressive, put the charge on with the glimpse. Nicely comboed there from X-Nova and Jin Q, saving XM's life and giving him the kill in the process. Rue is going to snatch away the Wisdom Rune, but TP away at the same time as he takes it. He dodges the unstable concoction that was coming his way.
That's such a beautiful play right there. You get everything, you give up nothing.
刚才
Very
X-Nova
nice
是
deal,
做
salvaging
的
what was happening right now.
哦 ，Y 是 Y 做
around that mid lane. That was a Blade Mail amp damage Ember that you just sacrificed straight into this Leshrac. I mean, he has a lot of HP, 1500 HP for XM. He's just able to tank through it.
Got right on the edge. Hit slowing down XXS. Moposhka once again with the blood grenades wants to get these kills.
Ember Spirit 都不在
free up the inventory.
Ember Spirit 刚活是吧
It's got a lot of consumables here.
You think that item? Do you think blood grenade adds more to the supports that do not bring stuns to the table?
Oh, 100. I mean, it adds to everything in the early game. I was actually thinking about this. How much did effective removal of Orb of Venom hurt the early melee roamers in Dota?
Oh, yeah.
Because Orb of Frost is just not comparable.
No, it's not.
But you have blood grenades. So there was some sort of early aggression trade-off there, right?
Yep.
And I was thinking, what if you had the old Orb of Venom plus blood grenades now?
Yeah, fourth.
I mean,
Run
how
around
much?
melee fours would be unstoppable.
哎呦
You just have to guarantee chase down
X-Nox
Man, Collapse has been everywhere in this game.
He has.
He even gets a free trip.
Yeah, doesn't have to bother going back through the gate. He can, and this is the thing I love playing Underlord lately. Some of the things that they changed about him, it just makes him a much more aggressive hero. Combined with this cleave facet, you go, you get a kill, you use that kill and the bonus damage you get alongside the cleave facet, and you are just wipe out the entire jungle so much faster.
He is getting fat in this game. He is going to be a teamfight beast.
There's a reason why, not too long ago, people were trying to make this hero a scare.
X 能把复活了
Ethos on this Ember, trying to lock him down. Ame joining the fight.
Global Sound's going to be used, and it will save Laurel's life.
Oh, that grip, that is a nasty grip.
It is a nasty one. They don't have much ways to stop the splitter. Comes in the last second. Now the arena trying to protect him, but Laurel goes back in for the kill. Ame has protection, had one, had some heals, and now Laurel has overstepped himself. Draws an XM, a mid lane trade. Meanwhile, Xinqiu charging through the middle of all them, trying to bail out XXS. Push back, they go for Yatoro. Yatoro in trouble. Ame brings him down, and now turns his focus onto a Collapse. Team Spirit, they chose to fight this one, but it was into a Radiance Alchemist, and it's not a fight they can win out, especially if it goes long, and it certainly has gone long. 15 seconds of team fight, 15 seconds of Radiant Burns and Glimpse Backs. Extreme walk away the victors of this bout.
Difference there, carry diff. You have this Alchemist burning everybody, gets max use out of his ultimate. I would love to have seen how much damage Ame tanked in that fight, because he had basically 3 effective jumps, and this Fen had no god strength to contribute. You see the damage differential.
Yeah, 3,000 more damage, and as you said, tanked a lot more damage too.
He did so much work there. Also, that arena
Oh,
catching
the
the Ember when
Alchemist
he
真的是
rented
选
back
的
was
选得很
huge.
棒，我发
Ends
现
up converting that kill
果
on
然
the
是 pro
Ember
players
that
啊
might
，pro
have
players
escaped, been
确
able
实
to heal, and then come back again, which would have been massive for Spirit, considering the damage output from the Sven is just non-existent. And I thought this fight's over at the grip. The fact Ame tanks this entire thing, gets out, super good arena from XXS, and actually they're able to turn. Got
Oh
to
yeah，
sacrifice
头
your
没有
track here, but he was already
没
out
有
of
那
mana.
个
So you will take
没
this
有
trade.
大
I mean, you got a
可以
lot
刷野
here on the return. And really nice concoctions from
假
Ame.
如刚才
Lands
有
them all
大
on
的
really
话，
good
可
core
能
targets. You're getting
也
glimpse
不一
backs.
定，他被星球装
These
了
two，supports can chase you down.
他
Like, it's
宠物
pretty
就打
nasty
了
to try
再
and
刷。
disengage from this lineup if the fight starts going bad. That's the thing for Spirit. And when you go into these fights, you better make sure you're winning them, because you are not getting out. Double chase down support in an Alchemist.
It was a crazy amount of heal he got during that fight. Like, his ult was popped, and he must have
完
had
了，
10
我的
stick charges,
fantasy
but
is
it
fuck,
looked like a
prediction
mech
is
went
fuck.
on. Like, all of a sudden, he was just like 300 HP higher.
Oh
when
no,
Lord tried to go on.
XG gonna win 他的 elimination。
Yeah, that might be it, actually. I was looking through inventories. I was like, where did that extra burst come from? Xinqiu, he
读哪一
does
个
have
能
one
管
lotus, so
赢
maybe
了
he had a second one that
Nice.
passed over. Something definitely.
我去 XG 或者我希望 XG 或者台变
They're
能
eyeing some
最
Lotus
少
Orbs, they're
前
eyeing
1000-2。
Novice into Solar Crest for the Disruptor. Drama already done for Xinqiu. There's definitely some nice small ways to buff this Alc and accelerate this early game. Also great buffs for the Leshrac. Like, both these cores on the front line can do a lot with some of these auras if XXS on this Mars wants to go more of a utility route. It seems perfectly fine here. Another gate into mid. Spirit do not want to give XM any freedom along this mid lane going to this tower.
It does mean gate is on cooldown. No kill for it. Extreme. Immediately 3-man smoke up and pushing to bottom where XXS is.
They want to find the Sven down here, but it's going to be
Not
Rue
gonna
running
find
in
him.
here.
They're gonna find Rue instead. Drop the ward to spot him. Immediate
X-Nova
status.
doesn't fuck around，哎，瞬间直接给你
That's
没
a
有
fine
机会
smoke tank here.
就应该能玩
X-Nova
就应该能玩，不要
Yep,
害
look
死
at the
他。
drop, but he's just out of range of that obs up north, so misses the ward on that. At least
直
you
接
win
秒，
something.
直接秒。
This is a lot of time for the Alex.
Going for the kill on XXS. They've got full vision of him, and they know there's no heroes nearby. A defensive ward in the jungle helped Yatoro set this one up. That trio that came into the jungle, they knew they didn't keep pushing forward, and now they're gonna find the extra kill on X-Nova as well.
Laurel.
It's hasted. It's just so many power runes for Laurel this game. Like, you're gonna get something with him. Or not.
Apparently not. Haste rune runs out, and he had enough HP. Raindrop.
上路可以打吗？我打不了，
There's
因为
BKB for the out, by the way. This is a very strong timing for Ame. He's just going in. No, he's going in.
Yeah.
But he's racing the Sven BKB timing here as well. Yatoro is about 1,000 off, so if XG can get the fight going right now, they have a big advantage in terms of this Alchemist being invincible and this Sven still being targetable.
Especially set up right now for a Tormentor play. This is a bold move for Team Spirit to take this when you do not have a BKB.
And they also don't have God Strength. That got used on the bottom play, so if you get stuck in a fight right here against a team that can chase you down...
You gotta get this and get out. But they're gonna turn and fight, maybe? No, TP away, but they got him on the glimpse and the spear. The global silence gets used there to try and protect him, but Larl and Collapse have been left behind. Larl has a chance to get away, but Collapse is definitely dead. Let's see if Larl can actually get out. Yules into the spear back. He's done as well. 2 cores picked off in exchange for a Tormentor play.
吃就一个 Lar 为什么又跑
They don't even have the greatest shard heroes in the team. I mean, it's fine, but that was
Ember
not worth
Spirit
it.
总是以为没魂吗
Maybe economically, I'm sure there's some coaches like AUI would be like, that's worth it 100%. But in my eyes, XG would rather have the
如
kills
果
there.
5个来，你大哥都走了，直接走好
and
了。
experience into the mix, particularly since you have some pretty experience. Whoa, wait! Once again, Extreme.
Nice
They make a move, and then they only leave 1 hero behind in that area, and Team Spirit pounce on them.
I agree. The post move sequences for XG have not been super clean, and it's cost them a lot in this game. It gives little windows for Spirit to claw their way back after all these big core kills have
我觉
occurred.
得
I mean, theoretically, against other teams, this would work, right? There are a lot of other teams where you hit a space with a 4 or 5 man move, and then you don't want to be stuck up there with that many heroes, right? You want to be efficient. You want to play the map, so you only leave 1 or 2 behind, and everybody else farms the other part.
这种危险放应该放个辅助，像那个星 Q 啥的，不应该放 SM， 因为地图本来你看这边都没有人放，下路这边都没有人，他们干嘛
So it's like a vicious cycle, but I'm
Yeah,
winning it.
it's kind of
This
weird.
is
Like,
Team
he doesn't have
Spirit.
Godstrike top. That's because he solo killed your Mark
你得
off.
focus。
So is that a good trade-off for XG? Not
这
really.
种
It's not
这种
progressing their
这
game at
种
the pace
危
they
险
want.
放让辅
But
助
it
去
is。creating an awkward
你看
sequence
看这
control.
种
Now,
看到没
however,？he will have that
这
Godstrike
种
up for the next
没有
fight,
人
and
看
he
不到
has
人，他
BKB
就让一
finish.
个5号
So
位
you
去
didn't。get that big exchange
你
with
看
how
张
BKB
所有的
before
core
the
都在
Sven
张
has
狗
his.。
Yeah, and we only have a 2,000
maybe
net
now
lead for
Ember
Extreme. They had to take
Spirit
a mid-tower
可以
again.
混一波
It feels
对
like
吧？
for
可以
an
回
Alchemist
的，
lineup,
对
they are
吧？现
behind.
在去，这种
A
要
little bit,
要
but I
辅助去
do
看
like
没？
their
新 Q 去，
itemization
新 Q
across the
去，
board.
看吗？
Like early BKB for the Lesh, it's going to be double Yules between the Mars and the Breaker, and then just
应该新 Q 去，
kite for
不
the
应该
Mars,
不应该用
extra
SM
Solar
去。
Crest on that Disruptor I mentioned. There's a
你
lot
可以
of
观
kite
察一下
in
这
this
种
lineup,
这种
and
危
Yules
险
against
范
the
没有
Ember,
人，
really
什么
good
都是
setup.
他们对
You're
对面
getting
这种
concerned
单
for
个
Laurel
辅
as he's trying to
助
push
去。
towards early BKB of his own. I think
其实还有
BKB
一
for
点，我
both
觉
teams
得
are
这
going to
把
be insanely
Team Spirit
valuable,
一直想
which to me also
那
puts
个
a lot of
放一
pressure
种
on Ruin this game.
很
Minus
深的那
4P.
种眼，
You
但
need
是
some big
被
grips
actually
as the
全
game
都
goes down the
counter 了
line.
几乎。
If the fights are coming down to an Alch and Sven going in with BKB, grip can make the difference in those situations.
Yeah, and how do you get a good grip when you've got Spear, Charge, Nether Strike?
Double Yules,
Every single hero has a cancel, and a lot of them are long-range cancels.
And you just go the
这
Angel
个
and
请
Zags,
问
and you
下
hope
一
your
波如
position's
果
good
有一个
enough.
好
But
运
there's
都得
definitely a lot of interrupts in
actually
this
很
lineup.
危
And
险。
a lot of you early utility for XG. They are gonna take the fights to Spirit here. They're gonna have a lot of items to do it with. And it's not gonna be easy to kill people in these fights if the Sven is not there hitting them. You don't have another good damage source at this part of the game. I guess the Blade Mail and the Ember maybe counts for a little bit depending on how much of that damage gets reflected. But again, BKB early on the Lesh.
Another power rune. Oh, never mind. X-Nova.
That was an
managed to sneak the deny.
Incredibly bold deny with a lot
哎，
of
你
heroes.
看
up on
SM
that.
又
For
去了
Spirit
露
coming
脸
in
了，
right now,
就
that
算
could-
冰在脸
that
上
is。death sense.
That's smoke.
哦，那
Instead
那
of
个
it
破
hit
破
the
了。
bottom and did not catch XM. Farming defensively on the map.
哎，这
And
新
also keep this
Q，
breaker in mind. Shin Q, he had a slow start. He's the most farmed core out of this first 25 minutes here.
Most
This
support.
Sorry, yeah, support. He's always a core in my mind.
True.
This is a hero that can still scale like a beast. If you get some big items.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets a BKB, he'll be freed up a lot.
He does damage.
I just think the hit is always so annoying. It's like playing against a Dark Willow as well. It's just like some of these heroes just
哎
debilitate，
我
your...
们头上没有把这个
Especially
误破
with
了
the。new Spirit Breaker, where they really killed his charge momentum.
哎
Quick kill onto the Silencer, and finally, Extreme are set up to take this mid tower.
Only got the charge on the Ember. No BKB yet. He's 200 off.
XM's here with a follow-up.
Nice,
and
nice,
they
nice.
certainly have
See?
enough damage and control to kill a silenced Ember Spirit.
Super nice
亚
move
头从来不
for
露
Extreme
头，看到
Gaming
没？
here.
几乎
Again,
不露
using
头。
Ame's timings. That's an AC done on the Alp. They feel super strong. They get a kill into another kill into a tower into Roshan.
This will speed up the game a lot.
And all Yatoro can do is,
但是他们这把
well, think about what he can do
Team
next.
Spirit 就
because
并
you're
没
not
有
doing
按照
anything
他
right
们的
now.
剧本走，他们
Godstrike
前期有点
BKB
崩哎
available for，
他
what
他
you
们那
get this
4个
fight
人
for
并没
Roshan.
有给
Ame just gets to
给
clean
亚
up.
头
Still a
create space，
perfect game for
但
this
是他们一直
Alchemist
在死。
405. And that's one of the biggest things with this hero. You cannot die that 1 or 2 times. It makes
现在
you
就
feel
小心，不要让亚头晕到2、3 个，
Because you might
因为
never
他
know. Like, this hero can
1.5
just become
秒应该
invincible.
就能把他们全秒了。除非出那个
Yatoro
AM
will be
Beast。
trying to bring the damage to bring him low. Daedalus up next.
He needs the damage.
He does have level 19 as well, so soon to be that 20 talent.
He's also going to have a lot of utility behind him. Between the Underlord, Pipe, Lotus, plus the Atrophy Aura. You have the Global Silence, you have Solar Crest done. Both these lineups very carry-centric.
And both lineups have like kiting mechanisms. I mean, you get to that 20, you get the Warcry armor. Everybody on Spirit is going to have so much bonus armor that the Alchemist may not be able to kill heroes very quickly.
His damage does fall off a lot more than the super old versions of this hero used to.
But that is also where
这
the
个死
Leshrac
问其实
steps
范
up.
围挺
Right,
快
for
的，
sure.
就一直
The
每
difference
天就
between
是
the two mid laners
Alchemist。
here is like Leshrac's going to bring a lot more damage to aid the Alchemist in blowing up heroes in the Emirates.
You're also going to have a pretty nasty timing if this Lesh can get to Shiva's here, where you have that Shiva's plus AC combo, and you're negating a lot of the physical damage coming out from Team Spirit.
Yeah.
Not fun items for the Sven to try and fight through if you don't get that instant stun burst.
How many pollen bags do we have on Team Spirit? See, one on the Ember Spirit. Shinkyu. He's going to be fine. Lotus passed over to him.
Dodging that smoke coming through. Spirit had a read on it. Everyone gets out. Just that one pollen bag.
Okay.
In terms of the anti-healing versus the Alk here.
Yeah, I was curious if that would be in higher demand. Feels like one of the rare games where pollen bag has a lot of value.
Look at this charge through.
There's that Daedalus, but
Oh,
he picks it up,
beautiful.
and now he's been chain stunned by the charge, and chain stuns Yatoro. He got off the BKB, but he still gets swiped down by Ame, and now he works onto Collapse. Maposhka's gonna get run down as well. 3 easy kills for
Beautiful,
Extreme
我操
Gaming. 2.5 minutes left on the
星
Aegis
球，哎呦
too.
这 SB 选的真
Global
好
is，just not there quick enough. I'm not even sure what made a difference.
就
Like,
得
there's
往
a
前
lot of
冲
dispel in this XG lineup
就你
already.
打的话就得往前
Perfect
冲，
chain
你给
lockdown. You
给
get
他
that
们
Sven low enough,
create
sure, you
space
get BKB off, but
damage。
Ame's just there to clean him up, especially with those corrosive weaponry blades. 4,000 damage from the Alk, 0 damage from the Sven. The story continues here as Ame has Yatoro's number. And what a find for Jinkyu. One charge just broke this game open.
And now Extreme hitting that 10k lineup. Ame, that's funny, swaps in. He's still holding on to that Soul Ring just because mana is such a big issue for this Alchemist, but he is rapidly reaching like full hard 6 slotted territory.
Yeah, he's almost 10k ahead of this Sven. That's the territory you want to be in with this Alk versus anybody.
可以
You get to
打完
Swift
那
Link
波
or
瞬
Soul
间又
Link,
拉开了去，这
you're
一
just gonna make his life miserable.
Alchemist 经济肯定要比他压倒性损。
XG just playing this mid game super well.
Fuck,
Spirit,
tradition were fucked.
They had some okay
Team
defensive
Spirit 要
maneuvers,
输给
but
他们。
does not feel like we've seen
无所谓。
anything offensive from them in a long time
Actually,
outside of a
no,
couple of those, Sven plays around the map.
Yeah, the early pickoffs that they got, but those slowed down, especially now that we've reached like Extreme Gaming doesn't really have a reason to split up.
现在超饿，但是
They could just kind of make 5
往
man
把
moves.
看完再去
Yep, for sure. Spirit Breaker can clean up the waves. They're just going high ground. A minute left on this Aegis. This has been a long Aegis period for Spirit. Get the glyph out here, but does Ame care? His ult is out. 25 seconds, can sleepwalk him in. They're going to bring the Sven back. They'll just walk it off.
Catch and release. Hoping that the Aegis will just take out naturally.
Spirit are going to make a move here. They're going to try and strike right when this Aegis expires. Yatoro did finish the Daedalus. He's level 20.
Okay, it's going to have to be one of those longer smoke wraparounds because you still have 30 seconds left on that Aegis.
Oh, they're eyeing this top power in.
Bait it out.
Yeah, this is a really nice bait play. But do XG bite? They don't
Also,
have
is
interest.
Is a regen really that enticing?
No.
If it was an amp damage, right? Like, oh, they definitely want that.
XG had vision on the rune.
They sit. If they sit on the triangle, Extreme might back up into it.
不去了哦，很关键啊这波。
They had good vision on that
disciplined.
triangle too. Would have been a nice spot to, but it looks like Tormentor is the call instead.
Yeah, they're just not risking anything. They know they have a commanding lead right now. They just got the Abyssal and the Alchemist. Really tough item for the Sven to fight into. Another Tormentor play from Spirit.
Don't have to use God Strength for it. And the Shard for Collapse. I don't feel like that's terribly noteworthy.
Yeah, it's a little extra value, but nothing crazy here.
Yeah, if they somehow like burst down a hero barely, maybe we could point to that Shard being part of the reason.
They just TP'd their entire team to this outpost.
Teleport away, it's not gonna happen. Caught Collapse out in the side lane. And is that enough of a signal for Extreme to go high ground once again, this time with no Aegis, but a man down on Spirit.
他得选，他适合玩这种马尔斯、麦格纳斯、CK 这种，我给他玩这种。
Had a very strong tangible impact, and I believe a very strong intangible impact in the sense of Spirit being a little scared to show ways, particularly with supports. Even this Underlord, as we saw just there.
Sure.
The Sven doesn't want to show. It's giving a lot of extra map control for XG to play with.
Yeah, really the only hero who can show in theory is Laurel.
A lot of pressure on this Ember to push the waves out. He's just one guy. Hasn't had the best game either.
Well, he's not just a guy, he's a TI winner.
Okay, I wasn't trying to, throw a flame or anything.
Early gem gonna be picked up. Love that pickup. You've got control of the game. The biggest thing is just to make sure you don't get caught out by some sort of sneaky ward.
I think the support duo for Spirit has just felt clunky. I think that's been the biggest deciding factor here.
Yeah,
not a support duo that has made a lot of plays in this game, not capable of setting a lot up, not good at leading the aggressive fights.
Double observer wards off that gem.
Oh,
what a
man.
great start.
Oh, excellent for
Put the
One
gem back
Piece.
in the fountain, right? Job done.
Got a little One
Get it
Piece.
in 5 minutes again. And And Ame, he is all there's the Shivas. I actually are just hitting all the right timings right now. Got amp damage in the bottle.
Team 是不是又进入他们的 Turtle mode 龟龟模式了？
expected for him to have probably
不出来打了，又开始等熬后期，然后找机会。不出来了。Turtle game。
That makes a big difference.
后期 Team 是打的。
Take the fight.
我觉得现在唯一就是，H 不要着急，一不着急，慢慢打，慢慢保持心态。
A charge through both supports. What a sick start there for Jin-Q. How he got that opening, I'm not quite sure, but it's a doozy, and that leaves the base wide open for Extreme. Charge, and then they just ended up lining up perfectly. There's still Roshan to be taken, and Extreme are going to wait for it.
I have everything they need.
Unlucky for them. Seems like it's going to be a little bit of a later spawn.
They got so many D-wards off this gem, though. Just don't have vision to get out on the map with. It's going to cause Spirit to have to clump more.
这把我觉得有个好处，他们没有让 Collapse 爽起来。
The Yatoro's here, no. I also just don't even know what items Spirit are trying to get to that is going to change the dynamic of the fight at this point. Like, it feels like all the utility XG are building up. It all sounds great to me. We just saw the Lincolns on XXS, the BKB on the Breaker, you know, more damage or survivability on the Lesh is great.
I mean, scaling up the Ember, that's going to help, right?
A little bit, but
him having Aghanim Scepter relieves some burden of Sven.
He doesn't do much in the initial clash during the BKB durations, which is where I feel like these fights are getting decided.
Smoke up, and Spirit. They're trying to get into this Roshan territory. They don't want to let Extreme have it for free, but they're going to break up the low ground, break onto Ame too. Not the best target for him, especially with Lincoln, especially Lotus in Arena on 3. And there's the jump from Ame. Outside of it, a Sven that gets stunned up while the 3 inside are decimated.
That fight is over the second that Arena lands.
太爽了！
That is a terrible position to go up for Team Spirit. XG hold the high ground, just park their Alchemist on top of it.
真的，我觉得 XG 处理太好，站在 high ground 等就等，你不要瞎动。你记得之前 LGD 打那个 Team Spirit 的时候也是，他们就不瞎动，也有时候站高级就等。
They're just completely blind, had no information about where Extreme was possibly going to be playing here.
And have nowhere to go to take that fight. Like, they're just walking around the entire map blind. You're going to have to go up a hill blind because every hill for you is blind.
但你知道 Group Stage 和 Main Event 其实也是有点区别。
But actually have controlled it really well. They control the objectives, they control the vision, and they've given up very little. They will be rewarded with an Aegis on. They almost level 25. Thinking about pulling an axe. Generous.
Top 3.
Very generous. I mean, see if he commits to that.
Kind of running out of slots.
I mean, the Lesh axe sounds great this game, right? Nihilism. That'll be a successful TP. This game looks tough. I don't have to say that for Spirit because they're beasts at pulling games back, but Dynamization has been too good for XG. I mean, they can make open breakers off these two rules. That's just brutal for the Spirit lineup, right? Against the Bane, against the Sven, against the lineup that has to win a fight off single target initiation, and you're potentially going to end up playing into multiple Wind Wakers as this game goes really late. If that ever comes out, I don't think you have a chance at that point.
Aname going to force things, early banner to be used, and first Chemical Raid.
All right, it's all on Yatoro. Gotta land some sick jump with the Sven here to take somebody out.
Who do you try and take out?
Mars or Lesh?
Lesh.
One of those two. Don't have the smokes to really do it.
他们等 Collapse 否决来打这个 Leshrac， 但是最大的威胁不来自于这个马西克，但最大的威胁来自于这个 Mars 和这个 Alchemist， 还有这个新 Q。
But Extreme are showing nobody else. It's the only person showing in this high ground push. And Ame will try and make his joke. Doesn't see an opening, that's okay. Plenty more where that came from.
I got 3 minutes on this Aegis. That's so much time to work with here. Not a situation where Spirit can wait out the clock. We will have to take this fight.
Spins a blade into a stun, into a spear with the Arena. Laurel looks like he's going to be okay, but they had to use Global Silence. There's going to be the Fiend's Grip, but it was pretty useless.
Yatoro in. Not enough damage.
Oh, and he immediately got charged up by Jin-Q. That is going to be Moses' BKB. Held at range. Q. He needs to try and get some hits off, but he's getting bashed up by both the Alchemist and the Spirit Breaker.
That's it.
No shot. GG is called Extreme. We'll take game 1.
Man, what a game from them. Start off this series, get a solid win on the board. In style with a lap. 12-0 and 11 on that Alch. Joined all those early fights. I think the lane was maybe the only part where I thought it was going to be a little faster for them. A little more aggressive. But didn't seem like it mattered. Sven had a better start. Blink, shot.
knowing that Extreme can also play it late, it feels
你
like
看
it gives
他
them
们
a lot
想
of options.
他们的 timing 是等 collapse 出否决打
There's
这
always
个
going to be some variance on your
Lash，
itemization
但
because
是
you have ideas,
一
some
直
of
没
the
有找
payouts
到
on
机
them
会，
don't.
他
But I
们
think
一直
actually
5个人在
overall,
抱团
organization,
杀他
like,
们
you could just see how everything was coming
去
together.
视野
I would definitely
就
go
封
on. I
锁
mean, he
他
played
们。
a literal perfect game. 12-0-11 against
我12-0-11
you
shit，
shut down the man who
我
idolizes you.
fantasy
That
是
just
亚
even
托
more
肉，不是
pressure.
阿美
I think GQ played really well though.
But when he said,
like, 'cause I know you've had some troubles, right?
Yeah,
亚托肉没关系，
I'm just
亚托肉还是很强啊，亚托肉 farm 一般很强，但是
Old school philosophy of like dictatorship Dota or whatever you want to
其
call
实
it.
又
Doesn't
选
work
这个
anymore.
敌，这个东
You
西
have
贼
to
恶
adapt. You
心
have。to be able to bring ideas in. You have to be creative within the squad. And I think that does hurt Zhao a little bit because his legacy at least was on the other side of that spectrum, which worked in some of the old school Dota events and some of the older TIs and fell off a little bit. So if they are adjusting,
Disruptor 超强
could be very
，Disruptor
powerful
现
for
在
them.
broken
That said, they do have a little bit of hero
broken
restriction.
broken 5那个大
It doesn't. For actually, you in the off lane could not. The
去
combination,
版本美纳斯强
which are some of XM's, could go. Look at the Void Spear out over the Ember. So switching things up a little bit for Laurel. More direct counter if you get that early Ags online, but a weaker answer if the game gets
他
slowed
为什么
down.
要抢
So now you
Bane
really want a matchup.
不抢马尔斯呢
They didn't.
？Cloud 马尔斯也
Of
抢
Hero for Rue that they have a lot of. You're giving some Roshan. Team fighter. There's the axe that come out.
Oh.
Nice little pick up for him. Very good on this hero. He's one of those single target jump stunners.
Oh, I like this.
Is very consistent with them.
I love it against Shadow Shaman.
His scale is still knowing you have.
It's going to be
On the, just give me the TA. Here it
Yeah,
is.
total TA.
Solid here though. And the traps really messing with your backline here.
Monkey 被 ban 了，他们想辅啊
see
是吧 ？TB 被 ban 了，
I like this to either go in with the axe.
纳
or
加
go
被
in
ban，
first.
纳加是
Oh,
actually
ban.
自己 ban。
Centaur, there's your big AoE
Ooh.
stun team fighter. You can leave alone.
You know what's funny? If he actually does do that, they have these very.
Like an
哎呦，去 actually 感觉有点顶不
just
住。
too good to ignore, especially in the hands of this man.
It's every game.
This event and lose with it, yes.
Okay,
Because that's just how
Shot
they roll.
filter.
So you think they're going to lose with it?
Oh yeah, that hero's trash. Faceless Void, I think.
Well, it can't be that trash. We've already seen some other teams play it. I mean, Team
Soft
Liquid playing Faceless Void. And
Oh,
they
no, I was
won
talking about
with...
Snipe.
Run.
Snipe
Oh,
trash.
okay.
That hero's definitely like bottom 10 right now, maybe even bottom 5. Faceless Void, and it's great.
I don't feel...
Or and has not died yet, according to your stats that you made.
我感觉 Team
Blood,
Spirit
second
这
blood.
个
What is the network
有点恐怖哎，
difference?
它
We
这
have
个
over 1,000. What is the exact number?
It's 1,800.
1,800, almost a 2,000 net worth
Oh
lead.
my God.
Start at the start. That is just...
Dude, this game is game
哦，是
over.
摔死了3
Yeah,
个
I feel like TA gets off. The downside is the synergy didn't really. Drew just shot. Ward plus triple.
Kill. What went wrong for Zhao Wade in his drafting? Is it the Faceless Void? Or is it the fact that Templar Assassin is still a broken hero? That's where I'm leading to. I think Team Spirit, them getting their hands on a late pick Templar Assassin is absurd.
Oh, what is
early high ground ward into a Nightmare, back down into the rest of the team. A stomp to control him. XXS is not dying that quickly, despite the number of heroes being brought in for this. Are they actually failing to get the kill? And now it's Laurel who is potentially dead. He's going to be the first one down, as XXS is the one to get the kill thanks to the battle hunger, and XM will clean up Rue as well.
Dude, he's so tanky. He had full stats plus the ring. This is why you don't buy tangos right there. He just walks it off in a disaster for Spirit. And I knew XG were always going to 2-0. Now we go to Xiaowei for a coach interview.
Oh, man. Oh, this is great. That's a great throwback.
I guess it would be silent in this situation.
Yeah.
We gotta go to silent.
Gotta go to silent.
As long as we have a strong early game.
Yeah, I feel like the game's really strong. Look, I think the smoke play for us at the start, we get first blood. We find Ame, we kill him, we take away the deathless streak.
Dude, they just got D-Ward plus triple bounty.
Triple bounty, D-Ward, first blood, second blood. What is the network difference? We have over 1,000. What is the exact number?
It's 1,800.
1,800, almost a 2,000 net worth lead. Start at the start. That is just...
Dude, this game, you wore triple bounty rune, walk into the lane with a faceless void lineup. Yeah.
The double triple to start off game 2. All right.
If I'm silent, I'm already looking at who's my matchup. This was a rough start for Spirit. They're going to have some work to do in this game. I think every pro team and pro player will tell you, like, you know, those days where you used to lose all 4 runes?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a death sentence. You know, you get first blooded, that can completely skew a game. Yeah. Early D-Ward XP, that can change a side lane. We just had all of that happen in one game. Obviously, this game is not perfect, but
I think Axe is one of the best offlaners to give to, because the skill that everyone's going.
Honestly, that might be a little low. Just ignore the draft. Like, I think if you get everything XG got, with 5 random heroes, first 5 random heroes, you're probably favored over 75% of the time.
Yeesh.
But it's Team Spirit, and they've done some crazy stuff, so I'm not going to count them out yet.
Yeah, and we still have certain matchups like Void Spirit versus Puck, where you're going to get a CS advantage for Laurel. The biggest thing is to make sure he doesn't die to the Puck's harassment.
He's doing really well, by the way. He is perfect CS on these first 3 waves. Going into the 4th, still has perfect CS. Still has perfect CS. The man don't miss, Austin.
Don't miss.
The team's crumbling. They just lost 2,000 net worth. Mapochka says it's time to step up. Welcome back to the squad. We played with 10 other mids. They're all worse than you. Please carry us, brother.
Yeah, I couldn't get over that number. 3 to 4 different mids a month while Laurel is gone. Like, they just couldn't find somebody that is even a shadow of Laurel's capabilities.
I mean, this guy is genuinely incredibly good. He has been, I think he has been one of the most underrated players we've had in maybe, I don't want to say Dota history, because that's a lot of play. Yeah, you know, like I'm in there somewhere. There's a lot of
right, yep.
A lot of underrated players over the course of the years, but he's very underrated. Just, I think, a product of how good this team is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially since you're one of the guys with only 1 TI victory versus the
only one TI ring. What a shame. What a lackluster resume. Only 2 EWC, 1 TI ring. That's such a sad career. That said, Spirit actually doing really well in these lanes for being down 2k gold going into them. They're absolutely CSing fine. They're pulling this back. Slow start for Yatoro, but there was a lot of gold on that Axe walking into this one. And they did end up putting the Bane on the 4 again, which is really interesting, because I felt like it was going to go to Mapochka almost no matter what. And Rue played a lot of that Shaman early in the season, but I think at some point they also changed the hero-player priority on this hero. Like, they ended up putting the Shaman a lot more on the 5 than the 4 at some point halfway through this year. So there must have been some discussion around it in terms of what do we want out of this hero in terms of being an initiator or being more just a backline support who gives us objectives, and they favor the other way. So it's interesting to see them continue to do that here. But like I said, man, the fact that they are leading the CS chart with all 3 cores out of a 2k deficit is absurd.
That is impressive.
Now they're still down a lot of gold here, but usually you were going to lose lanes out of that gold because the stats come out faster. There's extra regen. You're getting to the level 2s first. So that does tell you a lot, 1, about Spirit's laning battles, and 2, they set themselves up well in the draft. Pretty hard heroes to abuse in this laning phase for XG.
I thought you were going to say the mental strength of the team to bounce back from something like that.
That goes without saying. You don't win 2 TIs without some insane mental fortitude.
Another grab here. Yatoro going to come in. Hefty damage on XXS.
Or get his courier.
The giant creep wave that XXS was stacking up. Scare him off of that a little bit. 1 X Nova.
They're going to get him.
They got him. So, first kill for Team Spirit.
First blood. If we forget everything else. What a first blood it would have been here. But man, these lanes are really, I cannot emphasize how well these lanes are going. I think it's probably the only time I've ever said it. That you have the last 3 net worths, but the lanes are going really well for you. This is not the net worth chart that reflects that, but I can assure you, like, Spirit are just playing out of their minds right now in this laning phase. And it does help that they have some heroes that are tough to force out. Like, the Puck is not going to force his Void Spirit off the wave, and the Centaur is really tough to force out of top. I mean, that's just, it's a last pick Centaur. You took Void into it. Void doesn't get forced off the lane, but he's not pressuring Centaur at all.
We have a Vanguard on Centaur, and I wanted to bring up this item. Do you think this item still has a place in the meta, considering how big Blade Mail has become?
That's an aggressive orb, but he's fine, I think. I don't think there's enough damage here.
I mean, you really took a risk there with the orb. I guess hoping that he would juke out Laurel on the steps, but...
He's dead. That's a huge kill for Spirit. Again, this is a 5 Shaman. Being able to put some pressure into this Puck early, they're just owning it.
Just Team Spirit 很强的。
Absolutely owning it. I think the Vanguard's fine.
Because it is a lot to pick up early, right? You get the Vanguard, but you're also going to get Blade Mail. It means your Blink Dagger is very delayed. XXS going to be run down. It also means any other team fight items you might want. Say you think it's a good pipe game, that's going to be heavily delayed.
I don't think it delays it that much.
这把 Claps
会
更重一些，玩这种 Centaur hero， 上把他玩的那个什么就很垃圾。
Confidently, without the gate coming through onto you, like it can end up paying the dividends basically. And there's some games where the build-up is still viable. The Wisdom Shrines get split. I mean, this is... I don't know, man. Spirit are just something else. Like, this game could have been just over.
I got confirmation. Ame is indeed the only deathless player
There
in
you
TI.
go. There you go.
Hey, thanks, Seth.
That's a good confirmation right there. Because this game, there's a lot on the line. I mean, what if you lose this game as XG? What do you even say after that start?
Now the grab, Nightmare into Shackles is a cute little combo. Move him out of position for the Shackles to be even more effective. And another death for XM, Laurel. This time around, it feels like he's got some heroes to play around. He's got some momentum going his way. And just like last game, he is getting all the power runes.
This is the big adjustment from game 1 to 2. I think it's so clear. When Spirit feel like they can't do something, they instantly adjust it. And they have shown how much that adjustment means here. As they get some better interaction with their mid, they play through him, they use these power wounds a lot better, and they shut down XM, who's just been left on an island, because a lot of the attention from the supports has gone into securing the early game on the side lanes and getting some stacks up. But you gave up a lot of tempo and control, and this Void Spirit in a super good position relative to XM here, getting that Ags up. Or
XM 应该做点肉装吧？
and Bane do great
他不
disables
需要
against
打
the
输
puck.
出。
There's the Helm Creep from Ame, just gets fed away. No, it did not. He resummoned in time.
I did appreciate we didn't see any Helma Doms in game 1.
Yeah, this item has been on the rise. Not the most exciting item to watch, but
no,
very strong item. And of course, this is not really actually going, we're going to build Helmet Dom. It's the build on Void right now.
As an offlaner who hates microing, I hate Helmet Dom metas.
That's the thing, Dota players are lazy. Like, this item is not going to be Wraith Pack, because Wraith Pack, you just buy Wraith Pack, put it down, whatever.
I mean, I think that's what makes this item even more disgusting, because if it is meta, it must be so overpowered. But also, particularly right now, like how it's just kind of being used as a Midas Light half the time.
Well, that's how Valve intended, so take it up with them all.
I'm just saying now like you don't even have to micro to really utilize this item that well.
That's the beauty of TI. You know, Valve are here, so you can just go right down the door and you can give them your criticism later.
Awesome. I'll save that for my in-game rants instead. I hope they're watching the A stream right now.
Yeah, they're not watching us. Interesting rotation.
他们只把我们抛出来卖了。
here, but you can't kill Ame. If you've learned anything from this TI, the man is just untouchable.
Can you imagine he goes through the entire TI deathless?
If this man wins a TI going deathless, actually I guess that doesn't mean he wins.
I was about to say he loses deathless. FY moment, fireworks going off. Ame deathless loses TI.
Well, honestly, what would be more impressive? If you won it going deathless or you lost it going deathless? I genuinely think losing it is somehow more impressive.
I think so, yeah.
That'd be the most Ame thing to do, not to like throw him under the bus or anything.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's hope that doesn't happen, but him going deathless would be probably the most insane thing I've ever seen in a TI run, because that's just not supposed to happen.
Yeah, the uncrowned king failing to get his crown once again.
This game is completely evened out. So much for a great start here for XG. They're going to have to win this game the hard way. That said, they have crazy good scale with this face of court, so.
Get a grab on XM, got the Nightmare. Now he's not level 6.
Yeah, nothing
and
to do here.
No follow-up to this really that much unless...
You have a haste rune on Laurel.
Yeah, he could try and run it down. The curveball just goes so far, though.
Dude, what is the power rune distribution between these two mids this series? It's got to be like 90% Laurel.
It is dying out here.
这 collapse 打不死，前期无敌。
games and gotten all these power runes. It's kind of disgusting.
没人能打死他，他就直接冲就好了。这拉尔给打不死。
Considering it's an Ember, they just couldn't use it for take the Centaur mid as the smoke wrap is coming around, but they eye a bigger prize.
Catching the axe midway through, clearing out an ancient stack. They have the damage to finish him off easily. Laurel Cut sweeping in with his haste rune.
And even got the Ice Shaman there.
And the Centaur will start taking that tower.
Ooh, that is
painful.
That's really painful. You do not want to get nothing out of these early static storms. That's really your only kill threat on this Void Spirit. This hero's tanky with early point booster, Spark of Courage armor. Your only kill threat on this game is the Void coming in or that static storm. And the Void is not going to come in and offer you a lot for a long time here.
And this Void Spirit puck timing, I mean, it's a really hard matchup if Void Spirit gets a decent net worth ahead because he gets that faster Aghanim Scepter, and as a puck, you will not have an answer for quite some time, right? Like, don't you as puck usually have to build BKB for this matchup?
That's what we've seen. I mean, when we saw Laurel play it, since he's in this game, we talk about him, like, he rushed that BKB.
Yeah.
He got it very early. I think just Witchblade BKB in a lot of cases. You need Witchblade on this hero, and you're just not doing damage. And then you're either considering Yule's Blink or BKB versus the Void Sphere, but the BKB is the most expensive of all those, and it's a really slow build-up if you're behind.
And Collapse with his Vanguard Blade Mail. I mean, he's putting that Vanguard to use. He is farming very aggressively. He's taken 2 different towers now with that early rotation to mid.
这把其实很强。
Good golden space to take away from the Void. I don't know if he'd be doing this exactly, but you definitely feel good right here from Maposhka.
Dude, this is a disgusting combination, by the way. Shadow Shaman with this neutral item. I mean, talk about a hard hero to kill.
This is everybody's most hated nightmare of the patch.
Yeah, I think
Sister Shroud Shaman.
I can't hit him.
Tesso already done for that TA as well. This Roche is on the menu for Spirit. That next Shaman ward.
亚托好像来到一个
Yeah,
装
one of
备
your
强势
suggestions
期
was
了
the Ursa to try and contest this faster.
他们可能想打一波
But with the Faceless Void, it kind of almost guarantees that Spirit's going to get the first 1 or 2 Roshes.
Another power. I mean, something has to change in this game for XG. This is not
Collapse
the same
有
game
大
as Game 1.
我觉得他们应该会想打一波
You cannot be giving this many runes away and give a bunch of Roshans to TA and expect to win this game. You're going to have to start to find some action soon. There is at least some Code of Blood success.
Rue tries to get a little too cheeky with it, hoping
这
to
个 Rue
Nightmare Sleepwalk somebody off of the Wisdom
他
Shrine and
要
steal it.
看别人的
Like
那
he
个什
stole
么
in Game 1. Not to be.
This just feels like the reverse of Game 1, where XG have a very defensive lineup. They're hoping just going to outscale Spirit by giving up a lot, but banking on the late game. And it's mostly, again, their support interactions with their mid are just trash. Like, Shadow Demon Disruptor going to puck is just a nothing.
Late
You
game
don't have the damage fall, but puck needs to threaten heroes around the map. So it has to come from somewhere else. And personally, I know there's a lot of teams that disagree, but personally, I hate Disruptor in these style of games. I think it's just a waste of the hero. Like, what's he offering you in this situation where you can't get aggressive, you can't run at people, you can't set kills up?
Ame failed to get off the Helmadom in time, so Collapse gets the extra Helmadom creep bull.
But he gets this cute thing for the pipe.
Now look at him go.
I guess it's a blowgun, right?
Yeah, blowgun.
Or is it a bong?
Yes, you did!
No, I did.
You brought up the special class that Val...
Bald guy. That was maybe one of the other bald guys.
看到，但
Look, I'm not saying that's what it was. I'm saying
5-5, 2000
it
network,
could have been.
14 Spirits. A 2-man smoke play. Rue, Laurel, looking for that opening on the puck.
Oh, there's another power. He literally has amp damage running.
Oh, goodness. There goes Maposhka.
Okay, yeah, that's something.
I don't know how he got into that position on top of a creep wave.
跳刀了哦，有跳
Yeah,
刀
what
了。
was he doing sitting in the middle of the creep wave in the first place?
There's nothing happening for 10 minutes. He's going to farm.
I guess so.
我觉得可以，你看啊，他们，你看
Another
金
coat
穗
of blood.
感觉这个线危险的时候就派一个辅助去收
They，need a lot of the armor.
换一
Immediately
个无
spoke
所
up
谓，
from
他们现在又要活
extreme
了。
off that kill. They sweep the axe to the other side.
You want the Void Spear
就
here?
你打这种
Call
他们
it
这
the
种
status
局就
wall,
是
don't
危
really
险，
want
你
the Centaur.
必须要
The issue is
让
that
辅
shield
助
rune
去。刚才那个 XM 去那个收那波线就
You do
来
have Shadow Demon,
很
though.
sus。
That is true.
You actually don't really care here. Maybe that's why the smoke was committed. Ooh, Blink Blind.
Breaks on the low ground, throw a ward onto the high ground, go for the bank. Call and Static Storm. A lot being used for this for not a very fast kill. And Collapse going to try and pounce on it. 2-man stomp. Beautiful hit from Collapse. And with Yotaro there, they've got the damage for both. XXS and Jin-Q will both fall. The only one to escape is XM, who managed a phase shift dodge the initiation from Collapse.
Just go into Roche here, drop the ward, that's the only downside, so maybe they feel it's not fast enough. Yeah, they'll skip on it, but those are Deso charges for Yotaro, who's on a way faster carry this time around, and again, the carry differential is like that game 1. The Alchemist was getting more done than the Sven. This game, this TA is going to get more done than the Void. Because you don't have early damage fall up in the Chrono, there's kind of no point.
按理说一般都刷不过 TA，TA 有那个 fashion 他两波兵，刷来只会越来越快。
Right, Alchemist just reaches this unkillable state. Templar Assassin can do that, but the thing I hate about playing against Templar Assassin when you're behind is the shard on the traps, right? You just lose so much map control And any team fights, you might just start off with a bunch of heroes outside.
It's the shard traps disabling your map pressure, and then that map pressure leads into quick Roshan and Tormentor kills. And the net worth lead for the team just builds. That's why this hero's so powerful. And right now, XG just don't have any support.
farm 太快了。
Blink is available for collapse as we saw in that fight, so you can also look for more small aggressive plays if you're Spirit.
And he is going to go for the pipe, not a slow pipe, despite the Vanguard Blade Mail Blink Dagger buildup.
No, he took early towers. That's where this Vanguard pays off.
Yeah.
I mean, Spirit are getting everything they want in this lineup. Like outside of the terrible start, this should just be a clean Roshan. Non-contest from XG unless you get this axe in here off a sick call. And if I'm them after that fight, like they threw down the axe call, Blade Mail plus Static Storm on that Bane. I don't know if you can afford to do that and win the fight.
I don't think so either, but at the same time, if you're not catching the Bane, the Nightmare save
没有
on the axe initiation is also really good.
强势期什么的，
Right, like either the axe gets nightmared or the person he calls gets nightmared.
I think you just have to live with the speed of the play. Throw a Static Storm behind him maybe, but I mean, if you catch a core, you throw down this Static Storm, but I don't think you can throw it on a support and win the long fight. You don't have enough in the tank right now. Mjolnir is done for Ame. That helps your damage issues a little bit. Still looking for those 15-20 talents. That would help a bit more as well. It's gonna go BKB from here. This is one of those games where you kind of want the BKB on the Void for the Void Spirit, the TA traps, the Shaman, but there's always that grip looming, there's Stampede to bail heroes out of your BKB if you're not hitting them in the chrono.
这把要把那个 Team Spirit 抓到 out of position 太难了。
Getting Ame involved now, pushing him on the front line with the creep. Trying to make the smoke play behind him, bait anybody out, but again, they don't jump this Void Spirit. They have enough to all in him, but it's very risky depending on where Spirit's heroes are.
只要他们跳
Still Aegis for
跳那个 Void Spirit 的一瞬间
，Very low HP tower down here. Could be a tower that Spirit fight around. They'll give it up for free. Ame denies a bounty rune. Got him. Economic damage. Value of HOD.
Yes, I was about to say.
And then he fed it away.
Okay. Maybe Yatoro's just psyops people into going Helmet Dom so he's extra creeps to farm.
Maybe that's what this is the counter right? The TA, you just two-shot it. You have so much minus armor.
Yeah.
Can't put armor on the creep. So, you've fallen into my trap on me.
Were you listening this morning to Owen's various suggestions
yes,
to how to counter
not good.
Helmet Dom? Do you have a favorite in that list?
It was not a list. It was one thing, which was Weaver Gemini XP. Or not Weaver Swarm XP.
Yes.
That's not a good counter. The actual counter is you convince other people to play Faceless Void with HOD, and then you beat them. You gaslit him for
Yatoro had psyops the entirety of the TI competition.
It's possible. It's definitely possible.
差一点。
He's gonna play like Drow Ranger with Dagon or something. People are just
他们守不了这个高，I mean 守不了这个二塔。
Oh, you don't understand. The Dagon counters the Helmet Dom.
But if you beat him with it, like if you're Ame and you beat him with his Void HOD,
yeah.
That's just,
psyop the psyopper?
That's just badass right there.
That's just badass, brother. Is Ame still deathless?
Oh yeah, he's deathless, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh, I will make sure you know. Little setup here.
Okay. A little off the mark there. That nightmare doesn't last forever.
I mean, again, if XG are not making a move with XXS, there's no this axe has to be everything all the time for Extreme Gaming. Want to do something? Oh, barely got out of there.
Yeah, that was a little close.
I mean, the thing is, he still has Aegis, so I don't even think you really can chrono him there.
That's true.
That's why he's playing up so far.
You could try, and if you have any instant damage, you might be able to get him on the second life.
I just worried about the team coming in and their Stampede and stuff. Smoke from Spirit. I mean, they have BKB Ags on Laurel. They are incredibly strong right now. Even finished up with Angel Lids on the Shaman, who, by the way, is the most farm support. Maposhka putting in work. He says, if it's going to be a slow game, I'm just going to farm. His read on this was absolutely correct, too. So this is huge. Getting that extra range plus a little tumbler toy action versus Puck, that's big.
I like the teams who are getting quite aggressive right now because I don't think they just want to let Extreme get to BKBs for free.
No, you don't want this game to go ultra late. You want to put the pressure on with the Templar Assassin's timing. 30 seconds left on this Aegis. Perfect time to go high ground.
It's deja vu. Bottom lane.
Go in when this Aegis is expiring with Axe Call and then look for a chrono on the backline.
Clearly do not want to take this. They are not coming back.
Yeah, or that's just range track's gone at 24. Data is done for the Templar Assassin. Still no fight here. Coming out from XG. Slowly falling behind.
Now that is going to be a play. Collapse, going to go Aghanim Scepter. You could bail out some heroes out of the call potentially out of Chronosphere.
I mean, the Chrono's not.
Out of the coil. I mean, you get some hero on the edge. You know, you're trying to grab 2 or 3 heroes. They're on the edge.
Tough. It's pretty tough. Ame's not going to give you that kind of.
Wait, oh, okay. You're saying Collapse isn't capable of that.
No, Collapse is capable, but
Generational offlaner.
Ame is not going to give you that kind of opening. That's all I'm saying. Like, he knows. He's going to see the cart. He actually doesn't even need to see the cart. He's going to know you have the cart before you even have it.
No, it's not.
You don't want to do it, but you got to do it. And another smoke on this axe that yields nothing.
Aaron run. I don't know if he knows there's more heroes around. I'm sure there's no way a Shadow Demon's just hanging out by himself. But how is it that 3 heroes surrounding this territory, Rue just walks away? No Glimmer Cape, no Blink Dagger, no Force Staff. He walks away.
Nighttime vision.
Yeah,
powerful.
It is.
I will also say, you look at this inventory. He's got 2.1k gold. You going towards that axe? I'm buying boots to travel, man.
What?
It feels too good. Travel.
Yeah.
这个 Bane 出了 Axe 更恶心。
Dude, you just. I mean, honestly, this game, that Chrono.
感觉 Team Spirit 打
Yeah,
法特别
Scotty
像
here,
Chinese
you're
team，
very tanky, hard to burst down.
就一直 farm，
You're going to have enough damage if you go Scott.
就那种很
That's why you got the
原始的那种 Chinese
Don't
team。
sound convinced.
可能这4个人
But if they
比较
somehow win a
respect
fight in this
XG 吧。
This is kind of the
之前 make 了 some play， 但是不是特别多。你看人头才87，明显没有 Tidebound 和那个 Liquid 打的爽。
Watch like if the game is going.
Where this game could have spiraled a lot more.
Yeah, I mean they were so down.
他们有
just gave up
BKB 了
range barracks.
应该。
And I also think generally you're happy farming with Faceless Void. I mean, it's Faceless Void. It's the hardest scaling carry in Dota, unless you're Ghost with a bear. As we saw earlier.
That's true.
But bears just don't care about technology. They don't. Bears
are superior technology.
Bears are superior technology to Lovecraftian space horrors and their control of time. Bears, they don't care about time. You know, they don't care about anything.
True. Bears do not have a concept of time.
That's right.
Therefore, they are not countered when time.
I gotta believe that. I also think Axe is a harder scaling offlaner than Centaur.
Territory.
We're just not there yet.
Especially with this facet, by the way. That double edge really starts hitting hard.
Yes. He can do
或
some
者看
damage,
没
but we don't have
，XG 直接
a lot of that.
只要1消失就
So right now
回去
the
了
Axe is doing a lot more damage. It
很
just
关
comes
键。
down to a straight jump. But of course, I mean, can you find this jump if you're XG? You gotta look for it. It's gonna be tough into the traps.
Team Spirit isn't gonna make it easy on you. Dewarding, bunch of traps laid down, and Roshan dying fast. Extreme, if they want to be able to catch this in motion, it's gotta happen now.
Gatekeeper, Laurel.
Blocking them out, just no entrances into the pit open. Extreme.
Might still look here.
Tried the front door, they tried the side door.
There's no door, apparently.
It is locked down tight, and Team Spirits now with an Aegis for 4.5 minutes. Plenty of time
真的只有
push
那么
another
点，
high
我
ground,
感觉
plenty
Team
of time
Spirit
to
赢了呀。
Some of the setup thing.
真的那么强的吗
Once it
？XG
saves to land. Can force it straight up with the banner serpent drop. But I do think the initial jump from Axe with a follow-up jump from Void potentially flanks you is a little spooky. Like if this Chrono lands on supports or Centaur plus the Void Spirit, I'm saying 2 out of those 4. The fight can be a bit iffy here for Spirit. They don't have the best saves going into the Chrono.
I mean, but they also don't have the best
我觉得
damage to
打
put
吧，
into
下
it.
一把，下一把，让
Like, if they
他们
chrono
切
those
个后
heroes,
排
it doesn't matter if
30几
they
波，
don't
看能不
Brother,
能
if you're a
能不能
20,000
杀
hour
两
with Faceless Void and you're not dealing damage in Chrono, then the pick is just Garbanzo.
He did, he does just finish up Scotty,
I don't know what to
and
tell you.
he's about to get his 20 talent.
Yeah.
Those are big, big upgrades for damage.
Yes, this is a huge peak for Ame. Still has that Alpha Wolf, of course, which is honestly pretty influential if it stays alive for the next fight.
Still has no deaths, but also has no kills in this game, where he was a kill monster in the previous 3 games.
Just saving them all. Oh, this would be that big core catch they need. Do you have the angle? It's daytime.
Teleport out. Rue, he's not going to get there fast enough. He's trying to go for Ags, not a Blink Dagger. The Blink Dagger is on Maposhka.
That would have been a huge find during this Aegis period. Instead, they showed the TA bottom. This will let XG leave their base. Look for some D-wards, look for anybody in their jungle. And
I'm surprised Maposhka's even playing for the pickoff here.
This is
Street
very
are going to approach this ward in force. You are not jumping that surely.
They're actually going to try and get
They're
out
going to try. They're going to try and burst down this Faceless Void.
There's no
A
way.
Hex goes off. A call attempted, but a blink away from Maposhka. Beautifully dodged.
Oh man, XG.
And they can't
Well,
even push out
discipline.
S5 into 3.
Help was coming, but it was far away. That was a very risky
Whoa.
jump for Spirit. There's no way you burst in there without the TA.
我去，no
There's
respect
risk if
对
that
面的
happens,
fight，
man,
我去。
you're stuck in that fight, especially against the Disruptor lineup.
Team
Just trying to
Spirit
maintain
亚
that
头
control
肉
during this Aegis period where they know they're stronger.
刚刚亚头没
And
到位，
the
亚头
bluff
到
works.
位的话，应该
They
就
can
打起来。
maintain, control the map, keep their wards, push in this top lane, 14k gold lead, swift blink on Yatoro, still has that banner. I don't know why he's carrying it, but you know he's going to drop it at some point.
Yutaro leading the charge. Extreme, will they be able to find the opening? That is not going on the Templar Assassin. Once again, scan lands, traps in place, feels like Extreme. There are no openings to be found.
And a Baynags delivered. I mean, there's that smoke flank that's deadly on this high ground push straight up. But Spirit read it. They also know this flank is coming, so they can position for it. They can put Centaur in the way.
And they just have to go for the jump on a Templar Assassin, but they're ready for that one with the Aghanim Scepter. Still though, the coil on a 3. Not too bad, but the Fiend's Grip for the Aghanim Scepter, it takes out the puck. You can have Maposhka trading away a core for that. Well worth it for Team Spirit. 30 seconds left on the Aegis, and the high ground, it's coming. And not much left for Extreme to stop it.
These Enfeebles are annoying for Ame too. Talking about damage in the Chrono, you get Enfeebled, you might not have it.
Could it be used? Ame searching for that Chronosphere, trying to hit all the backline heroes, but Team Spirit don't give him the opening. They give up Yutoro's Aegis.
Beautiful.
And now trying to reset around it. Ame hoping to be able to get the he does not get Yutoro in it. Does manage to get 2, but there's the horse. Of course he's able to get heroes out of the Chronosphere. Ame doesn't give them a good enough Chronosphere to stop it. Laurel is fine. Ame with the time dilation, hoping to slow them down, but Laurel not to be slowed down, just jumps in, goes after the Shadow Demon, bashed up a little bit, has to use his BKB defensively. Now,
Ame, gotta get something here.
XXS has got to go for the call. He doesn't go after the Templar Assassin. Searches for an easier kill on a collapse, but it's not too easy. Collapse, plenty of HP. Yutoro trying to finish off X-Nova. Does manage to get a 1,000 damage crit, and now it's done. Oh, what the heck? Oh, he just finished him off. Ame, so much for the tank, but so much for that. The first death of the tournament for Ame will close out this game. Team Spirit look to even out the series.
，Class 玩这种英雄他揉起来他没法打。
And I was just not sold on this Void.
还有一把是吧？就打2把应该。BO3。哦，天有点累了，先不看了，累了。